Hey, it's E-Rock.
And Sam from Opie and Anthony.
O&A will start in just a few minutes.
But first, E-Rock, there's nothing better than when a comedian comes in and gives us stories of his childhood.
Usually that's Jimmy's job.
Yeah, but sometimes it's Bob Kelly's job, who, by no surprise to anyone, wore ladies' underwear as a child.
And he also used to pick his nose and save it.
We can't give you all the details now, so enjoy this.
My mother used to make me wear my sister's underwear to school all the time.
Why?
That's weird.
And I remember
Were they sexy underwear?
they were little girly underwears, like little they had little like flower, like little girl underwears.
Why? What
Because
was the
she would-
purpose?
It was 13 of us living in like a three bedroom house. Yeah. Well, you know what? I didn't even realize it was bad until one day. Remember?
Was it so soft that you were just popping you-know-what's all day long?
Oh, God. No. I just remember I was in the bathroom one day. Remember those, we were at the big sink you used to step on? It was a round sink, and you'd step on it, and water would just shoot out like a fountain, and everybody would wash your hands there. I was washing my hands, and I was in the just taking a pee-pee before that, and we're all washing our hands, and they just started making fun of me about my little flowered panties. Because I didn't know it was bad.
Why are you showing everybody?
I was going to the bathroom.
Well,
you had to pull
you
it
make
down.
sure no one's around.
I didn't
You
know.
made it worse for yourself.
I didn't know. I didn't know you had to hide it.
Of course you gotta hide something like that.
No, you don't know you got to hide it in first grade. You just take it out and go, look. You don't
Do you remember
hide
the
it.
pattern that was on your panties,
I
Bobby?
think it was little roses, and I think one was purple, one was blue, and the other one was pink, and it was scattered all over. Because my mother wouldn't do laundry. She wouldn't do laundry, and if she didn't have my underwear, she'd just toss me. You know.
Little frilly underwear.
They're like, what's gonna
Frilly
happen?
Underwear
Who
with
cares?
5 uncles.
5 uncles.
Little
creepy.
spiff.
5 uncles.
When did you stop wearing them?
When did you start wearing a
around
scarf?
14. No, I'm joking. Actually, I used to pick my nose, and I used to suck on my fingers. Like, you know, people suck their thumbs?
Yeah.
Like this. I used to suck on my fingers like this, and I would pick my nose with my pinky finger. And what I would do is I would take the boogers. Listen to me. I would take the boogers out and roll them into perfect little balls on my upper lip. That was my thing. Like this.
Holy
Wait a second.
good
Bob has
wait,
his
God.
pinky up the nose and the 2 fingers next to the pinky being sucked on.
Now wait, I used to have 2 lumps on my fingers from my teeth biting into my fingers.
Yeah.
And I would take, if I was leaving for school in the morning, I would take all the boogers out of my nose and put them underneath my desk or under the couch to let them harden.
Holy mother of God, this is one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard.
So then I would come home. Oh, I couldn't. I remember running home from school
For boogers?
because I knew I had like the perfect snort underneath the couch.
What would you do with it?
I would peel it off, and then I would take it and I'd suck on my fingers, and then I'd take my pinky and I'd slowly start rolling it into
Wait,
a
you'd
ball.
put a booger from under the couch onto your upper lip.
Onto my upper lip, and then roll it with my pinky finger on my upper lip, and it would into a perfect ball.
And then you'd stick it under the table.
But wait, I'd have to. It was almost like making crafts because as I rolled it, I'd have to lick it to wet it a little bit.
No.
So I'd have to keep wetting it.
You had
making crafts.
You had a thing in your mouth and a perfect ball in your upper lip, and you don't understand what it was happening to you.
That is disgusting.
The Opie and Anthony Show starts now.
Previously on O&A.
This is a man who needs to be acknowledged as somebody in the 20th century that shaped our societies as we live them today. We would not have many of the things we have today if it was not for Adolf Hitler. It is just an acknowledgement that he was part of history in the 20th century. And we would not have many things we have without Adolf Hitler.
You know what, Steve Jobs? You know what, he's too smarmy. Steve Jobs is...
Oh, he doesn't like the new design. Look at the new design, Bob. Look at the new...
Fuck you, Opie!
You can do Rodney Yee. He's an another one.
Doing Rodney.
Exactly. That's why you need a fucking Asian guy. Oh, I get no respect. I get no respect. Go to Lotus. Hey, I tell you.
Need some sleep. Have to go to Dr. Vinny Boombox. Make a horrible wine.
He said, I give you a second opinion. He said, your eyes are crooked, too.
Tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. Tell you what I want, what I really, really want. Yeah, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I wanna, really, 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 really wanna zig a zig. Ah.
Opie and Anthony, live next.
Opie and Anthony on satellite radio. Host Anthony Camilla and Greg Opie here.
And Anthony apologizing for yet another raunchy
comment, profanity-laced rant. Is this the last straw for the raunchy radio duo?
Come on, put the whole thing in your mouth.
Swallow it.
Freedom of fucking speech, like we've said many times, the freedom to say some awful things. You might not like it, but we have the right to say them.
Oh, my.
We have low self-esteem as a show.
They are not doing anything. They're not highly skilled. They have no talent.
We're just exploiting people.
See, kids, smoke your pot, play your video games, and watch TV. You'll be better off when you get our age.
There's no ratings here. No one cares.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Yeah, but even worse, right? Oh, it's Whip 'em Out Wednesday, that's for sure.
Hi.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning.
But, I mean, to say good morning means you had to have a good night's sleep, right?
Oh, no.
Day 3 of Insomniac.
What happened?
Well, what didn't happen was a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Can't fucking pull that off, huh?
And like you asked me this morning, no, I did not try the yoga on the TV.
Yeah, that was my first question. Did you try yoga on TV? Dr. Steve's prescription for sleep.
The yoga on
the TV.
On the TV. Yoga on the TV. Fuck no, man. I started off nice. I fell asleep around 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock p.m., of course.
Around 1:30. I'm waking up because I'm drowning in my own snot. I just got snot pouring out of my left nostril. I mean, pouring out.
Do you keep tissues near your bed? Or do you have to get up to blow your nose?
I had to get up and...
see? Tissues near the bed, Opie.
The amount of fluids that left my nose is when I was blowing my nose at 1:30 in the morning. Unbelievable. And then I had to damp off my pillow because it was just... soaked with snot. And then I'm like, what's that about? And then I went... Oh yeah, I remember. Me and the wife were in Sheep Meadow, little local action. It's one of the parks in Central Park. One of the parks within the park.
Yes, there are a lot of sub parks in the park,
and it's a great place to just hang out and watch people and stuff. And I was watching like this old hippie dude, like really not really old, but he was probably early 60s, and he's playing like all that hippie music, like CCR, and
never got out of it, did he?
And the Rolling Stones. He doesn't have a shirt on, man. He's taking in the sun, and he's smoking a joint.
Not one of those brokerage firms, 60-year-old guys that go, in the 60s, I was a free spirit, and now E-Trade helps me be a free spirit.
No, he old school, still smells like he did back
patchouli and fucking
back
BO.
in the 60s. Oh yeah, exactly. And no shirt, man. He's got long, stringy black hair, and he's doing just horrendous versions of great classic tunes.
God bless him.
He's doing Dylan and CCR and the Rolling Stones, and he's smoking a joint, and he's hanging out with a bunch of brothers.
With the homeboys?
And a bunch of sisters.
Yeah,
so we're
nice
sitting
to
there
him.
trying to figure out, what the fuck is this about? And obviously they went over there because they smelled them smoking pot.
Oh, smelled the weed.
So
it's like sharks with blood in the water.
Yeah. So now they're smoking pot with the hippie dude, the black guys and the black girls there.
Probably punched him in the face afterwards and took his pot.
And they were openly just laughing at him as they're smoking his pot. They had no desire to listen to classic rock in the park.
No, of course not.
Especially this guy's version of it. And they all got their iPhones out and they're just filming the guy and they're filming each other laughing and shit.
Gonna go on YouTube and then they'll just be like, "Look at this motherfucker."
I'm hoping. So
goddamn motherfucker.
But I think what the snot thing is about. I was sitting there checking out that scene and checking out some other shit, and I'm just pulling up the grass. You know what you do, and when you're in a park, you're just fiddling about.
Fiddle.
So I'm pulling up fucking grass, and then I realize about a half hour into it, I'm like, "Hey, dummy, you're allergic to grass, you idiot."
Yeah.
So certainly, 4 or 5 hours later, it comes out with just fucking snot pouring out of my left nostril.
Snot waterfall, yeah.
The snot waterfall.
It's like you blow your nose and then you ream it out with the tissue. You do everything. It's completely dry for a second. And it's like, where is this coming from?
Yeah, and this wasn't the thicker kind where it stays in the nose.
No, it's just water.
Just pouring out.
Yeah. Like Arba Dwyer of snot.
Right.
That's what you are.
And then, because you're just such a treat, Ed goes, "Well, I slept like a baby last night." Like,
I can't get
well,
over.
That's really nice.
Knock wood, how well I'm sleeping.
You know what's odd, too?
It's fantastic.
I slept in the afternoon as well as the night.
Yes, so did I.
I never do that.
I did the same goddamn thing.
Oh, my God.
I watched, fucking Kick-Ass, and then I sat back a little bit and just fucking drifted off
Wait,
a little.
you watched the movie Kick-Ass?
Oh, yeah.
But you don't
like going to the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I just figured I'd go to the theater.
Were you in a theater?
I was in the theater.
Oh, okay. You got us confused
I saw it in the theater, and
you got us confused.
No, I wouldn't want anybody to think anything else. But I went to the theater and saw it. Not that big a crowd down there in the theater, though.
Well, I
got to say.
I mean, it was a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tuesday's not a big movie-going day.
Yeah, you would think with, all the reviews that it got and people talking about it, the buzz that it has. I looked around and, to tell you the truth, I think I was the only person in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And it's a great theater.
Private
The
showing,
concessions, if you want candy or soda, or they even serve beer or wine if you want. But what a great place.
What'd you think of the film?
I thought it was not as good as everybody says. It was it was a little
one of those.
It was a little slow in certain parts and a little like who cares in certain parts. The kid is the best part.
Would it have been a great movie if Nicolas Cage wasn't in it?
No, Nicolas Cage doesn't really have anything to do with the good or bad of this movie.
A lot of Nicolas Cage movies would be a lot better without him in it.
He's not really that much of the movie, to tell you the truth.
All right, so
the parts with the girl are really funny and a lot of action. The other superhero kid there with the fucking wetsuit on, it's kind of like all right, meh. And then the storyline, of course, you're not going, I know, for the storyline itself, but it's one of those hacky kind of, organized crime thingies. But it's just kind of a vehicle so you could watch kids beating the shit out of adults and cursing and doing horrible violence on people, which is cool. Like I liked that part. That was the part I liked, but it seemed there wasn't enough of it in certain parts of the movie where it kind of slowed it down.
Wow.
But overall, not bad, but not like, wow, this is the greatest fucking, thing.
Better than Hot Tub Time Machine?
Haven't seen that yet. I think I might go to the theater tonight and see that.
Please see Hot Tub Time Machine.
Okay.
And then let me know which one's better, because I
want to thank Danny for recommending this theater, too, because I really didn't know this one existed.
Don't get me involved in your theater going.
I'm just saying, Danny recommended a fantastic theater that I could see these movies in. So I just was thanking Danny.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's great. It's great. It's great.
How about you tell us where this theater is?
I don't want it to get crowded when I go.
Hot Tub Time Machine. There he is.
Hot Tub Time Machine. Oh, is that? Yeah, look at that. See? Okay.
See, they're all dressed like the 80s.
That's good. That's playing at the same theater. So
well, that's good.
Danny just brought up the movie listings for that theater, and it is playing.
Well, your theater has the same listings as my local theater. So
does it?
Oh,
nice.
Yeah. Allergic to grass. Who's allergic to grass? Pollen, I understand, but grass?
Grass has a grass.
Dude, I went to
shit on it.
I went to a fucking allergist, and he said I'm allergic to all grasses.
Every plant has pollen. Grass is a plant, dummy.
He said Kentucky bluegrass. He named all the grasses.
Yeah, there's a California, Kentucky bluegrass bends.
Yeah, he
California centimillion.
He basically said, "Don't go outside." And he said, "You're lucky you live in Manhattan."
You should just be the boy in the plastic bubble.
Oh yeah, I know. I've known that my whole life.
Bubble boy.
Moops. I've had the same cold for the last 25 years.
Have you? Yeah.
I've had a low-level cold for 25 fucking years. Never feel sick, but always have a stuffy fucking cold like
you have to get tissues by the bed just so you don't have to get up. There have been nights I've been sitting there going like, all right, if I get up, I'm not going to be able to get back to sleep, but I cannot sit here just fucking fixated on the fact that there's snot in my nose. So you get up, you go to the bathroom, you blow your nose, you come back and go, all right, I'm awake. So you put him next to the bed. But then the problem is, if I'm using a lot of tissues, like now, I got the same thing going on.
Yeah.
Nose running, I'm coughing. I get a bunch of tissues on my night table that in the morning I then throw in my waste paper basket in the bedroom. Mm-hmm. Then all I'm thinking is the maids are coming by looking at me going, here's a guy that just jerks off incessantly at night, and it's just jerk-off tissues.
It does look like jerk-off tissues, you're
yes.
right. My shirt looks like I fucking was in a Bukkake film or something.
There's too many tissues for just blowing your nose.
I need to jump in here because that's the difference. Like, I used my shirt I was sleeping in. Because, and I think everyone can relate to this. When you're
in a shirt.
When you're sleeping, the last thing you want to do is get out of fucking bed in the middle of the night, right? Mm-hmm. So if you have to blow your nose or you got a runny nose, you're just using the T-shirt you're sleeping in.
Oh, my God.
I'm not the only one, I guarantee. And then if you have to go to the bathroom, what do? You move your body in a pretzel until you can relieve it slightly so you can continue sleeping instead of getting out of bed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, tissues near the bed will definitely.
Tissues near the bed, you got to do. But like I said, it totally looks like I'm just jacking off, and it's giant amounts of jizz in my garbage.
So the insomnia is up to day 3, and last night I decided to beat the shit out of my bed in the middle of the night.
Oh, you had a little fucking.
I had a tantrum.
A Lundegaard temper tantrum.
It started with you got to be fucking kidding me, and then I look like a complete lunatic.
Yeah.
As I'm just punching the shit out of my bed. And that makes it easy to go back to sleep, right?
No, that kind of gets your adrenaline going, I would think, and would make it even more difficult to go to sleep, to tell you the truth.
Do you know, I've hit myself. I did this recently. I couldn't sleep, and I was hitting myself in the face. I was so angry.
Oh, my God.
So you get like
bed.
me. You get angry, right?
I'm out of my, of course. Yeah, I had to shoot
I'm out of my mind.
But it's one of those things where someone told me many years ago, nobody ever died from lack of sleep. Like, eventually, you will sleep. And it's like, if you have nothing major to do, like, you got to do the show.
Oh, nothing major to do. Like, I don't know, raise a kid in the very near future?
Oh, boy.
That's a big one.
Nothing major like that, you mean?
No, but you'll sleep before then.
Really? This thing could happen any day. I slept 16 out of the 24 hours of this past Saturday.
That's nice.
Yeah, one of those off and on all-day sleeps. Those are the best in the fucking world. You got some dumb movie on that you don't really care much about, and you're just falling in and out of sleep the entire afternoon. Oh, is that the best?
You're fixated on sleep.
Oh, yeah.
And
I get
it's
obsessed with
making
it.
you not sleep is what it is. Like, it's that
it's
horrible fucking paradox you've fallen into.
It's like a horror movie. I get up off the couch and I start marching toward the bedroom, and all of a sudden it's like, oh God, here we go. All right, I put so much pressure on myself. Yeah. Okay, it's time to go to sleep now.
Yeah,
and I lay in bed, like, try to get comfortable, and I'm like, it's a whole thing now.
And in your mind, is it just like,
They just
I
go
know
to bed.
I'm not going to be able to go to sleep.
Yes.
Oh, that's just, you're fucking yourself right from
Most
the beginning.
people don't think about it. They just go to bed.
Yeah.
Like a human being.
You know what helps me when I have to go to sleep? Sometimes I spin in a circle quickly right outside my bed, and I start yelling, sleep, sleep.
But that's because you were molested as a child.
No, it's because I wanted to be. And nobody would pay attention to my hiney.
Everyone's giving me their advice. I need to jerk off and all this stuff, blah, blah, blah.
Dude, you'll sleep eventually. It's like, it's one of these things where you just, I enjoy them when I'm like that. It's like there's nothing I can do. And what I mean is, if you got to do the show, and you have probably a week or two until the kid comes, you'll sleep before then. Just enjoy it. Enjoy it for a couple days.
And then after, that should be...
But you know what? At that point, then I know why I'm not sleeping. Right now, there's no reason why I shouldn't be sleeping. That's the difference. Hey, when I did wake up in the middle of the night, I got an email from our friend Bob Levy, and I just want... so we got to get word... Actually, no. This fucking email came in at 4:57 a.m.
A.m.? Oh.
So, Bob, I just want to know if you meant to send this email. That's all I'm asking today. I know that's a bit of a code right now.
We'll have to get in touch with Bob.
But we explained most of this stuff in the end. But I want to know, Bob, if you meant to send this email.
Yeah.
He's a good friend of Jimmy's, and we're becoming friends with him. He's done the show a few times. We like him.
Before the show, we were talking about emails and texts and pictures and other things that you send that you might not send if you weren't intoxicated.
Right.
And we brought up the fact that our own Jimmy Norton has been sober since he's 18 years old.
I have been.
So he missed all that technology part of being drunk. And the stories he tells about just being drunk and being on Earth are horrific and ridiculous and crazy. He called the FBI on himself. He walked around the streets with a big fucking butcher knife, things like that.
Hoping the police would shoot me.
Yeah, hoping the police would shoot him. Just crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And thank God you stopped drinking, because I think it would have done you grave harm.
Yeah.
But you missed, and I would have loved to have seen the Jimmy Norton drunk texts and voicemails and pictures. The trouble you would have gotten into calling superiors and just then waking up in the morning from a blackout going, what did I do?
Dude, do you understand? I'm almost getting like the cold shivers.
Yeah, just thinking about it.
Thinking what you could do.
Dude, I was that type of drunk where I would be in the middle of a blackout and come out of it, and that's what I just wanted to say. And I know I would look down at the phone and see Mel K on my phone and not know what I just said.
Oh, my God, what did I say?
Was that a good message or a bad message?
Probably a bad one, though.
It was.
Yeah, you missed all that.
The Twitter, God knows I would have Twittered pictures of my cock. I've sent enough of them out already. But I've never taken full body nudes. Believe me, I would.
Face, dick, everything.
Yeah.
Just
you know what? Everybody's got a fucking cock. So what? Didn't hurt fucking Paris Hilton. Send. The law says you're 14. I don't give a fuck.
Just horrible shit.
Shit. It was a lot easier to keep it contained, I guess, back then, and not really. You'd have to directly do damage physically with your own body, or maybe a letter or things like that. But that gives you a little more time.
You know where I think about it when I'm at events like I'm doing the festival this year for the Nasty Show in Montreal, and there's always these comic get-togethers where there's the comedians.
Aren't the Habs there?
What's that?
Shut up.
Oh, the big parties and stuff.
The Habitants.
Oh, that the dumb hockey team.
The Habitants aren't they playing tonight again?
Yeah.
Those Habitants.
So whenever it's one of these comic get-togethers where there's people in the business there, or any type of a festival or Comedy Central get-together,
Comedy business.
I watch the comedians who drink and make asses out of themselves, and I'm like, first of all, it'd be worse.
Yeah,
they would pull. I know that I would kind of like half wake up. I'd be on the floor. I'd be crying. And everybody would be just kind of looking at me, and I'd have to be let out.
That bad it would be.
I was a crier. I was a caller. I was a cutter. Anything with a C I did that was bad. Crying, calling, cutting, oh my.
Cuckolding.
Cuckolding.
Aww.
Dude, I was a terrible drinker.
Too bad. It's too bad you can't get one. Like, they give you one. Where we set up one nice one for Jimmy, knowing that he'll go right back to where he's at today.
Like,
how great would that be?
Not even that. It would have to be some kind of fantasy world thing where you were able to see you now drunk off your ass for one day. I would fucking love to see that.
The way it works is this. Here's what would happen. It'd be this big event I'd be planning for myself, and it would be uneventful. The first time would be I'd maybe puke.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'd pass out and go, you know what? I used to puke every night. This time I just passed out, and I would be a little tipsy and silly and go, And then all of a sudden, when all the fanfare was gone, that's all of a sudden when Jim would show up. 2 weeks later, all of a sudden I'd come out of it, and I'd have blood on my forehead. And I'd see flashing lights, and I'd realize my fucking BMW had crashed.
Oh, shit.
And, oh, no, is this a schoolyard?
There's a little patent leather shoe on your hood.
It would be that type of thing. First of all, I know I would have drunk drove. That's how it would have ended for me. I probably would have killed somebody drunk driving.
That's how you think?
I know for a fact I would have. I have no doubt that I would have committed a vehicular homicide.
Oh, my God.
By accident.
Oh, Jimmy,
You'd
you
have been a
forgot
treat
one.
in prison.
You forgot one of the C's.
You forgot cocksucking there, Jimmy.
Oh,
There you go.
my
Thank you, Chris.
God.
That
Long
wasn't
Island.
a drunk activity,
No,
sir.
that was from fermented baby juice or something.
He doesn't need to be drunk
He was
to
very
do that,
young.
sir.
Yeah, elbow to the ribs.
Right. He's a lucky fella. He doesn't need to be drunk to do that.
I cringe when I think about it, though. Ant's not a bad drunk in that way. Like, where Ant's a little loud when he gambles.
Yeah.
But he's not the guy who's going to say things that he never said before. Like,
I'm happy drunk, but
Yeah.
and I'll open up a bit, but I won't go completely mad.
yeah, you're not, unless, again, when you're gambling, you're exasperated, but you're losing 20 grand.
yeah.
I kind of like, all right, I probably would be that way sober.
Although I was much better the last time out. I made a point. Although I did wish uterine cancer on one of the dealers.
Oh, yeah, that's much better.
Well, that was, I didn't, not to her face, after I walked away and spit on the floor just once. I usually spit a lot. But that had to be, like, Danny, what was that? That was about $10,000 in 4 minutes. That bitch took. That bitch!
Yeah, I do remember that one.
I wanted to fucking, and with that face. Nah, with that face. Go ahead.
I do like the fact that you look at that as a step up. You know what? I risked her uterine cancer. Okay, fair enough. I also did spit on the floor of the $1 billion casino, but only once.
Right.
Like we're supposed to go, hey, this kid's getting better.
I'm doing much better.
It's unbelievable. The improvement is
I'm
incredible.
working my way to maybe not spitting at all or wishing horrid diseases
Holy
on the
shit.
dealers.
God, I hope he keeps it up. Well, you know. Blackjack. That's right. So what else is up?
Man.
What happened?
Just looking at we have Uriah Faber's calling in today. It's a huge fight on Saturday, and I'm looking forward to
Big
it.
fight, big fight.
This is a fight I actually really
Uriah Faber, one of the lighter guys, and
yeah,
is he the pound for pound guy that Joe Rogan was talking about?
I don't know. I don't know if he was the one saying he was the best, but he's fucking phenomenal. He's fighting for his belt, which he lost a couple years ago. He had
WEC.
Yeah, it's all like the
pay-per-view this
featherweight guys.
weekend.
Yeah,
I think Dana White's calling what
on
Friday.
Ooh.
But I have to say this is probably the biggest one in the history of WEC.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I really want to see this fight.
Let's say hi to Matt in Collegeville. Matt.
How's it going, guys?
Hey, Matt.
Good morning. All right. Just real quick, Jimmy said that no one ever died from not sleeping. I don't believe that's the case. There's at least two cases I know of. There was one. It was like a music teacher or something who had like a tumor in his brain. Or some sort of imbalance. I forget exactly what it was, but it caused him to not be able to sleep at all, and it killing him. And the only cause of death they could find was the fact that he was not sleeping. The second one is there was a radio DJ. It was from like the 50s or the 60s, and he basically, as sort of a radio promotion, was trying to stay up for a certain amount of time for charity or whatever, and it ended up completely changing his entire personality. He took like a downturn right after it, and then he ended up killing himself.
Okay, so he didn't die from lack of sleep.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah, that wasn't lack of sleep. That was just, it exacerbated. I just love that word.
Exacerbated.
It exacerbated his probably already depression. In the 50s, they didn't know. You know what I mean? Hey, come on, have yourself a mint julep.
Come
when
on.
you felt bad.
Suck it up. Suck it up. What's the matter with you?
Any more fun news you want to give everybody today, Matt?
You're acting like a woman.
Just trying to brighten up your morning, Hope.
All right, thank you. There's Matt. Good luck with thank you.
Matt.
Thank you for that. Wait, I might be getting a little communique here from.
Are you awake?
Oh, my brother-in-law says that Faber.
Yes,
Faber.
That's his favorite fighter.
Oh, he likes Uriah Faber?
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
He's fighting this guy Aldo, this Brazilian.
And
Aldo.
Aldo's good too, right?
Fucking great. Yeah, he's so is Faber though. But I'm watching just Aldo clips, and he doesn't speak much English, I don't think. But he's a very young, he's like 23 years old. He's a really, really good fighter.
Just an animal.
Yeah, man. These light guys are fucking fun to watch because they don't run out of they don't lose their wind as much as guys who weigh 200 pounds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're fast too.
It's humiliating that a guy like I weigh like 160, 162, and a guy who weighs like 135 could just put me over his knee and spank me.
Just make you look silly.
Yeah.
Silly.
Silly, I say.
I'd match these guys up against Kenny. I'd take these guys over Kenny.
Really?
Yeah, because they're in such good shape.
And they know exactly what to do.
Yeah.
Kenny needs a big flashlight.
Yeah.
And an old fucking 6-shooter.
Yeah, Kenny's most effective when there's a red and blue light spinning.
Yes, he needs that on the ring, and they give him a mag light, and he just goes in.
That's not even Kenny's deadly.
Of course he is.
He's bummed that phone books are becoming extinct.
Yeah.
Kenny would get in trouble for putting his BlackBerry on somebody's head and hitting them with it.
Smashing him across the gut with it. Doesn't hurt. It used
It
to.
left a mark.
So they're flying again in Europe?
Yeah,
Is that what I'm
apparently
seeing?
they just said fuck it. They gave it a shot. The planes went
that's
through.
a nice ski slope.
Fine. That's lava, Opie.
Oh,
yeah.
See, that would not...
It's, not red snow, which would be kind of cool, but...
I thought it was like, how they made bowling better with the lights and stuff? I thought they made the ski slope
midnight
better.
bowling or something like that? You got midnight skiing
with the red fucking
some
trails.
lava.
With
Maybe if I had a little lava.
How long would you last in lava?
Split seconds. That's That's melted rocks.
How long would you last in lava, Jimmy?
I've made it 8 minutes, but then it was like it was really bothering me, and I felt like
Was
it was
it?
Yeah, I was like too hot on my skin.
A little
and
warm?
It took me a while to steep my testicles into it. Would lava just like
steep your
Why are you saying lava?
What's that?
It's lava.
Lava.
Oh, I wasn't in lava. I was in lava. Lava, I would have no shot
How
in.
many lies lava?
If you were standing there and you let run over your feet, like, what happens to your feet? Do you just catch on fire, or do your feet immediately disintegrate?
I would assume from the temperature of it that they would just burst into flames. Right. The pain would be insane, and then your feet would just vaporize.
If you fell into lava, like say you just got dropped into hot lava.
Yeah.
Would you
much like Gollum?
Would you really feel it, or would it just be by the time you felt it, it would just be gone?
I think it would sting for a split second.
It would be the start of something, and then you're just.
It would probably feel exactly like you were jumping into ice cold water. Like you wouldn't know it, and then you would just be in the netherworld.
I don't know,
of
man. How
death
many
and
degrees is
doom.
lava?
Oh, it's got to be fucking 60, 70 degrees.
That's about right.
No, but I thought it was.
What about the town?
Wow.
Was it in Hawaii?
It looks like the Earth coming.
Yeah, it is pretty much. Yeah.
And you would probably know better better than anyone.
Pompeii?
No, man. In modern times, what was the fucking town that got wiped out by the lava in Hawaii?
In Hawaii?
Remember, they did all the reports on TV, and they were watching the lava field slowly move toward the town, and
there's
basically
nothing they could do about it.
They basically said there is nothing we could do.
Is that like in the 90s?
I'm thinking
Yeah,
it was in our
I remember
lifetime,
that.
and it was I would say it was 10 to 15 years ago. Help me out with this.
Oh, lava gets pudding skin on it. When
Why
it
does it
comes
get
out.
black pudding skin immediately?
Because it's cooling off and turning back into like rock and
That's
and
amazing.
shit.
And then it forms a little fucking island or something.
Steve from Bay Shore is saying, Opie, he thinks it was Burnt Upville.
Burnt Upville? Is that another racist joke by that
No,
fuck?
it's just Burnt
Was
Up.
it called that? But imagine being in a boat.
Wasn't
and you-
sure.
How long would your boat last in lava?
For blacks or something.
You just
for that
launch your
racist.
boat in there. Hope you could just drive it around.
No, Ant, help me out, because
I don't remember.
And I think there's videos online because, like, 60 Minutes, all those news shows had reports with the lava field. Slowly, like an inch a day. You got it?
Kalapana.
In 1990. All right, that's about right. I said,
Kalapana.
I said 15, but all right, 20 years ago. Jimmy, look at this. This lava field just slowly but surely wiped out an entire town, and there was nothing they could do about it. And there's no video, right?
No, it's fucking 90. Jesus.
They knew that it
just
was
have
coming and they didn't tape it, these assholes?
I know. That happened in Mount St. Helens, too.
No,
It's like,
but
why
I mean
fuck
the
didn't they
town.
videotape
But news
it?
shows were doing pieces on this where they showed it, and then they showed it slowly taking out buildings.
Yeah.
The outskirts of town got it first, and then they finally just took out the whole town. Oh yeah.
Hot magma.
Let's say hi to Adam in Atlanta. Adam.
Adam.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hi, sir.
Hey, I just wanted to call and let you guys know I've been listening for, I don't know, since 05 when you used to split. And the other day I got a new...
Kyle in Vermont, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, fellas? Hey,
Hey.
listen up. Lava is 2,400 degrees.
Wow.
Out in Hawaii, if you go to the lava fields of Kilauea,
Yeah.
you can stand over the top and then watch the lava go by. It singes your eyebrows.
Just
That's
by
how hot that
looking
is.
at it down in a fucking volcano. Who stick their head in a
Right, you
volcano
can
anyway,
stand-
dummy?
Well, you can stand on top, and the lava fields go straight into the ocean, and you can see how the Earth is being formed as it goes into the ocean.
Yeah.
But it's just wild. You're standing there, and your feet get hot from underneath, and your eyebrows actually singe if you're too close to
It's
the
so
open
primal,
air.
primitive and shit. Like
Is it?
volcanoes are so fucking old.
And is it making more land, like noticeably more land in Hawaii?
Oh,
Especially in
absolutely.
Hawaii, yeah.
And, the roads that go into that town actually have like an 8-foot lava wall.
Yeah,
Like the road stops, and you see the top of the street signs.
Yeah.
And the street signs, that's all you see is just the top of a street sign sticking out from this like wall of lava.
It's pretty cool when you watch these lava vents underwater, and the lava comes up out of it and instantly cools.
Right.
And it looks like those snakes. You remember what you used to light on those little tablets on fire, and it would make
and they would
carbon snakes would come out of it. It looks just like that because the lava's still got to fucking come out.
Of course.
But the outside of it is cooling so quickly, and the inside's still got lava on it, so it makes like these tubes and these platforms and shit. It's got to be fucking wild. And then the divers go right near these things, and the water's got to be pretty fucking warm, I would imagine.
Well,
it's probably comfortably warm.
You could take a helicopter tour over the top of how the lava's formed into the ocean. And
yes.
You can see the steam and the mist coming up, and it's not as hot. Obviously, if there's lava there, you can't fly right over top of it.
Right.
But
Poking at it.
You see how the steam comes up, and there's actually just jets of land that came out because of the lava. It's incredible. I mean, if you've been to Hawaii, you got to go see Kilauea. It's a sight you'll never forget.
Yeah, Spectro from Michigan is saying it's like being on another planet.
It is.
Wow.
Because
Yeah.
I
Vulcan.
I played around the golf out there, and it was carved out of the lava field. So they actually plant lava
Your
fields.
drive would go 400 yards. It would just keep bouncing and bouncing and
You get a good
bouncing and
bounce off
bouncing
of
and
hardened
bouncing and
lava.
bouncing.
Needless to say, you're not hitting a 9-iron off the lava.
Well,
You gotta
sure, needless
drop
to
off
say.
the grass.
Needless to say, kind of hard to put your tee in the lava rock though.
That could be a problem. You're gonna have to hit your ball right off the lava.
Off the lava
without a tee.
Have you guys been out to Hawaii at all?
I wanted to do my honeymoon in Hawaii, but
Never.
I just couldn't get it together. I
one
would love
place
to
I
go
gotta
to
go.
Hawaii, man. Would love to go.
When you fly into the Big Island, okay,
Oh.
you're flying over lava fields, and it looks like the moon because you're flying. The airport is built right on the side of the lava fields next to the ocean.
I was
So
supposed to
you're
go
flying-
to visit Mr. Hanalei, but there was some problems. Yeah.
Come on, I want to lay you, right?
Hey, how long does it take after the lava pours out or whatever for it to become something that humans live on and start building on and start cultivating?
4 billion years.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know about that.
I don't either.
No,
I mean, the lava fields
year.
aren't going to break down right away, obviously. But I mean,
No.
you could be adding your own dirt and shit.
No, what happens is within a year, okay, it cools enough where, let's say, plant spores and things land on top of the hardened lava. It's just like plants on rocks. They find their cracks and crevices, and the water sits there, and they start to grow.
I'm sure they could probably put dirt over it if they want to build on it.
Of
or
course,
something.
that's what he's saying with
But
the
that's
golf
pretty
course and stuff.
unstable.
But I mean, I would be. You think this? I was going to say I would be, but I bet you there are already scumbag real estate guys out there just claiming fucking land as
as it's still molten.
Right. I claim thee.
This is my molten shit.
Right.
Well, they actually warn you when you walk out to the lava fields because people have died. They get too close and they fall in. Could you imagine going out there and you want to get rid of somebody? Look, take a look down there. Oops,
Yeah.
she fell in.
They
I don't know what to do now.
Wait, how high up are you when you're looking down at the lava?
It'll be like 10 feet down because there'll be little holes or little vents where you could actually see the river of lava going down. And if you put your head over the top, no shit, it singes your eyebrows. It's wild.
What are you standing? I'm sorry. What are you standing on? You're standing on the
other
earth?
lava.
Yeah, you're standing
That's
on
already cool,
hardened
though.
lava. So
Hardened
actually-
lava, but then underneath it is just a river
Fuck
of lava.
you. No fucking way. I have this nightmare of it just going crack.
Yeah.
And you fall through.
Falling into lava.
But only up to your dick.
No, they're called lava tubes or lava tunnels. So you can stand on top, and when the lava's hardened, it's like steel. You're not going to fall through.
Yeah,
but the
until
only way
lava
if
comes
you get that
bursting through
close-
it.
And let it be known, Kyle, a lot of people saying Maui blows away the Big Island.
Well, Maui, Maui is beautiful because the Big Island obviously has all the lava, but Maui is it's a garden island. It's beautiful.
Right.
You can drill.
Maui wowie.
Well, what?
Maui, Wowie.
So we got this volcano in Iceland, right? Why the fuck isn't all that ice melting? I mean, I'm sure it is, but
Oh,
why
it is,
isn't
yeah.
why isn't it melting to a point where it's very noticeable, or is it?
It is melting. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
and is it
just-
causing
the
floods and
glacier's
stuff?
fucking huge. No, actually, because it's turning into steam too and going up in the atmosphere. That's what's making the air travel more of a problem too, because the steam can carry particles a lot better than just particles flying in the
I
air.
haven't seen the reports of Iceland. Are there actual lava fields happening, or is it just steam and everything and ashes just being shot up into the air?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well,
some
that was
amazing video and pictures coming from that whole area. Unbelievable.
There's lots of video of lava out there, isn't there?
Did you see the picture of the lightning storm over the eruption?
Yes.
Ooh,
NASA
really?
took it.
And, it's a picture from
Cool.
NASA.
Didn't see
No, I
that.
haven't seen that.
It's
That
one of
must
the
be
most amazing nature pictures I've ever seen in my life.
I guess they get a lot of positive and negative rubbing together up there
Right.
in the dust.
Just amazing.
Makes
yeah.
a lot of lightning.
I tweeted.
All right, fellas, I got to go punch it out.
You go.
I tweeted the picture a few days ago, but I think it's on the NASA site or something. It's just amazing. It might be that one right there. Oh, now I don't know.
Oh, wow. Holy fuckaroni.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
That looks like from Star Wars, what fucking the Emperor does.
Where you at, Danny, for the people out there?
They could just go to Google Images and just put like volcano lightning.
It's unbelievable.
It's gonna be the first thing.
There's a bunch of different pictures. That's not the one I saw, but that's just as cool.
That is otherworldly.
That'd be a
right
great
there.
poster, wouldn't it?
Of course it would. With some inspirational saying, man.
Yeah. Like, don't stand here.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger,
man. Oh, God.
Wouldn't it be great to have a beautiful photo like that, and the caption is, I bet this would fucking hurt. And you sell it as a poster, and people are like, I don't want that saying on it.
Yeah, it's beautiful and it's artistic.
Just ruining it with the wrong saying.
Yeah, beautiful photo of lightning like that, and the caption is, bet this would hurt your clit. Is there any way I could get that without the saying on it?
No,
I'm sorry. It's the only way
Yes.
we sell it.
It's what the artist wants. By that, I mean God.
Oh, speaking of art, I know we're jumping around. Remember the fucking story about the MoMA and the naked dudes?
Yes.
The one naked dude got fucking fired because he was getting aroused.
Well, if people are bumping into your dick and like rubbing on it like that.
Why is that a problem, though? Like, why isn't that part of the art?
That's not art?
Why not?
It's
a
weird
boner isn't art?
It's a
Ooh.
weird art exhibit where you got naked people, female and males, and they're kind of in a doorway, and now you have to squeeze by them and stuff.
Yay.
And one of the male, models they were using was getting aroused, so they had to tell him to beat it.
Well, not beat it. Tell him to
true.
leave.
Oh, Gregorio.
Was beat it. That would be.
God, I choose the right words sometimes. Pat in Staten Island. Pat.
Good evening.
Hey, Pat.
Yeah, what's the deal with lava soap? Punch it out.
What's the deal with lava soap? I
Maybe
like
if
this.
you had some lava.
Look at the motherfucking look like a Mexi Pat.
And
That's what John Travolta needed to wash his hands off after they had Marvin shot in the back of the car.
Lava soap.
And he goes, maybe if I had some lava.
You haven't lived until you went to until you go to a soap shop with little Jimmy Norton.
Oh.
I love soap shops.
Do you like a little soap
and
shop?
I do believe we both picked up some lava soap.
At Lush.
At Lush.
Yes, Lush.
Remember our famous Lush trip when we were in Washington
Yep.
doing some radio for XM, and we wandered around Georgetown, and we ended up in Lush.
I didn't go
and
this-
this
yeah.
creep, I don't know, spent like a couple $100 on fucking
on soap.
Dude, I love Lush soap because they have like the stuff that exfoliates and it smells good.
Ooh, exfoliating.
I love Lush soap.
Did you buy any of the bath bombs?
I don't like them because they just go. They just fizz up and.
Like Alka-Seltzer?
Your chick likes that. It's like they're cool for 2 minutes for me, and then I'm like, I get bored of them.
Do you put your dick over it? Does it feel good?
I never did that.
Yeah, maybe the on your dick.
Your chick or your shock jock, buddy?
Well, you like
Jesus.
them?
The bath bombs are the bomb.
Bath bomb.
I get bored with them because my tub's not big enough, and all of a sudden it looks like the whole fucking room has got suds in it. Good, well said.
I didn't go with you guys that day because I thought me being in a place called Lush would be a little too ironic. I didn't like it.
That and you don't like socializing
Well, that
with
too.
anybody
Very
that
busy
doesn't
man.
drink.
Very busy man.
That's funny. You wouldn't like it if the licorice and vanilla soaps were too close together.
Exactly. Get that away from me. Something.
I know, we're all just saying things like the way a guy who's never performed before would say them, like, yeah, and soap wash.
Why is that?
I don't know, we're queer.
Very unprofessional today.
So
fucking fruits.
So they're flying the airplanes.
They're flying the
headline there.
airplanes. That's
75% of flights are flying again, I think.
Yeah, they said fuck it, everything's cool.
And people have been in airports for over a week. Is that really
Yeah,
true?
over a week camping out.
What's wrong with these fucking people? Can't you
Find
leave,
another mode.
Can't you leave the airport? What?
No.
They said
Got no money.
They said they set up what, Cot City and all that
I
crap.
saw that when I was in JFK. There's people just laying everywhere.
Dude, I would
Yeah.
last one fucking day in Cot City. Then I would get the fuck out of the airport and find something.
You'd wake up punching your cot that you can't sleep.
Oh, Jesus.
They may not have money, though. A lot of people probably just
That's what
regular
it is. They were
travelers.
saying a lot of people are broke. They were bringing in truckloads of portable toilets.
You can't wander around outside find some fun.
Around Kennedy Airport.
Well, it's all the
fun of the
airports.
Van Wyck. Wow.
They wander into Jamaica, Queens.
Yeah, there you go. That's what you want to do. Have tourists wandering around Jamaica.
Is this where LL Cool J's from? I'm Sven. This is my wife and her big tits, Inga.
Stupid Inga.
Fucking Sven would have a tire iron across his
my
fucking
God. Get to
mustache.
see an authentic New York rape.
Sven. Rob in Garden City. Rob.
Hey guys, yeah,
Hey there,
you
Rab.
were a little mistaken. You want to know why the ice, all that ice wasn't melted in Iceland? Well, the reason is because there isn't that much ice. Back hundreds of years ago, they changed the name of Iceland from Greenland to Iceland. They switched the names to confuse the Vikings. So really, Greenland is the the big massive land with all the glaciers on it, and Iceland is actually very green and plentiful.
But it's but this one is a glacier with ice on it.
I see a lot of white. White to me means cold.
Northern Iceland has glaciers on it, but it's not like Greenland.
To confuse the.
They just turned the sign around and that shit worked.
That's so stupid.
Dummies.
But there is a Greenland.
Yeah, I know.
So
They
what do you
switched the
say?
names.
They switched the name.
Just take the knowledge, Ant.
I love it.
Rob knows what he's doing.
Great.
Hey, I'm an expert because I have a phone and I'm calling a radio.
I am not going to argue that, my friend.
If you get through to a radio show, you are an expert.
Yay.
Good point.
All right, boys.
All right, man. Why don't we take a break? Do we need couples for cherry darts still?
Dude, we need.
Yeah, we could plug that.
Is this going to be a bust?
as we can get.
No, I don't think so. But
Okay.
it's always better to have more than.
Too many is always good.
So we're doing cherry darts Tuesday. Basically, the women come in, they drop chow.
Chow?
Drop,
I hope not.
I'm tired. Drop whatever they're wearing.
Trow.
Trow, thank you. And then their partner throws cherries at the bullseye. that
Yeah,
they say.
and we got great prizes. We're giving away 2 Apple iPads with custom diamond-encrusted WoW logos from Steven Singer.
My God, man.
They're really nice.
And Danny at FoundryMusic.com if you want
Or
it.
Opie Anthony.
Yeah, there's an official email. I think it's opieanthony@SiriusXM.com.
There's no and, and it's just Opie Anthony. I twittered it yesterday. E-Rock sent me the link.
Open an E and Anthony?
Well, you can just get to me directly
Open
at,
an E and Anthony?
Danny at opieanthony.com.
Or call the fucking show and we'll take your info, whatever. All right, but
It was a great event when we did it, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a great day. It's going to be a good broadcast, and thank you, Steven Singer.
How many years ago was that we did that?
18.
Feels like it. Was that like 3 years ago? 4 years ago?
We should be doing that like.
Dude, I went
did it a few times, James.
We should be doing cherry darts every fucking week. We got to start doing more bits on the show.
Yes.
I was just thinking about that. More bits.
I could smack myself in the head for selling fucking Apple stock.
I could smack myself for not buying it at 190.
Dude.
What is it now?
I did. They had earnings that so surpassed fucking
what is it now, like
expectations.
240?
They doubled their earnings this quarter. Doubled their fucking earnings from like $1.5 billion to over $3 billion.
It's up 90% from this quarter last year.
Yeah, up 90%. And I bought, made some cash, and sold. But I just should have hung on to it. And I kept telling myself, I'm going to hang on to it because it's one of those stocks that are like
dumb,
a good
though.
stock.
That's just dumb, though.
I should have held.
I mean, if we all knew that, then we'd all be fucking really rich from the stock
But
market.
Apple's got like one of those. Apple's one of those stocks that like I would buy now, even now, and today in pre-market it's trading up the
Inside
ass.
trader.
No, I'm just saying I would.
How much are they selling at?
None of this
But,
shit.
who knows when the market opens? But right now it's at one fucking.
None of this shit.
Not
is
one.
Two. Excuse me. 240.
240.
I could have bought it at
243
190
or something like that, going up to
I didn't listen.
250.
Yeah, but I mean,
260, 270. Yeah, that's good.
There's no guarantees with this stuff, though.
Apple.
There are no guarantees, but you know what? Apple's second quarter profit was $307 billion, as opposed to last year, which was $1.62 billion. These motherfuckers sold. How many iPhones did they sell?
Dude, it was something like 8 or 9 million iPhones in just the quarter.
It's retarded.
In just the quarter?
The amount of fucking iPhones they sold.
I might have to look into this
The company said
iPhone.
it shipped 8.75 million iPhones, 2.9 million Macs, and 10.9 million iPods last quarter.
Yeah, but
Just in the fucking quarter.
how many were actually turned on, though?
3.
See, that's the
3.
problem they're having.
That's yeah, a lot of people are just skimming them across lakes because they're flat.
No, there was more of them than 3,
Oh,
dude.
literal Jimmy.
And don't forget, everybody, January 20th, 2009, Apple was at $78.
$78 a share.
God,
When
can
is
you
that?
imagine?
January of 09. But the bottom
January
line is,
09.
it was like fucking GM went under.
I know.
Like-
that scared a lot of people.
Banks were closed. Like,
Yes.
fucking banks.
But you know what? That
Went into the
fucking
shitter.
iPhone should have seen that and gone, the future.
But it could have. Who the fuck? What was it? What was it like a year before that? It was probably a 2-something. Went down to. You know how many people wanted to hang themselves? It went down to 78.
Exactly. Look at the guy that bought high right before it dipped down to 70. That guy wanted to kill himself.
Well, that's what we're talking about. Though, man.
You know what else?
You never know.
How about punch up a little stock named Priceline if you want to fucking shoot yourself in the head. Priceline, we haven't looked at in quite a while. Priceline is now at
What the fuck? That's a hill workout.
yes, 200 and fucking what? 55 bucks. Look at its low.
That's a
down there, dude. Look at what it was.
What was it?
This is years ago.
Yeah, I know, but
What year?
that was during the big crash.
05.
Yeah, I mean, it bottomed out around looks like 18 and change.
$18.
All right, so what is it now? 20, 21?
$255 a share. Even that dip it took right there. When is that? That's like 50.
That's end of last quarter of 08.
End of last quarter 08 and how much?
$52.
$52.
Would you do that?
damn it.
Would you do that program on a treadmill?
I know that's a tough fucking workout right there.
Holy mackerel.
That you got a little break there, but
Holy mackerel.
you're just climbing.
I want to feel better. Go to Sirius. Could you go look at the Sirius stock?
Yeah.
I want to feel better.
What does that mean? You're going to shit on Sirius?
No, I bought it 15 cents.
Oh, look, see?
15 cents. It's down at 8 cents.
This is the 5-year.
That's
So
5 year.
go to the. There we go.
When is that?
All right.
Is that a year?
Yeah, this is the.
That's the 1 year.
1 year.
We're about at a high. We're about at a yearly high right there.
What is it, a buck something? Buck
Yeah.
20?
Buck 10,
Nah,
buck
about 20,
8,
about a $1.13.
You know,
buck 13.
That's right.
I had a thought on our Citadel stock now that it's worth nothing and we lost well
Toilet
over
paper.
$100,000 each.
Yeah.
I want to take my stock certificate, and I think Fareed should allow this.
Yeah.
And I want to give him a paper cut across his penis hole with my stock certificate.
Ow.
That's the least he could do for us.
Ow.
Is to allow us to fucking paper cut his fucking piss hole.
Ow.
With that stock certificate.
Ow.
Could you get him on the phone? I want to ask if he would allow that.
Oh, that would hurt.
We all just line up and do it over and over again until it's split in half.
Ow! I can't even think of that.
Where he has one of those wieners that are split in half, like a fucking hot dog that's been on the grill too long. That's what I want to do with my stock certificate. That's worth nothing now. Yuck.
Yeah, I know.
All
Yep.
my eggs in this fucking basket right here.
See, that's why.
You're putting all your eggs in this fucking
See,
basket.
That's why you never know. At the time, we thought we had a fucking guarantee, Jimmy.
No.
We knew
Apple's-
the radio.
Apple's
we
one
knew
of the
the
ones,
radio
though, dude.
business. We got in on an IPO, and look, that's why there's no rhyme or reason to
IPO.
most of this shit.
Sucked.
There really is no rhyme or reason. And my brother would tell you that.
But
he
Apple is
worked many
Apple.
years down in Wall Street.
Yep. There are certain stocks like I was in Citibank for a while, and I look at it, and thank God I got out because it just hasn't moved. There are stocks that you just waste time in, and they don't fucking move. And then other stocks you buy them, and they'll dip down they'll dip down just enough to fuck you, and now you got to wait for it to come back.
You want some stocks that move.
I want a mover. I want a mover.
Fucking look up Dell, man. That moves.
Oh Christ!
It's moving the wrong way, but at least
Of
you
course
get some
it
movement
is.
on it.
How bad is Dell?
Holy shit. Back when we were at NEW, I was all in with Dell. Because, that was the future, Dell. Dell Computers was the future.
Dell, it was at 30-something when you had it, right?
I bought in at, I can't even remember anymore.
Probably
I don't
high.
want to misrepresent. What is it at now? I bought it in at 40-something. I know that much.
About 17.
Yeah,
right now.
17.
Yeah,
So
you bought them way back.
I bought in at 41. That I remember, and I think 20. Help me out here. So probably around 27, 28. So I'm way the fuck down on that stock too.
Yeah, that was a tough one. But that Priceline one freaked me out. I was like, I remember laughing at the people that bought Priceline stock. It took that big shit during the tech stock fucking bubble burst.
So why didn't you see that one and get in?
Because
on
I'm
that?
an idiot.
See.
Who knew Shatner would fucking bring it right back?
All right.
Negotiator, Priceline negotiator. You see evil fucking Shatner one now? Where the evil Shatner has the goatee and he's trying to convince the guy to go to some other site, and then regular Shatner bursts through the wall, and they freeze frame him, and then he talks the guy out of it. He goes, "Oh, evil Shatner was trying to talk him into some shenanigans."
Well,
fucking
good
Shatner.
for him. All right, why don't we go to break with this this thing about bestiality? Ant's really into bestiality.
Bestiality.
So we're going to check this out, and then we'll continue.
Are you looking to fuck some animals? Then come on down to Anthony's Bestiality Bonanza for our Sign and Violate event. For a limited time only, enjoy some of the finest stallion breeds we have to offer at half price. Just listen to fellow animal lover and founder Anthony Cumia.
I became quite close to a horse about 8 years ago. Once he was comfortable enough with me, I got to work on his amazing cock. Sucking his cock and being sprayed with his cum was the best experience of my life.
We've got everything from Arabian to thoroughbreds to American saddlebred to Mustang. Too many choices? Anthony will help you decide.
Stallion penis tastes great. Semen tastes okay, but it's pretty strong. Not something I enjoy. Now, Pre, on the other hand, is the nectar of the gods.
And now, folks, for a limited time only, we're offering Anthony's personal favorite, ponies, which he knows you'll enjoy.
I did, and it tasted awesome. His cum was fairly salty, sour, and hot as hell. Drool.
Do you have a cock? Do you have a pen? Well, then we've got animals for you to fuck. So come on down to Anthony's Bestiality Bonanza. You won't be disappointed with our selection.
I would recommend it. Heart Song.
Hi. Lust for life. Hey, you know those downfall parodies, the Hitler parodies online?
There's so many of them.
There's a million. There's a new one coming out, what, daily now? A couple a day?
Yeah.
Well, the makers of Downfall want them all off the internet.
Why?
They are not happy.
It's fun.
The German company behind Downfall demands all Hitler parodies removed from YouTube immediately.
Why?
I don't know, man.
Copyright infringement. But I mean,
it brings a lot of attention to the movie Downfall, and probably because of those parodies, a lot more people have checked out Downfall.
It's so much fun.
They're hilarious. Most of them are.
Most,
you
yeah.
get,
Some
you
are
get a
stupid.
dud every once in a while, but
if you watch one that really is done well, oh my God, it's funny. It's that scene where he's in his little room with his generals and everything, and he really loses his fucking mind.
yeah,
and
he's really not having a good day.
And there's various ones where he's mad at the iPhone and the iPad, and it's just very funny. They changed the subtitles because it's all in German.
Yeah. So we can't even play it on the radio. Most people have seen these, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, they're great.
But they want them off YouTube immediately. So I would assume they would go away in the very near future.
That sucks. Those are like one of the funniest YouTube bits ever.
I think so. Is there a better YouTube bit on a regular basis like that?
Damn.
I
That
don't
one's
think
been
so.
done so many times.
I think that's got to be the number one YouTube bit.
Yeah.
As far as something that keeps on going.
Is this a brand new one? It's about his birthday, and they're telling him they all forgot about his birthday.
Oh, really?
He just loses his shit. God, he played such a great Hitler. His shaky hand takes his glasses off, and he just starts yelling at people. I think he sends some people out of the room first. Yeah, please clear the room.
Well, he's got to clear the room before he
before he yells at people.
before he really loses it. So, yeah. All right. Well, I mean, that's
great.
more of a visual, but a lot of people have seen those. And
I got an autographed picture of that gentleman, that Nazi gentleman.
Who is he?
He's Bruno Ganz.
What other movies?
German movies.
Mostly German movies?
Yeah.
Has he ever done an American movie?
I don't think so. No.
No.
He's just played a great Hitler. So, you know.
If he could speak English, he'd be a huge Hollywood star.
Make him a big star.
Who else is he going to play?
Ah.
I'm sure he could play.
Gassing lessons. Burning lessons.
Why would they want this taken off?
I know. It's just good, clean fun.
All it does is fucking promote the movie, too, because you're seeing a great performance. What, are they afraid it mocks Hitler?
Yeah, right? Is that what they're afraid of? Wait a minute. Now there's a point.
I was saying, Jimmy, probably a lot of people checked out the movie because
Absolutely.
of these parodies.
It made me want to see it again.
Yeah. Hey, I'm out of touch on this one, but what's going on with Matt and Trey in South Park? Who knows?
What do you?
The radical Islamic website threatened South Park creators for making fun of Muhammad.
Of course.
Now, what kind of threats are they?
Beheadings, I'm sure.
You think they're going right for the beheadings?
They don't usually go for spankings.
Well, I mean, do they have help me out here? Degrees?
Like degrees of punishment?
Yeah,
no.
Are they threatening to pull out their toenails, or are they going right for the beheading?
If it's a woman, your clit's gone, and then you're buried up to your neck, and they throw rocks at you.
Yeah, that's
And
wonderful.
if you're a guy, they just saw your head off.
Which episode did they have a problem with?
Well,
was it one in particular? I know they go after Muhammad.
It was last week's new episode because there's a new season of South Park going on. So it's a 2-part episode, and basically Tom Cruise and all the celebrities that they've made fun of over the years are filing a class action lawsuit against South Park. So
Are they really?
No.
In the episode.
Plot.
Oh,
Jimmy,
my God.
I'm looking at the Uriah Faber article. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Oh my God!
Sorry, you're the worst. Jimmy's the worst multitasker I've ever seen in my life.
You know, I'm a good one, but I was actually looking at this thing.
You got a laptop. You got a magazine in front of you.
Jerking off.
He's jerking off.
Anyway, so in the episode, Tom Cruise says the only way that they'll drop the lawsuit is if they bring Mohammed to town. So
really?
So they can't.
They
show
said
him.
that in real life.
So they can't show him, obviously, because it's still a very touchy thing. So they come up with clever ways to disguise Mohammed. So like they put him in the back of a U-Haul truck, and then they have him in a bear mascot outfit. So while it's not actually him, I guess some Islamic extremists are still having a problem with the fact that Mohammed is technically a character on South Park.
God forbid.
But what are they threatening Matt and Trey with?
Well, from what I remember,
are they threatening their lives?
From what I read, it said that they weren't actually threatening, but the warning of what could possibly and potentially happen.
Issue a fatwa.
Here's the quote. It's let's see. We have to warn Matt and Trey that what they are doing is stupid, and they will probably wind up like Theo Van Gogh for airing this show.
Oh, that's good.
This is not a threat, but a warning of the reality of what will likely happen to them.
Wow.
Lovely religion.
That's
lovely religion.
That's a death threat right there.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, they keep saying now. It says it's not a threat, but it's
That's a threat.
It really is a likely outcome. They're going to be basically on a list in the back of the minds of a large number of Muslims. It's just
that is
a reality.
a threat. That's a threat of violence.
And it's funny because when I was watching this episode, I was just like, I can't wait for this to happen.
Because you know it's going to happen.
And I knew it was going to happen, and
Yeah.
sure enough, a week later, here we are.
And of course, it'd be in the back of the mind of large numbers of Muslims. Well, then how about Muslims stop solving their problems? So do you understand that is why people have been kissing
Yes.
Muslims' ass? Because they're afraid of the violence.
Yeah.
It's not respect.
They don't
it's
like you.
fear of the violence.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's exactly what it is. People are petrified of having their heads sawn off. Sorry. It scares us. So that's the only reason we fucking put up with you, because we're faggots. God damn. Just fucking take care of the problem. Fucking put a picture of Muhammad everywhere. Just plaster it everywhere. They hate us anyway. Fuck them. It's not going to change anything.
But, Anthony, not all Muslims hate us.
Yes, they do.
Not all
Every
Muslims.
single one of them.
Not all of them.
Muslim.
Hey, and then you got Iran saying what? Women are the cause of all these earthquakes because they're showing too much skin or something?
Yeah, I believe that.
Did you read that one?
That
Yeah,
I agree
certain
with.
fat women, sure.
Yeah, that I agree with.
So I guess, who was it? Another cleric?
Some cleric.
Was it a
some
cleric?
Fucking stupid thing. Ah, God, why can't they just be like ours and molest children? They got to fucking come out with all these dopey things.
Well, they go the complete opposite way. They don't want to molest anything.
Oh, believe me. You go over to the Middle Eastern countries, you see the videos from there. They're all holding hands with young boys walking down the street.
That's
they treat
true. We
their
have
women
seen
like
those.
shit. They wrap them up so you can't see anything, and they're
Well-
fucking sucking each other's unclipped, dirty fucking dicks.
Whoa!
I was trying to think of something else I could add in there.
Yeah, you threw dicks in a
But
couple of
dick
times.
just came out of my mouth.
what I couldn't even think of what a reversal of fortune that was, or how, I just went, what a.
So basically, that's why we're having all these earthquakes because the women are just being promiscuous.
Women are fucking promiscuous.
Jesus, holy mother of God!
That's not quite promiscuous. It's
know.
just you're a little promiscuous.
Yeah, ishish.
My friend Lewis had a very funny joke on stage. He would always look at he would always show his jacket. He would wear a suit, and he would always say, "Do you like my jacket, Giorgio Armani?" Ish.
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 Let's go to Justin
Unless
in New
that's
York,
not his.
South Park fan. Justin.
Good morning, boys.
Hey.
A bunch of seasons ago, they had an episode with the Super Friends. It was a bunch of religious icons, and they had Muhammad, and he was in a little, like, burqa robe and juggling fire, and they never caught any shit. I don't know what the big deal is about a bear costume.
Well, again, it's not. You're looking at it logically, and the bottom line is the same. This is the same group that fucking. This is the same group that fucking stabbed. A guy in the chest for writing a play, I believe, that they didn't agree with.
And South Park is Comedy Central, so that they allow the cartoon to get away with everything, but regular comics they kind of edit left and right on Comedy Central, right? When they're doing edgy material.
But also, South Park is smart because they're in a position where they can do what they want. They don't submit these to the fucking standards and practices. They submit it right before air.
Yep.
So
it's too late.
How great would that be?
They just, again, they're beyond.
How fucking great would that be?
And they did do certain things earlier where they had Muhammad, but they didn't show him. And then right when they were going to show him, the episode ended. Like, they've fucked with him before.
It ain't their call. They would show him in a second.
But I guess this one's like, ooh, look out, ooh. We're just afraid of the Muslims.
Yeah, it's a cartoon. And a real radical site is addressing a fucking cartoon.
Yeah. The terrorists are Muslims. I'm not saying Muslims are terrorists. It's a big difference. But terrorists are Muslims. Sorry. For the most part, yeah. Don't bring up Timothy McVeigh. I know, blah, blah, blah. But, for the most part, if you're looking at terrorists, you're probably looking at a Muslim.
You hear about McVeigh's tapes? Telling the families that they should just get over it at this point?
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. New release tapes from Timothy McVeigh.
Wow, he's like Tupac. After he died, he's still coming out with new tapes.
Before they fucking zapped him or whatever. How did they kill him? Just a basic injection?
Lethal.
Made it nice and easy for him? That's good.
Yeah.
Let's
he
say
wanted
hi
to die and be a martyr, too. Anyway, so.
Cyrus in L.A., or is it Louisiana?
Cyrus did it.
If it's Cyrus, it's probably L.A. Cyrus?
I like drawing cartoons like that.
It was them.
They're great. What's going on, gentlemen?
The Muslims.
Well, the thing is, with Muhammad, there is no picture of Muhammad. He's so holy that there's no pictures of him.
Oh,
right,
really?
Exactly.
How about Jesus? Worked miracles, and he looks great up on that cross. What about Muhammad? Oh, he's too holy to even fucking make a picture? Then how about a fucking big cloud? He looks like a cloud.
I don't make the rules. They just do it. They're all too extreme.
So there's not a picture of Muhammad anywhere?
Ooh, Black Jesus.
I'm Persian.
No.
I'm Iranian. But, they're too much extremeness,
Right.
The
Well,
poor people, they're all the mullahs were used to be poor. Now they're rich, so they took it to their head.
well, I was the closest to Muhammad in this studio. Yep.
What? How?
How? I've told the story.
What, going to Turkey?
I went to Istanbul, Turkey.
Istanbul.
And I waited online for well over an hour to see one strand of
Muhammad's hair?
Beard hair.
What kind of security was there for that?
It was ridiculous.
I bet it's
and this
crazy.
one piece of hair was behind the thickest glass I've ever seen.
You should have been like, that's it?
I did
this
say
little
that.
piece
I told
of
you that.
shit?
Well,
Oh,
I
no,
didn't
but
say-
loud.
I kind of spoke up a bit. It was before 9/11, before it got real crazy, and now it'd be insane to go to Istanbul, Turkey. Is that it? I don't remember. Is that? I guess that's it, huh?
Yeah, look, it's in a little
Holy
fucking
shit! It's been years.
golden clamp.
Look at that. People wait online for hours to see this in Istanbul.
What is it on?
Unless they moved it to some other area. It's in this big fucking glass,
like glass ball. Looks like a snow globe.
How close could you get to it?
But that is in more
6
glass.
miles.
No, that's in that's in other glass.
That's in a big glass.
So,
Like
so the
fucking
glass
box.
ball is in another box of glass. And
How
it's
do they
one-
know it's his?
I don't know.
How'd they get it?
I forgot what the story was.
They find it in his sink after he shaved.
These people that were online, they took it very serious,
Of course they did.
and they took their pictures. I don't think
Tired
you're
of them
allowed to take
using
pictures,
their
actually.
religion as a fucking excuse for ridiculous violence against innocent people. Just blow me.
How do they know that's a strand of his beard hair? Is there a story behind that? Because they were speaking the wrong language for me to get knowledge that day. They didn't really have an English translation of what I was looking at. Wow, how the fuck did I do that? That's crazy.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Who knew back then?
Who knew that
Who
the
knew?
whole world would change?
Who knew? Yeah. Things would fucking... I remember watching the news and seeing like Israel and their airports and subways and seeing the soldiers there with machine guns and thinking to myself, God, I couldn't imagine living like that. Like you thought like it would never, ever happen here. And now it's just commonplace and you don't even you think about it when you see it. It's still new enough where you do go like, wow. I usually look and go, wow, that's a cool weapon.
I was going to say, it's still so new that when you see it, you're like, that is really fucking cool.
Yeah.
That's
wow.
some cool shit right there.
That guy's got some good gear on him. But like it just didn't, it wasn't even in the realm of possibility that shit like that was going to happen here in the United States. That we'd have armed soldiers at airports and subway stations.
In Israel, they get searched going into a mall. A lot of times their cars going into a mall. Or I don't think we're not that bad yet.
Well,
but eventually
animals love blowing up fucking buses with people
Yeah.
going to work and malls and shopping centers.
Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. When I was seeing Hot Tub Time Machine, there was a bit of
Hot Tub Time Machine.
There was a bit of a panic. There was an old guy at the end of our row, right?
Yeah.
Sitting by himself, and he's got a book bag.
Exploding popcorn?
He's got a big fucking book bag, right? Or backpack, some kind of thing. But
Backpack?
it was big enough where it had its own seat.
Uh-oh.
In the middle of this Hot Tub Time Machine, old guy gets up and leaves it. Dude.
Holy suspicious.
Dude.
Now, that's something that you absolutely have to think about.
Before 9/11, you wouldn't think twice about that.
No.
Now, my girl points it out to me. I'm in a panic. I'm like, what? Yeah, why the fuck did he leave that?
Exactly.
And you think, old guy, what would he be doing? But you never know
Well, you
where the
don't
next
know.
one's coming from.
So what did
That's
you
where
do?
I'm at. And then other people started noticing. And then all of a sudden, like a young, and I swear to you, kind of like foreign type guy sits next to the backpack. Old guy's gone now. A young guy's next to it.
All right.
And I swear to you, right when I was going to get up and do some kind of investigating, because I'm like, this movie sucks. I might as well see what
before
this...
you were going to be a hero.
Well, who knows? I mean, I'm not even going to like try to play that game. But I was getting ready to go. You know what? I got to fucking find someone. Say that this old man forgot his backpack. Make it sound like we need to find the old guy, right?
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden the old guy comes back and yells at the young guy for sitting next to his backpack.
Could still be a conspiracy.
So I think the old guy just had to fucking empty his bowels, but we didn't know at the time. He was gone for a while too, man, like 20 minutes.
So he's the guy that plants it there, and then the young fucking Arab-looking guy
Martyr?
comes, sits down next to it, and he's the guy that pulls the fucking cord.
I don't. It was the weirdest.
Oh, I'd have overreacted and put two in the back of his head and just been in prison right now. But I swear, I thought
it was. It was not a panic situation, but it made everyone go, "What the fuck is that?"
I only go to one theater.
Because everyone was looking around the theater for something more interesting because that fucking movie. Jesus.
Wow. You know something, though?
But it was the weirdest scene with the young guy sitting down after the old guy left. We don't even know when the old guy left, but also we're like, wait, the old guy's gone because he was asleep when we went into the row, which was weird, too, to me.
Brother.
As the previews and everything were about to start, this guy was having a nice snooze with his backpack right next to him. And then he's all of a sudden gone.
You know what?
And then it's just that thing is sitting there, and then a young guy comes. I'm like, what? It's like the start of a fucking movie.
That's another what
Inside
they call
a movie theater.
Soft target. And something? Opening weekend of a good, big, fucking high-grossing movie.
It wasn't opening weekend.
No, I mean something like that.
Oh, yeah.
If somebody wanted to do that and get a seat right in the middle of the theater and just fucking pull shenanigans like that,
Of
you
course.
we would all of a sudden then have huge security lines at the movie theater.
Well, that's going to happen.
You know
eventually.
they would eventually. Someone's going to fucking do something to a movie theater, and we're going to
Eventually,
have
we're going to
that.
have long security lines everywhere.
Everywhere. Because whatever gets blown up, that's the next thing that gets like fucked.
Why haven't they done that? They're like a movie theater.
I don't know, man. I think it's because they.
I don't even like talking about it.
I don't like talking about it either.
I don't
But
like
you know
talking
what it is?
about why other scenarios ever.
Our intelligence is better than it was pre 9/11, and I
Yes.
think we're catching these people as they're coming in, as they're making it,
At least you like to think.
as they're getting the explosives, putting them together, safe houses. Like there's enough of a network going on where I think we're finding some of these people before they get to the point. Because once the plan is in action and they're actually going to the target, it's too fucking late.
Right.
They don't get them at the door of the movie theater. You go into a movie theater, what do you think? The retard ticket taker is going to ask what's in your backpack?
Dude,
you're blowing up.
Roland gave me the best scam ever, and oh God, do I want to pass it along to people, but I don't want to fucking blow it for myself.
You go into the theater and then you leave the movie, but you don't leave and you go into another theater. I know, I've done it, and I get to see 2 movies. Oh, it's fantastic.
You know what? That one still works.
It certainly does.
That one still
You'd
works.
Think they
like
would
a
have been
charm.
on to that one for years.
There's nothing they can do about it.
Should I say what Roland does? It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Fucking all these movies that are sold out. Like when you live in Manhattan, especially, these movies, I was saying it yesterday, are sold out sometimes for days.
Yep.
You know, a lot of times you go to the theater and go, we missed that one. It's sold out. But we could get a bite to eat and we'll hang out for 2 hours. What else are we doing on a Saturday? But a lot of times in Manhattan, the whole day, the next day is sold out. This fucking Roland, you go to the machines is what you got to do.
Yeah.
And then he buys a ticket for that exact showing for the next day or a couple days down the road.
They don't look at the date.
Because the tickets are the exact same color. And he goes, I haven't fucking missed a movie because it's sold out in years.
The ticket taker never looks at the date.
Hell fucking no. And it has the exact time because the times basically don't change for the run.
Holy mother of Christ.
But
that's a good one.
You'd think I would use that and got into Kick-Ass, but I was too scared to try it. So I had to fucking watch that Hot Tub Time Machine.
My theater, not even a line.
But now that we said it on the radio, they're probably going to have some kind of fucking color code. That's why I didn't want to say it on the radio.
Wish there was a color code at the movies again.
You know, that stereotype.
Yeah.
Which one?
Oh. Yeah.
I try to have an
With
open
the shadow of the giant cock on the screen.
I try to have an open mind, but that stereotype is alive and well in theaters.
Black people
that
talking,
that
they-
one,
yes.
that
Yeah.
one I cannot get.
It's gone from being true and
there-
funny and hack because everyone said it to just being true again.
It's unbelievable how true
Yeah.
that one is. That one is so fucking true.
I don't
I'm
know
sorry
what it
that
is.
I'm sorry I let down some people that think I have more of an open mind. than
Just
somebody else in-
open mind
in
and
studio,
open eyes
but-
and open
but
ears
that
are
one-
different things, my friend.
That one's a rough one, man. Hot Tub
Yep.
Time Machine. There was a couple, two women
Mm-hmm.
of color, and man, did they enjoy the movie a lot more than everyone else in the theater. And
Oh, yeah.
and they wanted to make sure everyone knew they were really enjoying it.
Oh, God, and you're just trying to watch the fucking movie. You can't. That's why I just do not like going to movie theaters. I can't sit with a bunch of people that don't have the same type of viewing habits that I have for a movie. Like some people don't mind just like talking in the middle of the movie or fidgeting or getting up and down or doing whatever. And you know something? That's their fucking prerogative, and it is a public movie, so who the fuck am I? It's common courtesy, but who am I to say anything?
Yeah.
But when you're home, I do whatever I want. Scratch my balls, fucking
You know what?
I play on the computer, fucking do whatever.
I'll tell you this much, and this is just because I'm fucking insane. Worse than that stereotype is people opening up their snacks and eating popcorn.
Snacks.
Drives me insane.
You don't like that?
Why would they fucking?
Sounds like rats in the walls.
Who the fuck invented movies, and why would they decide that fucking popcorn should be the treat? Why couldn't it be marshmallows?
So be quiet, little gummy.
To hear people chew in a movie theater it drives me. I know I've
You know,
talked
that
about it
has
many
to be
times. It
so
drives me
old.
insane.
That has to be ancient, though. Like the first fucking movie theater that ever opened had to have served
one
popcorn.
guy decided, okay, we need a fucking snack, and because this idiot was probably deaf and said it has to be popcorn, we're stuck with people chomping on popcorn at every fucking movie.
And you know what? You probably don't even want popcorn, but you're at the movie, so you feel compelled to get it.
But the noise it makes, and then the other.
I like Twizzlers.
And how about this? How about these fucking candy companies make packaging that's easy to open in a movie theater? Is that asking too much?
How about you open it on your way from the concession to your seat?
Occasionally, the chewing thing though doesn't bug me. That doesn't. For some reason, that doesn't register with me.
Oh man, I wish I was you. I don't know what it is. I don't know what that's based on, but my hair. That's saying the hair is standing up on the back of my neck. I get the goosebumps. I'm like, holy shit!
Knock it
Please
off.
finish your fucking popcorn. And the packaging. The packaging is like, really? We're all
Yeah.
trying to enjoy the movie, and for the first 15 minutes, all you hear is people opening up their fucking candy.
They're giant candy.
They should do it beforehand. That's annoying. During the previews or something. During the preview where they're telling you everything.
Well, you know how
Yeah.
they,
Oh my
you know
God.
how they have that dumb witty crap before the movie where they say
Yeah.
turn off your cell phones. And they got
Cares.
the baby crying
Right.
and all that crap. Why don't they have an announcement like, how about you open your fucking candy right now?
Open your
How about
candy
we
now.
all do everyone a favor and open the candy right now?
And then if you're going out during the middle of the movie to get candy, how about you fucking open it before you walk back to your seat?
How about this? If you leave in the middle of a movie, you're not allowed back in.
Holy shit, now you're talking crazy.
Now you got to piss. People got to go to the bathroom.
You figure that shit out ahead
Then
of time,
people will
too.
be all fucked up too, because when people take their little fucking kids to the movies and they start crying, I love it when a parent will get up and walk right the fuck out of the theater with the child.
Sure.
But it's so rare that somebody actually has that common courtesy that we don't want to hear your kids screaming.
Did you go to the movie?
I don't know.
I've told this story too, and I don't know what movie it was, but we were in Boston, and for some reason I think you might have been there. I'm not positive, but woman takes two young kids to the movie. It was sort of an adult movie too, but she couldn't find a babysitter, obviously.
Yeah, that's what.
And then
that's
the
what
kids,
happened.
were you there? The kids were running up and down the aisle, yelling and screaming.
Yes. Yeah.
And the woman was oblivious because she wanted to watch the fucking movie, and she obviously couldn't find a babysitter.
Oh, if I had the
so
aisle
these
seat.
kids were completely out of control, running up and down the aisle the entire movie.
I would have fucking stuck my foot out and watched him just launch himself.
I think you were there for that one. I'm not sure though. But.
Oh my God, I've been there with the crying kids though, and it's beyond me how a parent can sit there while the kid is crying. You might be used to it. You might be used to that kid at home crying. You can conduct your business and shit. But in a movie theater, I saw when I was seeing fucking like a movie like Mission Impossible or something. There was screaming kids.
Yeah,
it's like, what the fuck? Kid doesn't even understand this fucking movie.
I think most of us at this point would pay. I don't know what the number would be, but a nice number to see these brand new movies at home on demand.
Exactly.
But I'm just saying, it's time.
Yes, it is.
It really is time.
It is.
Would you spend? What would be a number? Like, would you spend? See, 50 would probably be too low for the theaters. Would you spend like $100 for like Avatar at home when it's?
No.
Well,
no, I probably
make believe
wouldn't.
you're an average dude.
I know, but I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't.
You just wait.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah, I'd wait.
It's
not
allowed
that
to,
pressing.
Were you allowed to get a few people? Well, you would do whatever you want if you're paying the $100.
No, it's not worth it to me.
Do that
for that. No, and not financially. Just in
to see some of these first-run movies at home, I would pay a nice fee. Fuck yeah.
I don't think so. I could wait a little, like Fios. I will once again.
I don't want to
praise
wait for
Fios.
some of these movies though.
When something comes out on DVD, it comes out on Fios. That's like how it works.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with that. I can wait. I don't have to see a movie right away. And if I do, I'll go to the theater, like I was talking about with Kick-Ass.
When are you going to see Avatar? I'm going to be the last human being on Earth to see Lost, and you're going to be the last human being to
Ever
see
to
Avatar.
see Avatar. And I had the
shit.
opportunity to see it in the hotel.
But
they
you
got
need the
that.
fucking glasses.
No, why do I need the glasses?
I don't think the movie's is good without those glasses.
Well, I'm never seeing it in 3D then.
I know.
I will never see Avatar
It's
in
too
3D.
bad, 'cause
Yes, you will.
No, I won't.
You'll get a 3D TV. You'll get a 3D TV. Not this generation, but
Alex,
you'll get
I'm
one.
waiting for 3D TV. Remember that?
No.
Oh, yeah, it was in one of the episodes. Now we'll have to buy one.
Too bad he's not alive to buy his 3D
That's like
TV.
why he wouldn't. Yeah.
He is, though.
dead.
He's called Chastity Bono.
But when.
Jesus.
Gleason.
And away she goes.
Jesus.
The boo.
Talking about her tits. And away they go.
Let me say hi to Josh in Pittsburgh.
Hey there, Josh.
Hey, Josh, your Penguins win last night? Yeah.
Apparently.
Why relate to someone in Pittsburgh? Why? Josh.
Why bother?
Yo.
Did your
Hey,
Penguins
guys,
win
what's up?
last night?
I have no idea about the Penguins. I just moved here a few months ago, actually.
Not a hockey fan. All right. No, I know they won. I was just bringing up a little conversation. All right, go ahead, Josh. Sorry.
All right. So when Batman Begins came out, my wife and I went to the 10 o'clock showing. Fucking packed. This couple behind us brings their baby, obviously. The douchebag husband, after every line that Heath Ledger delivers, oh, my God, he's so amazing in this movie. Oh, my God.
Oof.
And if that wasn't enough, the baby was crying, took a fucking shit during the movie.
Great.
The couple didn't have the scruples to actually take the kid out and change it.
What
They
a
changed
great
it right
fucking...
there during the movie.
Oh, my God. So the wafting shit smell.
What a great date you guys had because of this fine couple behind you.
Yeah,
oh my
it
God,
was,
that's so obnoxious.
It was perhaps the biggest.
What would you
scene
do,
in
Ed,
the
if that
movie.
happened to you? What would you do if this?
Holy
fucking-
shit, I would say something.
You would lose your mind.
I'm at the point now where in the movie theater, I will say something because I fear no one. I would turn around and fucking say something.
I've become the asshole in the movie theater now that anytime someone pulls shit like that, I have to turn around and just stare them down.
Oh.
And I'm a decently big dude, and I'll just turn around and be like, shut the fuck up. And usually that does the trick. And I
You're a
should've
big
done
guy?
it That time.
You're a big guy?
6'2", 230.
Yeah,
dude, if I was his, I wouldn't even talk.
I wish I was big just once.
I would really literally just take my popcorn and
God.
smash people's faces. I would get shot by a guy who's 5'6".
But that's what I don't understand about big guys, man. I dream of being 6'2", 230.
that'd be
the
great.
shit I would do on a regular basis.
You just fucking, hey,
Holy
asshole,
shit.
shut the fuck up.
Right.
And people actually shut the fuck up.
It's
amazing.
I watch what Kenny gets away with, and he doesn't really take advantage of his size.
No.
But the shit he gets away with because of how big he is.
Boom, pow.
Oh, God, I dream of being that big.
Oh,
So,
great.
did you enjoy the movie, Josh?
I guess for the most part, it was a decent film, but the whole baby shit kind of thing kind of ruined it a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah.
God.
All right, sir. Thank you.
right, thanks, guys.
Bluetooths. Someone has a problem with the Bluetooths in the theater?
Oh, God.
Fuck
you wanna
that.
Be Lieutenant Uhura with the fucking thing in your ear? Is that it?
Fuck that. Everyone's fucking smartphones. I call them smartphones because people,
You know what, though?
not everyone has the iPhone.
Beats the fuck out of ringing cell phones that you used to get. People are texting now, so you will see a seat light up here and there. You know,
Here and there.
it's like fuck dunk dunk dunk. But that, dude, I will take that any day over. Back in the old days, holy shit! Turn it, and you hear people turn it off. Shut up.
And everyone thinks they have the great ringtone.
Oh yeah, they're fun ringtone.
I've never
That's what
heard
you
a
want to hear.
ringtone where I enjoy this.
Oh,
ever.
Stop with your
Ever.
fucking ringtone. But that used to be a big issue in the theater, but that stopped now because people just text.
Yeah. Chris, Wisconsin.
Hey guys.
Hey,
man.
I was in my movie theater in my hometown. I paid $12 fucking dollars. And I was with my girl, and we were sitting in the back row, away from fucking everybody. There's these two kids that were talking to the whole movie theater. I turned around halfway through the fucking movie theater, or halfway through the show, and I said, "Shut the fuck up!" And they just came in, they fucking booted me out, and they left my girl sitting there. That fucking cunt watched the movie as I fucking sat in the car and waited for it.
They booted you out for saying shut up to people?
Yeah, I told him because I swore. That's what the guy said. You can't swear, apparently, and use that kind of language, and people
that's
got
good.
offended.
What an asshole.
Yeah.
I'm going to go fuck himself.
Unbelievable. Thank you, sir. Let's go to Rob in Garden City. Rob.
Scream as they're dragging you out.
Yeah. Rob.
Hey, guys. Yeah, this was about, 10 years ago. I was maybe 15. I was at a shitty Marlon Wayans movie with my aunt and uncle, and halfway through the movie, I just hear, this big black guy just scream out, "Who the fuck you candy at my kid? That's it. I can't take this shit anymore." He gets up, him and his wife or girlfriend or whatever, and they just start, walking up and down the aisle slowly, just staring at everybody.
Looking for the candy thrower? Shit.
I don't know why that makes me laugh really hard.
I'm 15, just staring straight ahead.
Damn, that is good.
I just didn't want to even peer over at all. Just
Who the fuck? You're just trying to enjoy Avatar, and now you're being intimidated.
Thank God he didn't find him.
Right.
Guy would have been dragged out of there like Oswald. All bruised.
Oh, wow. Very nice.
Nice punching out.
Thank you. Good story, brother. All right.
Damn.
Well, you know what? Why don't we turn this into a Muslim sandwich? We started with some Muslim
we
talk.
did.
We did a little movie talk, and now we go back to the Muslim thing.
I prefer to eat a turkey on a rhino, if you want to ask my opinion.
Turkey is a country full of Muslims, Chip.
That's why I said that, I guess.
Oh.
Hey, Muhammad in Jersey.
Yeah. Something.
We got Muhammad.
Hey, how
on the
are
line. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Mohammed.
How you guys doing?
All right.
Good.
Hey, I was just calling about
What are you building?
Huh?
What are you building right now?
What am I building?
Yeah, what are you building?
What are you talking about?
Car bomb, one that straps to you. What are you doing?
Jesus.
I was trying to figure out how to get to your house.
Good luck. Bring it.
What's up,
No, I'm
Muhammad?
just calling about. Hey, we're all clipped
we were one of the first societies to clip our cocks.
Oh,
Way
really?
Before the white
I
people
like
did.
imagining dirty, unclipped cock.
I know. When I think of my face being slapped by a hog, it's never it's never had the foreskin removed. But that's just me.
That's it. It's just because you like that shit, that dirty stuff.
Yeah.
I was just kidding.
No, the problem I have is that, you guys and mostly the media focuses just on one or two morons that say something idiotic.
Exactly.
And it
One or
makes-
two
and
morons
it
that
makes-
fly planes into buildings. Oh, my
Can I?
God.
Can I? And I know.
Yeah,
what you,
but
okay. Sorry.
So when white Christians go over and destroy continents in droves for thousands of years, that's okay.
But we're superior.
Then you're superior. Now you're superior, maybe, but
Dude, I'm not
that's
talking.
Not the point.
Thank you.
You
for
talk about
acknowledging
The point is, why does it have to be you guys are always right?
I'll tell you why. It's not that we're always right. And you're right. Christianity and the Inquisition and the Crusades, and there's been a horrendous history. And I compare a lot of what happens with Islam today to 15th, 16th century Christianity.
Yeah.
No one says Christianity hasn't been fucking horrendous. It's just, to me, it's a couple of 100 years removed as far as the religious fanaticism in Christianity. It's almost like when a guy bombs an abortion clinic. That's a radical, usually Christian of some sort. But it's the outcry from other Christians. You just don't hear that. You're right. Most Muslims are fucking anti-terrorists. They just want to live their life. But it's not just a fucking one or two Muslims that are think this way. It's more than people would like to admit, and you don't hear the pushback from other Muslims. I think that's the problem.
It seems because the religion
you don't-
itself is
You don't
inherently
hear it.
violent.
You don't hear it. But you're right. I agree with you. You don't hear it. Here in this country, you don't hear it because the media is so biased, and most of the media is Jewish. Look at every single newspaper. 99% of the reporters are pro-Israel, pro-Jewish people.
They wouldn't be able. I understand. I understand what you're saying.
Any of the truth.
They wouldn't be able to deny or hide a large group of Muslims marching for peace
Right.
and for to make their religion look peaceful. But the interpretation of the Quran is just inherently violent and
That's
very.
That's the interpretation of only a handful of people, and again,
The handful. No, I'm sorry.
The percentages
No.
are the same. If you took
Nope.
the per capita of conservative Christians
Per
that would
capita is
want to
crazy.
destroy anybody who isn't Christian, it's the same percentage.
No, it's not. And by the way, per capita, my friend, there's more Muslims than Christians in this world. There's more Muslims than Christians, so per capita, it works the other way.
Not the. What I'm talking about is how it's perceived. You think that it's 50% of the Muslims act and think the way you hear about it on the radio.
I didn't say that.
Not at all,
or
bro.
Read about it in the paper, but that's not it. It's the same percentages. Say, let's arbitrarily, it's 10% of Christians and 10% of Muslims.
Dude, if I hear, if I walk down,
you only hear about it. You only hear about it.
regardless,
Don't hear about anybody else.
if I hear
That's the point.
that if I hear that a Doberman Pinscher is biting everybody, and just Doberman Pinschers are biting them, if I see one, I'm going to be frightened that I'm going to be bitten. And that has nothing to do with the media or anything like that. It just seems that the religion itself lends itself to violent behavior to put its point across.
I disagree with that because that's not really what our people are about or what they're taught.
Really?
I'm not a religious person.
Consequences for not adhering to the religion, regardless if it's extremist or just moderate Muslim religion. The consequences for not adhering to the religion are a lot more strict than a lot of other religions seem to be.
But that is one government running the things the way they want to. It's not the religion.
They throw rocks at people. They throw rocks at ladies. Do you understand? If a woman is raped, they throw rocks at her.
It was her fault.
They throw rocks at ladies.
Right, a couple of good points.
Yeah, but that's one
giant fucking percentage.
That way, it's not the religion. No, The Quran doesn't tell you to do that. It's the government.
Oh, it
of that
doesn't.
country.
So they've all so all of them, the Saudis and Iraq and Iran and Turkey. Well, not Iraq, but they have their own issues. I know. I said that.
Dude, you're not letting anybody talk. You're not letting anybody talk.
Fuck this guy.
You're not letting anybody talk.
Go make a shoe bomb.
Jesus.
I can't hear who's talking because you're all talking.
Anthony was trying to talk to you, and you just kept talking.
You keep talking through us, dude.
No, I heard it. I heard what you said. I got your point, but again,
No, I inadvertently said Iraq, and you kept fucking harping on me about Iraq. I understand it wasn't Iraq.
And by the way, with Iraq, America's the bad guy. Look at the way don't bomb mosques. Look at the way they fucking just attack each other in mosques.
Yeah, exactly.
So stop. I'm sick of hearing about this selective fucking outrage over mosques.
But the whole point of the fighting between the two sects is the fact that the coalition governments are in their country. That's the point. You guys.
No, you're right, dude. You're right. We should have left Saddam there. You're right.
Yes.
I agree with you.
On. So if the government of Saudi, they're assholes because they throw rocks at women who commit adultery. So when Dick Cheney signs off on a war that's killed millions of people, put this whole country in an economic shithole, that's okay. It's snore, but that's the fucking point.
No, here's the difference, dude. Here's the difference.
That's what it is. Yeah, because we were beloved before that. Oh, were we beloved around the world before that? Shut up.
Dick Cheney is a fucking government official. We're not talking. We're talking about religion. We're not talking about a government official. You want to talk about fucking the Soviets,
exactly,
or fucking Kim Jong Il in North Korea, or China? They're all a lot of governments are pieces of shit. I'm not going to defend Dick Cheney. I'm talking about this thing. If a woman is raped, there is something in a certain group of religious people. They throw rocks at her.
Yeah, that point is it's one government official who runs his idiotic.
One government official.
Again, why won't you just address that?
Runs Saudi Arabia and runs Afghanistan and Turkey.
You're
just
right.
one government. What?
Saddam should have been fucking left there. We shouldn't be there. And you know what? I love all this fucking bravery that didn't exist when Saddam was there murdering people.
Yeah, exactly.
No one fucking had any balls.
I'm talking about it. But
well, hold on.
Government officials, but these guys are all put in place by the U.S. and British government.
Man, no, they're not. Sorry.
They're all put there because of the U.S. government and the British government.
Can I break this down to the basics? Ant, do you believe that most Muslims are good?
Stop, once again, you're blaming America. Yeah, it's America's fault. Yes, of course. We put Saddam there, so that's why there's problems, right? Of course. Yeah. Always America's. No Islamic responsibility.
Do you believe most Muslims are good, Anthony?
No, not as far as their religion goes. No. I don't. I think the religion is inherently violent.
Do you hear fucking Opie and Anthony talking right now? Dude, you're babbling. They're talking about something, and you're just yapping.
I'm just trying to I'm trying to break this down, and I asked Anthony if he thinks most Muslims are good.
My personal opinion, because I don't know, but personally,
you don't think it's the extremes of the religion?
From what I've seen, read, researched on, I'm not just a fucking puppet that watches one thing and forms an opinion. I think the religion itself lends itself to violent behavior against people who don't believe in their belief system, and people in their belief system that break their rules are subject to unbelievably horrid repercussions.
What about
like
you,
Jimmy said, throwing rocks at fucking women that were raped because they, were probably asking for it. That's insane, archaic thinking.
I think the majority of them, I think they're good. I honestly do. I'm not being politically correct either. I don't think the majority of Muslims are violent.
Well, then come out and say fucking something bad about the extremists.
The extremists, to me, are fucking. There is something that goes way beyond governments, and that's what I was talking about.
They're not silently supporting, by the way, Jimmy. They are by not coming out against it. The Muslims that are good, in quotation marks, are silently supporting what these extremists are doing.
The end justifies the means to a certain. And when Muhammad said, well, how come he's some of the Jewish media and not criticize? First of all, I guess that's true also in England and in France and everywhere else where fucking, Muslims are rioting and acting violent in France over policy. The same thing you're saying is Jewish bias. Does it ever occur to you that Muslims don't speak up as much because they also have an anti-Jewish bias. Like the fact
Mm-hmm.
is they see the U.S. as being fucking arms of Israel or the ones that arm Israel. So they silently, even though they don't want to see civilians get killed, they understand.
And
so
they'll
maybe
probably
that's
be
why they're
chastised.
silent about it.
And they'll probably be chastised by their community that they live in. Do you think a Muslim is going to speak out in favor of Israel and against violence against Israel or the United States and be in their community and still be accepted and invited over to a neighbor's house that's also Muslim? No, they'd be chastised, at the very least.
That's my point. My point is that it's not in the hands of the public. You don't have the right anywhere over there because of the government and the people that are. But like in Jordan, there's like 10 people that are in charge, but they're in charge of 99% of extremely poor people that have no say. So when you're telling me they should stand up, you can't stand up. Look what happened in Iran right after the elections. They just started killing people. The government itself is the problem.
No,
So I
exactly.
guess,
It's the
okay,
government.
The religion.
let me ask you a question.
They just happen to have the same religion, but it's the government, right?
The youth of
right,
Iran
sure.
did rise up, though. They didn't want that fucking guy in there anymore.
Let me ask you a question, though. The youth of Iran did rise up, and they were crushed. Now, the U.S.
I can't hear you. Can you talk a little slower?
Sorry, the youth of Iran, they did. They rose up Ahmadinejad's election. They didn't want him to be like, and they were crushed. Now, the U.S. sat by and watched it, which is what we should have done. Had we stepped in, all of a sudden we're involved in a civil war in the country. But that's what happens when we don't step in. Somebody rises up and they are just crushed. And again, that's probably what should have happened. Fuck them. Even though they're pro-democracy, fuck them. I'm sick and tired of the U.S. butting in.
That's the thing. You can't step in. It's not our business.
I agree.
I agree with you, but the problem isn't the religion. I agree with you with the fanaticism. The problem is the clerics and the people in charge.
Part of the religion.
But they're basing it on the religion.
But the religion isn't that. I'm telling you from experience, that's not what the religion's about. That's what I'm trying to get the point across.
You do know that terrorists, by the way, Mohammed, terrorists are the ones who say we do this for Islam. It's not like the ugly West lumped them.
I agree with you again, but that's a small percentage of the population. Most Muslims don't think that way.
But enough do. You're right. It's not. It's a small percentage, but a small percentage of a billion.
Enough do to make.
I know.
All right.
All
right, Mohammed in Jersey. Thank
Go
you.
ahead. Go ahead. Hope he ends up with no hands loading up his backpack.
Jesus.
He's all right.
On Twitter, we got a guy, Sax God. He writes, "Hey guys, not all Muslims are like that. Please don't lump us together. I love South Park." So, because this started with the South Park discussion. Why don't we take a break, regroup here?
Wow, I love those Muslims. Sure
we got a British woman.
Got a word in edgewise.
We got a British woman who, out of nowhere, is speaking Chinese. Yeah.
How'd that happen?
We'll explain next.
Hey, ladies, you know what? It's Whip 'em Out Wednesday on the Opie and Anthony Show.
A big boob is all right, but that's just ridiculous.
This is purely TNA.
On Sirius XM. The Opie and Anthony Show. On the virus. Sirius XM.
Yeah, rock.
Hey, what the fuck was E-Rock eating a few days ago, a week ago?
Unfortunately, it wasn't a shotgun shell.
Fucking apple.
Head cheese, right? Head cheese.
Up almost $13 pre-market.
Oh, really?
For one day.
$1.90. I could have. And this is recently.
Christ, man, just saw that. Sirius up 2 cents also.
Why don't I listen?
Pre-market. See what happens when the market opens.
E-Rock ate some head cheese, remember?
Yes.
And then we're having a discussion that...
Yeah, well, is it considered eating it when he took mouthfuls and just vomited?
Well, I mean, the bit was, eat some fucking head cheese.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen.
Of course not. It's just eating.
As he tries to eat head cheese.
Yeah.
The point was, could he eat head cheese? That's all.
Yeah.
Remember in the discussion, pork brains came up?
Opie, it's not just pork brains.
What?
There's a delicious sauce.
Oh, with milk gravy. Does anyone say milk better than me? Milk.
Milk gravy.
I hate that fucking word, milk. Milk gravy.
Yes.
And a bunch of you out there said way worse than head cheese.
Sounds fab.
And I think it might be way worse than head cheese because we had a tough time finding this.
Nearly impossible to
and
find.
Look how small the fucking can is.
Very, very small.
What is it, valuable?
It's
you
like...
want me to open this fucker up?
No, not yet.
Why?
No. I think the person that eats it should open it so they get that full waft of
Yes.
smell.
But what if it's no big deal?
Maybe then it won't be. It's okay.
Let me open it and we'll pass it around and see if it's
I don't even
I
want
would
a
say
piece
let
of that.
E-Rock open it.
No,
Let him come in.
we open it and we pass it around and then we decide if it's worth doing the bid.
Don't pass it to me.
Why?
I'm afraid of pig brains. Okay. Don't get any pig brain juice on the board. Oh, my God.
Oh, it smells like cat food already.
Mars is freaking out.
Oh, look at the milk.
Look at the milk gravy.
No, the milk gravy.
Milk gravy.
I don't know if we're doing the bit.
Why? What is it?
Do it anyway.
I'm not touching it.
Just pass
I'll
it.
just
to Jimmy.
pass it. It's
Jesus,
only
what's
pork
wrong with
brains.
you? Just pass it to Jimmy.
It's goopy.
I think that's easy.
I don't want
Go ahead. Oh, come on. Someone take the fucking thing. Grab it.
E-Rock, is that easy?
Oh, God, it smells like cat food.
It's just cat food.
It's really not that
No,
bad.
it smells like cat food. Fuck that.
I would love to pump it
Oh,
up for the
it's
radio show,
disgusting.
but
It's good
I don't
enough
think
for
it's
an
that
old lady.
bad. I don't think it's that bad.
Dude, it's so fucking nasty.
E-Rock, is it bad?
It's cat foodish.
Or tuna. It's like
Tuna is. Oh, Jesus.
It smells
No,
like
cat food is like a little nastier.
It smells
than
like
tuna.
catfish and some tuna.
But it's brains. Brains.
What brains?
There's brains in there.
There's no brains in there.
No, not E-Rock, the can.
Oh.
See, E-Rock, it was...
E-Rock, you
Oh,
want
he goes, put them.
E-Rock, you want to try some pork brains today?
Look, I'll try some nasty shit, but this I don't think I'm gonna.
What does it say? What does it say on the side of the can? What are those new...
Ingredients: pork brains.
Yeah.
Milk, less than 2% water, salt. That's it.
Piggy brains. What's the nutritional facts on the side there? I'd like to know what pork brains, how much
see.
cholesterol there is in that.
Serving size 1 can, 140 calories. Fat calories 45.
Not bad. Okay.
Whoa.
What?
Cholesterol. 1,060%.
1,060%.
What?
That's 10 days of cholesterol.
3190
right?
milligrams of cholesterol.
Oh, my God.
3,190 milligrams of cholesterol.
Is that bad? It?
How the fuck? Oh, my God, that's horrible.
Really?
How do they get that much in that little can?
21% sodium, 500 milligrams.
Wow, this is some unhealthy shit.
It's high in carbs. Protein is 14 grams.
What is it that's got the cholesterol?
But it has vitamin C.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
Is it the Yeah, so you won't get a cold while you're clutching your chest. Is it the brains itself, or is it the milk? The milk that
It has to be the milk.
that does it. I wonder.
Yeah,
Wow,
what-
that is some fucking cholesterol.
All right, E-Rock, try some fucking pork brains.
I can't.
You're kidding.
No, I'm
Why
serious.
not? Do you feel like it's cannibalism?
Well, no.
Oh, the look he just shot over to Jimmy.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Jimmy.
damn.
Poor E-Rock.
Oh.
Don't pour out the milk.
No, you don't pour out the
I was
lovely
draining
milk.
a little of the milk so
No,
I could see what the brains look
don't-
like.
No,
Don't
you
pour
got
out
to
the
pull it up
milk.
with a fork.
Yeah, don't
Pull
pour
the
out
brains
the milk
up.
gravy.
Don't put the milk down. Pull the brains up.
Yeah, that's true. Don't pour it out.
Get him a spoon. Why won't you eat this? You'll eat
There's a
anything.
spoon right there, my
Yeah,
love.
get him a spoon.
Look, it's real brains.
E-Rock will eat it. E-Rock eats anything. Let's see. Oh,
It's like-
wow. What does it look like? What do the brains look like? Oh, God, it's a pig brain. You know, that once had little piggy thoughts in it.
You know how many times Oink ran through that? And also, why is this guy grabbing my hips with corn on the cob holders?
There's congealed fat clumps in it.
Yeah, of course there is. Pigs got fat brains. Just get a good one.
What if this is like mad cow shit?
No, that's cow, not
Just
pig.
say, what are you so angry about?
here we go.
Oh, Jim.
No, get some of the milk.
Yeah, get the milk. It's got to be like cereal. There you go.
There you go. Nice.
Get a good one. And make sure you put the can down if anything happens. Don't throw
Look,
it.
I don't
Don't throw
usually
it away.
complain, but this is difficult.
Why? It's little piggy
Yeah,
thoughts.
shove it in your mouth and get a good one.
Yeah, just shove it in.
Come on. Don't shake off the milk gravy.
Yeah, don't put it back there.
That's a big one. That's a
not
big
gonna
one.
puke. He's
No,
not
he'll
gonna
be
puke.
fine. He'll be fine. Oh.
Go ahead, E-Rock.
Big spoon, heaping spoonful of brains.
Yeah, how about those pig brains?
Come on, a nice heaping spoonful. Is there membrane that holds it together? You know how the membrane holds the little pieces of brain together?
Yep, there we go. It's
Oh,
hanging
there's a
off the
piece of the
spoon.
membrane.
Do you know how many times the thought "eat your own shit" ran through that?
Come on,
Oh, pigs are dumbbells.
I can't get around this.
Come on.
On three, everybody.
Yeah, chew it. You got to chew it.
Yeah, you got to chew it.
Chew the brains.
Come on, eat. Here he goes.
Three.
Here he goes.
Wait.
He's shoving it in his mouth.
It's just
Here he
brains.
goes.
It's actually a
Go
delicacy.
ahead. Right in. Right in. He's shaking like a leaf.
Come on, fucking Michael J. Fox. Eat the brains.
Come on.
Look at the piece hanging off the bottom.
Oh, shit. Look at that. It looks like a hair. Is that a little pig hair? Yeah, hold the can. Now you can't spill it.
All right, here we go.
Stop, you're spilling it. The pig brain.
I love you, Grandpa.
He put his hat on backwards. E-Rock's ready for action.
Oh, come on, hip-hop
Here he
E-Rock.
goes. Here he goes. Just chew it, too. Don't just swallow those brains. They're probably goopy.
It's okay, E-Rock. No.
Come on.
Hurry up, you're dropping brains.
Don't drop the brains.
Eat the brains.
Ah.
Have some brains.
E-Rock's got more brains on his little finger. Come on. Here he goes.
Piece of membrane.
There he goes.
hanging
Right
off
in
it.
there. Now chew.
It's probably good, right?
Oh, chew it.
Those little piggy thoughts. Little piggy thoughts.
Piggy thoughts just. Oh, shit.
God damn it.
Oh, my God. What happened?
I know. How did the membrane taste?
Oh, it's not leaving my mouth.
Why would it feels like it's home?
Comment, E-Rock.
E-Rock, comment on the brains. Give us the whole thing, visceral, the taste, everything.
All right.
Let the listeners know what pig brains are like.
Well,
Holy shit, his eyes are tearing, his nose is running.
it smells kind of like tuna. You taste it. It's like you're eating tuna with the water still in the can.
Yeah. And then
Then
brain
it doesn't
consistency.
separate when you bite into it. It's kind of gummy.
so it's clumpy and chunky.
And then
but
then something stringy got stuck in my teeth. And I bit into something that was almost like a little pebble.
Oh, it was a pearl.
And it's still in my teeth.
Oh, God, you still got pig brain shit in your teeth?
Yeah.
Oh, he's trying to pull it out with a tissue. Wow, that really sunk into your teeth, huh?
Yeah.
You got nasty pig brain in your teeth.
Yeah, pig brain breath.
Pig brain.
Well,
wink. That was the part of his brain where he wondered, why do I have cloven hooves? He always wondered that.
Yeah, because the pig wanted to play solitaire and he just kept shuffling the cards clumsily.
That was his wonder part of
He
his
couldn't
brain.
make the thing with the cards.
You wonder, why is my tail like a corkscrew?
Why
Guys.
is my tail curly like a small penis?
keep the garbage pail over there.
Oh, I hope.
Well, I also got a can of bulk sausage cured.
Yeah, cured sausage in a can.
What is that?
I don't know, but sausage in a can, not only funny just to say, but sounds disgusting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not bad.
Or,
yeah, this is good.
Or oyster stew made with fresh whole milk.
Does that sound good?
I'll bet you that's actually good.
Oyster stew.
Which one you want to open?
The oyster stew.
The oyster stew?
Yeah. Oh, you got a little can opener there?
Oh, yeah, we do.
Get a good one. Look at that rusty fucking tetanus can opener. Holy shit. Can we get a new can? Look at that thing. Oh, you're dripping. Stop you spilling it. You're dripping on your fucking shit.
That's all right. I can't get this open.
Oh, my
Look
God.
at this rusty.
Oh, that fucking can opener's the worst.
It doesn't even work anymore.
Starve with that thing.
Whoa.
Oh, that's strong, huh?
Whoa.
Pretty fishy?
Whoa. That's not that bad, actually, but I don't want to eat it.
Isn't that odd? It's Hilton's.
Yeah,
That's
try to
the
open that
company. And it's fucking smells like fish.
E-Rock, they're saying that you probably bit into a tumor. That crunchy. That's Jason in Chicago.
Pig with a brain tumor. Fucking. Did someone shut the lights off?
Pig
Rest of
smoked.
the pigs are laughing at him. Yeah.
Just smoking a cigarette backwards. You're like, oh, boy.
And we might have made a mistake. I don't think you were supposed to eat that raw.
Oh yes, it's all prepared the same way.
What about that one?
That's good. It's good stuff.
Jimmy, smell that one.
No.
It's
Get
not
it
that.
out of here.
It's really not that bad.
Take
Smells
it away.
good, actually. Smells like clam chowder.
Yeah, that one doesn't smell bad.
Oyster stew probably would taste like clam chowder, but
Yeah,
smell it,
it's-
E-Rock.
Even I don't like milk.
Milk. The milk.
That's probably
Got
just
another
smells like clam
spoon.
chowder.
Just a spoonful of oyster stew makes his bile come up.
Yeah, just a spoonful of pig brains. Imagine that was the song. I just didn't catch on. Makes the medicine go down. Maybe we should change this. It's not catchy.
No.
E-Rock, you want to try the
Sugar
oyster
sounds
stew?
better.
Piggy thoughts.
Do I have a choice?
Piggy
in this?
thoughts. Little piggy thoughts he was eating.
No smart ones.
No, they're all stupid.
Dude, just drink it right out of the can.
Yeah.
Drink the
God!
Drink the oyster stew right out of the can.
Pull it up and let's see what it looks like.
Whoa!
Let's see.
Oh, no, he just made a bad face. What does it look like, E-Rock?
Let's see.
It looks like nasty vaginas, right?
It looks like if you cut open a slug.
Oh, shit!
Are you kidding?
Oh, God!
What does it look like, Jimmy?
Like you cut open a slug.
Yeah?
All right, that's fucking disgusting.
All right, let's not dilly-dally. Let's get this done.
Remember cutting up earthworms?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. There's little fatty pockets and gumminess.
You don't like fatty pockets, Anthony?
No, I hate fatty pockets.
No.
All right.
I did a gig with Fatty Pockets
Fatty
once.
pockets are great. He was very funny, Fatty
Yeah,
Pockets.
he sure was.
All right, E-Rock, you can do this. 1 scoop of oyster stew.
Don't put it back in. Get a good
Clam
one.
chowder, dude.
You gotta get a good one. Yeah, it's just like clam chowder.
Yeah, pop it in there.
I don't eat oysters. At
You
all.
think you could
Just let it rip.
handle oyster stew?
Oysters.
I'm going to say he handles oyster stew.
I think he handles it much better than he did the pig brains.
Come on, E-Rock.
Get a good one, though. Yeah, give Steve the can. I love a good can in my hands. Here he goes. He's shaking.
Stop shaking
He
already.
is shaking like fucking Michael J. Fox, and I'm not even kidding. You are shaking really crazily.
That's easy. You could do that.
It's green and brown.
Oh,
eat it.
God. I bet there's gonna be some gnarly things in there too, like hard spots, soft, mushy, hard, stringy.
It looks like something Club Soda Kenny coughed up.
You might get part of the beak.
exactly
There's like a beak and a foot that is in there. The foot is the muscular
Looks
part.
like smoker's phlegm.
God damn.
Here he goes. Oyster stew.
Here he goes.
Here's what it looks like.
Big mouthful.
Does it taste like that? It's not that bad, right?
See, he's got this one.
Yep. It looks like someone coughed that up.
He lost it. Was there something crunchy? Here he goes. Oh, God. Oh, fuck. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. This is horrible.
E-Rock, what was the problem with the oysters?
Yeah, E-Rock, what happened? It looked like you were.
Did you not like it?
You were making some headway there.
Was it bad?
Oh, God. Wow, he is really having a problem with this.
Is it bad, E-Rock?
Oh, God, look at him go.
What didn't you like? Was it the mucusy oyster?
Yeah, what was it? The snot-like texture?
You want some fucking, you want some sinewy fucking pig brains?
Or did you hit something mealy in there?
Comment, E-Rock.
Glad I bought breakfast this morning.
Yeah, it's all in
All right, he didn't like the oyster stew.
Oh, it tastes like salt water.
Yeah? He didn't like the oyster stew, Danny.
I like that he thinks it was, what? Smoker's phlegm?
You know, this show is really
terrible.
It's making it's making us jaded because as E-Rock is having this problem with his tummy. Danny's walking back from the bathroom. He just like casually glanced in the window, like he might as well have been walking past Macy's.
Sure.
And looked at E-Rock. E-Rock's guts coming up, and just kind of looked, and then turned his head back to the door, like, oh, that's what's happening today.
Eric's puking again, huh?
Yeah. Oh.
You didn't enjoy the oyster stew. I'm surprised. I thought you would get that down.
It wasn't that bad until, like, it felt like it was drinking seawater.
Yeah?
And then once that kicked in, that...
Cunt water? Anytime I hear that word,
Seawater.
All right, let me, finally, Ant.
Yes, finally we have the
Woo.
sausage, huh?
Hope you like dog food.
Oh, what a fucking, what a stereotype there, huh? Mars has a knife. Wow.
Wow.
That looks like dog food.
Bulk sausage cured.
What is that? It's fucking
Here.
mushy. It's supposed to be... No, I won't touch it because
Here.
I think it leaked on it.
Oh, just give
Nope.
it to Jimmy.
No! Turn into
Smell
Pee-wee.
it though, Jimmy.
I don't want to.
It smells like dog food.
No, I know.
right?
I don't like dog food.
Oh, Steve just smelled it, and
Nice
dog food.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah?
oh.
Yeah, dog food.
Ooh, yuck.
Boo, boo.
All right, let's go for the trifecta.
All right,
Would you
one
let your
more.
girls- would you
Iraq's picking something out of his teeth.
Oh, that's
Oh,
great.
he's trying to get something out of his teeth, and it won't come out.
What is it? It's probably a pretzel rod.
Oh, boy.
What is it?
Well, why don't we wash it down with some bulk sausage
Yes.
cured?
That ought to work.
Take a fresh spoon.
A fresh spoon? All right. Iraq's
It's
now
like
going to try
the
the bulk
dinky. It's
sausage.
like, it looks like the dinky dog food that that the Mad Max was eating. All right, get it? What is it?
What is this?
What is this? Iraq. Oh,
It's
poor
bulk
Iraq.
sausage cured.
Yeah.
Cured, yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Cured, 270 milligrams of cholesterol.
All right,
That's
Doc,
good.
just eat it.
Wow, you're only having a spoonful. You're not even eating it.
Exactly.
You're losing cholesterol eating this shit.
Exactly. Don't act like if it wasn't this, it'd be fucking asparagus. It's either this or velvet cake.
Ah, shit. All right, here he goes.
Right in.
What does it smell like? Dog food?
Doesn't smell
His
that
hand
bad.
is shaking.
Yeah, it doesn't smell that bad?
Good, enjoy it.
All right, have fun.
Enjoyed the cured sausage. You can enjoy it.
That's all right.
Oh, it's not bad.
Cool, have more pig brains with it.
Yeah,
Have a piece of pig brain.
yeah.
Chew up some pig tumor.
That's some mushy fucking clam and oysters.
Was the pig brain really bad, dude?
Pig brain was really bad.
When you sucked out a piece of pig brain, would you suck it right out of the can? Would you just drink it out of the can and chew it?
Oh, imagine drinking all that pig brain, milky, watery
Imagine
juice.
if you loved that as a drink. Like after a fucking hard workout, you just wanted some pig brains on ice. A nice cool glass of pig brains.
Just chug it down. A little bit comes out of the corner of your mouth. You're like, you wipe it away.
Your family
Refreshed.
knew it. Get him a PB with ice. That's what he likes.
That was easy, huh?
Who else could eat the pig brain?
Spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah? The sausage is spicy. The oyster stew, not a big hit with the Iraq. No. Oh, my God. Look at the half of pig heads. Look at what you were eating. It's very small. I guess that's why the can is so small. It's not like they're fucking Einstein with these giant brains.
Exactly.
Pig brains got to be pretty fucking little. You dummies. Pig brains are dummies.
Which one was worse, the pig brains or the oysters?
Oh, God, look what you were eating.
What are you trying to get out of your teeth still?
I don't know, but it's stuck.
I'm so happy it's in there.
God.
The pig brains were definitely the worst.
The worst was the pig brains.
The oyster wasn't bad until that saltwater.
Yeah, saltwater hit you?
Yeah.
Wow, fucking Iraq, man.
That's classic.
God damn.
Good shit right there.
Yeah, pigs are smart for pigs, people. Don't get carried away. It's fucking, their brains aren't that big. Whew.
All right.
Make him use a tendon as dental floss. Would you like to use a tendon? Very good. Denver pest.
Very, very good. Well,
all right. Well, we got a lot of food left there. Virtual smorgasbord of deliciousness. We don't have anyone else that wants to try any, huh? It's a shame.
Sam?
Iraq just doesn't disappoint, man.
No, it's...
God damn, he's a trooper. He will eat that shit. Doesn't matter what it is. Literally shit he'd probably eat if we told him to.
Well, why don't we do a quick break and we'll get into some material.
Clear that out of here.
Clear the fucking smell out of the studio.
Yeah.
And the British woman that is speaking Chinese out of nowhere.
Yeah.
We didn't forget. We'll do that next week.
Well, no, the car would come and the whole audience would go, 7, please.
Yes, exactly.
All right, so we got this British woman.
Yeah.
She's talking Chinese.
Meh. Why?
Oh,
Did she ever speak Chinese before? Is it one of those deals?
Hell no.
Where they just miraculously start fucking talking another language?
Now,
how's that happen?
Now, you can make model plane noises and people think you're speaking Chinese. I mean, is this
True.
like...
True.
Is this real Chinese? You know what I mean?
Well,
like, did they get a Chinese guy to go, yep, she's speaking Chinese now, or is she imitating the Chinese way of speaking?
I would assume that if they're saying she's speaking Chinese.
They did a little
she's speaking
research?
Chinese. Although, what paper did this come from? Where did this story come from?
The Weekly World News.
I
There
think
was
they're
an
out of
alien on the
business.
cover.
Because anything I see from the UK, and here's a little example quickly. It says here, Just give me a second, please. Something about they're going to be using satellites to catch you for speeding. Satellites in space. In space.
Where?
To catch you as you're speeding.
Where?
Well, exactly.
On the side of the highway.
Where?
They're just going to leave a giant satellite there.
A big satellite's going to sit there with a radar gun on it.
You ever get pulled over by a plane?
It was just there. Where is it here?
Have you ever been pulled over by a plane, Ant?
No.
When you're on some of those highways and
And
they're
it
saying
says,
they're
yeah, monitored
patrolling from the air or whatever?
the air.
How does that work? Does the plane like kind of, or do they call like a trooper? Like how does that work? Do you actually get pulled over by the plane?
No, I think the plane calls ahead to somebody. There's lines on the road.
Yeah.
And when you cross a line, they time you.
I
and
thought
they
those
know.
lines were for the plane to land properly.
Oh, well, it could be.
Yeah.
No.
How ridiculous would that be, being pulled over by an actual plane?
That would
Sorry.
be silly.
So what's this
Kind of
story?
worth the ticket price, though, to watch. This was labeled this. New speed cameras trap motorists from space.
Well,
and then
that's
you're like...
fucking 1984
And then you're
shit.
like, wow, that's fucked up. And then you look at the story and it says, satellites could track motorists from space if trials prove successful. This is from the telegraph.co.uk/news. You know that thing whenever a news site goes to the Telegraph, I say it's bullshit. They try to, they are the most sensationalist news people, the English.
Mm-hmm.
They come up with bullshit stories. They headline it like it's happening now. And then as you read the story, you realize this is like maybe it might happen in the future.
The whole thing falls apart.
Yeah, the whole
when you
thing
read
falls
further.
apart. It's like Bigfoot found, and then, there's just a guy with a big foot.
Well, someone on staff got a little ticket for going through a red light because they got those cameras.
Yeah.
And I'm going to bet money within I don't know how many years, but sooner than later, I think they're going to put those cameras on every intersection. In a city.
Every single
Because they're
one.
so desperate for money, they're going to just be catching people left and right going through lights.
Yep.
Comment?
Yeah, they make a lot of money doing it.
I think the only reason they haven't put them on every street corner is it's probably an expensive technology to set up everywhere.
Not as much as it used to be, that's
but
for
as soon
sure.
as the costs come down, I bet you they'll put it on every fucking intersection to catch you.
You see a lot of the...
Just so this revenue stream is just pumping
Yeah.
in without anyone having to do much of anything.
You see a lot of the solar panels up on light poles now that are controlling everything. So they don't have to run power sources to these things.
Right.
The camera technology is getting to the point where they're smaller, cheaper, and more efficient. And Wi-Fi, now you could fucking beam the pictures right wherever the fuck you want them.
Right.
And, and most people pay the ticket.
Right now, there's, a handful of intersections that have it?
Yeah,
Somebody
you can pop it up online.
Somebody on staff said, there's a website that tells you all the intersections.
Tells you where they are, and you can pop them up. I know I'm a bad boy in the morning. Sometimes I am a bad boy in the morning because there's no traffic, and there's one light that stops traffic to let pedestrians go by because it must be a busy pedestrian
during the day.
Crossing during the day.
Right.
So the light turns green to go straight.
Right.
But to go right, there's a red arrow. You're not allowed to turn because the walk sign is still there.
Gotcha.
There's no one crossing this ever in the morning. I mean, never. And I make the turn.
There's no reason to obey traffic lights in Manhattan at 5:30 in the morning.
No, you kind of just look.
I mean, you got to look, obviously.
Yeah.
You can't just blow through it, but,
No.
I mean, you should be able to blow lights
Certain
all
ones,
day long.
fine. Other ones, though, like that one, I do it all the time because if I don't make that turn when it's red, I miss the entire strip of lights.
Right.
And it could
It's a
turn.
timing thing.
It could be another 15 minutes before I get into work. Really? Serious.
There's that cock Tom Seaver. Go fuck yourself.
Look at him.
This stupid charity game when I was working at BAB.
Yeah.
We played the 1969 Mets. I got a hit off Tom Seaver. It was slow pitch softball. Slow pitch, though, right? Next time I'm at bat, he decides to whip it in like he's still playing. And
He drilled inside on you.
And he fucking drilled me with a fucking softball.
Yeah.
Guy's a cunt.
Got to play the game. A little chin music,
Exactly.
Opie. Little chin music for you.
He was upset that someone got a base hit off him. It's slow pitch softball for charity. Relax, buddy.
Tom Seaver. You should have laughed at him.
you
Just
go to
remind
that-
him of his comeback.
Did you go to that game?
Yes, of course.
Where the overnight guy, God damn it, what was his name? The kid was really cool, too. He took out one of the 1969 Mets and fucked up his knees.
Yeah, he completely fucking wiped them out.
Where we had to get an ambulance and everything.
Yeah, he was a mess.
This guy.
Poor old guy.
Who was it? He came into home plate and just decked the guy.
God, I can't remember.
It might have been Jerry Grody, right? It had to be a catcher.
I think it might have been, yeah.
So Jerry Grody's just in this dumb charity game,
Was the guy's name Taz or something like Taz or the overnight guy? Can't remember.
What was his name? He was a cool dude. I would love to know where he is these days.
He creamed him at the plate.
Yeah, he just destroyed him, took him out. And
Got right in the way.
Jerry Grody's just laying there.
Poor Jerry Grody.
He's just laying there.
Yeah, what a mess.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I hate the word grody.
Grody. That's grody.
It is grody.
But, I just to finish that up, but that's why I don't believe Brit stories. So you got a story. Is this one out of Britain about the Chinese-speaking woman, the English woman?
Yeah, let's take a look at this.
Politicians do it.
There's nothing we can't do.
Adopt an accent.
We got too many daddies.
Actors do it.
This is not a fake accent. I'm from Scotland.
Adopt an accent.
You sort of talk like that, and you're used to like talking like that all the time.
But this British woman used to talk all the time with an English accent until out of the blue her accent changed into sounding Chinese.
On the day that my voice changed, I found it difficult
All right,
to...
all right, hold the phone.
What the fuck's going on with Madonna?
Hold on. Madonna, yeah. That is a stroke mouth. That doesn't sound like a Chinese accent. And she's not speaking Chinese. If anything, she was talking English with a Chinese accent, but it's not even a Chinese accent.
If I was a chink, I'd be offended by that.
Exactly. Holy mother of God. What are you saying?
I have a same thing happen.
Oh, the sudden happened to me too.
I tried to say my dick is shrink, but I realized that I hack a joke.
What, are you also Italian? It's a hack a joke.
Are we listening to Chinese Jimmy right now?
Yeah.
Has
Chinese Jimmy
enter the studio?
Yeah.
So it's
I like a tinkle.
So it's an accent. It's not even. She can't even speak the language.
Well, who knows? This might just be part of it.
All right, let's listen.
Change, I found it difficult to speak, and when I did speak, it sounded Chinese.
It happened after a migraine so severe her husband called an ambulance. A week later, Sarah Caldwell's new Chinese accent changed again.
It sounded more Eastern European, and it have been like that ever since.
How about this? She's a fucking retard.
Yeah, she got a migraine. Something snapped in her fucking head.
Her tongue's just numb. That's
Holy
all it is.
shit, yeah.
Humpbacks from
Novocaine.
Whackbag, Anthony. Opie is right. Ooh. In the UK, it started out as traffic control, but today cams are on every single corner and pub in the UK. Is that true? So they have put the cameras on every
they
fucking...
put them everywhere. That's the
and that's just to make
fucking-
money for the UK.
That is the nanny fucking country over there, England. They really are horrid when it comes to just not letting people be people.
Right. And then there was a guy, he couldn't wait, and I wish he did wait. He asked Tom Seaver for an autograph when he was growing up, when he was a kid. And Tom Seaver actually said, "Not now, kid. Come back later."
Oh, you mean when you try your comeback with the Mets again? Remember that 10 minutes?
Come back
you
later.
sucked a dick.
How are you as a kid supposed to come back
Back later
to get your autograph?
Yeah,
from
Tom Seaver said I could come back later. Why? Who? Get out of here, kid.
Right. All right, we're going to learn what this accent thing's all about right here.
Doctors diagnosed it as FAS, and the F does not
I know what that
stand for
is.
fake.
What is it?
Fucking asshole syndrome. You fucking British, you talk with a Chinese accent, you're a fucking asshole.
Fucking ass.
Fucking stop doing that syndrome.
Fucking asshole syndrome.
Yeah.
Sir, we hate to tell you, your wife is a blithering asshole.
FAS.
Yes, her head hurt, and now she want attention, so she talk like a mash. Tell that bitch to fucking stop it.
Shit.
That's how you handle that.
Is it one of those stop it diseases?
Yes.
I'm a big fan of the stop it
Stop
diseases. Where you get to just go right up to the person and say, just stop.
Cut the
Just-
malarkey.
What could FAS stand for?
Are you a fan of the fake diseases out there, Jimmy?
No, I'm tired of them. I really am.
You are, right?
Exactly.
Or you just want to say, just stop.
Deal with stomach
Stop it
cancer.
already.
That's a real disease.
There you go.
Fucking brain cancer is a real
Right.
disease. I now talk Chinese because me have headache is not a disease.
'Cause
Quit with
me
the MSG, you attention seeker.
What's not a real disease?
That.
That one where you could just go up to him and say, stop it?
Yeah, hoarding.
Hoarding is not one.
No, I don't
Hoarding.
believe in helping hoarders. Here's how you help hoarders: you let them die under newspapers.
You burn down the house.
There's nobody
and
I
if they
like
wanna
enough
leave
to
the
help.
house. That's good for them. They figured it out.
Clean.
Does not stand for fake.
It's foreign accent syndrome.
It's caused by a stroke or a brain injury that affects
The speech area itself, where you are actually forming words with your mouth.
Imagine the only voice you've ever known goes from this
We've got fabulous things, shares.
to this.
I felt like I was going bloody crazy.
Florida resident Judy Roberts was Indiana born.
Wait, that wasn't a gay guy? The first voice wasn't a gay guy?
Who's the fucking? I want to know who's doing this story. Because her voice is.
Oh my God,
That's what's her name?
that's
Yeah.
CNN.
Moss.
She stinks.
I always forget her.
Moss or
Jeannie Moss. Moss.
Oh, she's hard to listen to.
And hard to look at. She's
Oh, is she awful?
Oh, yeah, yeah. If you want, you can pop up a
Yeah,
picture.
she's
of that
a
one.
real slob.
She's a wreck. She's a wreck, and she just does mundane, stupid stories.
My word.
I know what she did the other day? It was cute because it's
was it?
CNN. It's being shown all over the world. She was walking around the streets with the name of the fucking volcano or
Yeah.
the glacier or whatever the fuck in
Oh, and
Iceland,
telling
and
people.
having people try to fucking pronounce it.
it.
Oh, there was a laugh a minute in that piece.
And when they got it
was
wrong, she would
terrific.
just wail and kick them in the nuts. That'd be no wrong. Wham right in the balls.
Judy Roberts was Indiana born and bred. She had never even been to England, but a stroke left her with an English accent.
And if you ran into anybody you used to know, they would look at you like you'd flipped your wig.
Flipped your wig?
That yeah, I don't know what to make of this. I don't know. Fake,
Foreign
real.
accent syndrome is
Attention getter.
shit.
Is it like anorexia nervosa?
What is it? All of a sudden you talk like you're from somewhere else. It's fucking nonsense.
That doesn't make any sense.
How come it's not Indian? It's always a cool accent. You don't hear anybody just doing this for no reason.
Every accent you do sounds Jamaican.
They are Jamaican.
I thought that was Indian.
No, it was. No, this very Indian.
I was laughing, saying it sounds Jamaican.
I do very good Indian accent. I do very good. Jamaican is different.
What's Jamaican? Let me hear.
Don't ask me if me could help you cook something hot.
You know what? He's right. He's right, Anthony. He's right. P-Roll from Philly. After her accent changed, out of nowhere, she started working at a dry cleaner. So
That's goddamn funny.
That's good.
So you see.
Holy shit.
Why don't we? Well,
that's good.
One more part to the story here.
In a piece on foreign accent syndrome, ABC interviewed an American woman who not only got a new accent,
The accent will be very Russian.
Cindy Lou Romberg sometimes speaks in sounds that linguists say don't resemble any known language. From gibberish to
That's called
Chinese.
pussy eating talk syndrome. You always sound like you're eating a box. I don't know what happened. I just say that all the time. It's like whenever I have to say the R sound, like I'm going to go to my room. I really like you. We got it, Jim.
We heard it, Jim.
Yeah. No need to reiterate. Yeah, it's always that. Yeah, exactly. How about that fucking? That's like a Pentecostal thing, you know? That fucking talking in tongues.
Yep. Speaking in tongues. What was she saying? She's like, sounded Russian?
All right, yeah, let's...
Strangers who meet me think I'm foreign. Also, some people speak to me as if I am a bit silly, a bit stupid.
Retarded, you mean?
Yeah, how about an
Say it.
asshole?
Retarded.
How about people think you're an irritant?
Wow. It all depends on how hot she is. If that's silly, retarded, or,
That's pretty good.
Deal withable.
Why don't we learn about Don Sutton? Remember old Don Sutton?
Pitcher for the Dodgers, right?
That's right. Bill in Philly.
Hello, Bill.
Nice win for the Flyers last night, sir, if you're a hockey fan. If not, whatever.
Great game. Great game.
Going to take out the Devils in the first round. Wow.
Nice game.
Yeah,
Nice
it's
game.
very possible.
Wow.
They beat them like 5 out of 6 times during the season, though, too. So they got a great matchup.
They got the Devil's number.
Oh.
For now.
For now, he said.
That a boy. Good comeback.
I was at the vet, the old vet, years ago, and the Phillies were playing the Braves, and I was supposed to bring this girl I was seeing, this young boy, like 6 years old. You know, I was listening to the game, the whole thing, la da da da. And I have a ticket left over at the end of the game because I went anyway, and Don Sutton's underneath signing autographs. You know, he's an announcer for the Braves.
Nice, right?
Yeah, so I'm like, cool, you know, it's a 300-game winner and everything here, you know. So I go up to him, you know, and I'm kind of standing in line, and he's signing for this lady, and I go, hey, Don, maybe you should put a scuff in that ball, you know, so she really knows it's you. Well, you know, because he used to get kicked out for carrying thumbtacks and pieces of sandpaper and shit in his
Yeah, so God forbid you bring that up.
So you brought it up.
Right.
Yeah. So I thought it was kind of funny. Well, he just
Scuffed
looked
it off
up
your
at me.
face.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like he wanted to tear my face off. Exactly.
Maybe a little fucking taste of shoe leather, huh?
Yeah, a little inside pitch.
Yeah. So he looks up at me and gives me this death stare, and he's like, oh, you're a real fucking funny guy, aren't you? You know, all these people here are trying to get all, and I couldn't believe he was losing his mind like that. I'm like, Don, listen, you know, I was just kidding. It was a joke, you know? I said, but you're a real prick now, too. You know? So he just kept losing his mind on me, and I couldn't believe he was cursing like he was. There were all these rubes around, you know.
I say 80-20 percentage as far as fault in this one goes. I think you're 20% responsible for
being a
for this
wise ass?
happening because you were being a smart ass.
A little smart ass?
Yeah.
Can we replay that Earl Weaver clip where he's going at it with the ump?
That one was good.
Can we play that? Out of nowhere? I know.
Earl
We're not going to
Weaver's
break. I
great.
just want to hear it. And then we'll continue with the show right after that. Yeah. You know, no break. Because we got to. Thank you, sir.
We got Uriah calling in probably about 5 minutes.
Yeah, we got Uriah Faber calling in about the big fight on Saturday. Everyone's talking about this. I don't know
It's a
enough
massive
about
fight.
MMA to understand, but I'm slowly understanding
Yeah.
because the buzz out there is pretty strong on this one.
I don't know names or anybody or rankings or weight class or nothing, but I'll watch somebody beat the fuck out of someone. That's pretty much where my.
Well, I don't know if that's going to be an easy thing. This is a
Aldo's a fucking very tough Brazilian
a
kid, man.
well-matched fight.
Yeah?
A well-matched.
Well, that's just it. As long as they're beating the fuck out of each other, I don't give a shit.
Let's listen to Earl Weaver. This goes way back, but someone brought this to our attention. I think last week or the week before that, and Earl Weaver's just losing it with an up. It's terrific, and we're not going to break, so don't go anywhere. We'll come right back after this clip.
Behind the rubber. Oh, he's got to go behind. He did not go behind the rubber. For me, he did. Listening to him. He did not. No, I ain't listening to him, Eddie. Oh, that's bull. Behind the rubber. Oh, bullshit. Bullshit yourself. There he is. And this crew is here just to fuck us. Yeah. Boom. That's good. That's great. And you shut it. Ah, you shit. You couldn't wait to get me out. Oh, Earl, you run yourself, Earl. You run yourself. You hit me? Yeah, because you put your finger on me. I'm glad you hit me. That's right. You're here for one goddamn specific reason. What's that, Earl? To fuck us. Oh, you're full of shit. Fuck you. Goddamn years and years. And don't you ever put your finger on me again. You hit me, Earl. You put your finger on me. That's okay. If you touch me, I didn't. You ain't gonna knock nobody on his ass. You do it again and I'll knock you right in your nose. I didn't touch you. You pushed your finger. I did not. No, you're lying. God damn it. You're lying. No, you are. You are lying. You're a big liar if you You are a liar, Earl. You are a liar. You are. I'll tell you something. You're here for one reason, to fuck us good. Wrong. That's the only reason you're wrong, here. Earl. And you'll have your chance tomorrow. You got it as quick as you can. What is wrong with you? You ain't no good. No, you aren't either. Yeah, you aren't either. Ain't no good. You're no fucking good either. Your ass will never have our games in I hope. What do I care? Yeah, what do I care? What are you doing here now? Well, why don't you call the league office and ask them? Yeah, I will. Oh, good. Don't think I won't. Good. And the quicker you get on, it'll be better, too. Yeah, yeah. That's right. You ain't going nowhere. You aren't either. About 5, 10 fucking years from now, who's in the Hall of Fame? Oh, you're going to be in the Hall of Fame. You know it. Why? You know it. For fucking up World Series? You know it. You're going to be in the Hall of Fame? You know it. I've won more than I've lost, kid. I know you haven't. Games, count games. You don't even know. You better get going, Earl.
I better get going.
You better get going.
What the hell are you doing? That you had your hands on me.
Nah, that's wrong, Earl. Wrong.
How great is that?
Dude, I never heard that.
That is old school,
Never
man.
heard that.
You must have been out that day.
How did
but-
they mic that so well?
They used to mic the guys a
They had
lot.
the parabolic microphones
and all that.
they point
Back
at
in the
them.
70s?
You know what's great
Yeah.
is like they let the guys take care of business.
Now that guy,
Nowadays-
he would be thrown out so fast.
He was thrown out, I'm sure.
Well, he was thrown out of the game, of course, but I don't think there was a suspension or any of that shit. Nowadays, the manager would be suspended for what?
Yeah.
A few games, right?
And,
That is great stuff.
And probably the ump, too, for using language like
Oh,
that. It's
man.
just.
But you could tell those guys have
fantastic.
known each other for just
forever.
ever.
What, for screwing up World Series? For fucking up World Series?
Yeah. Let's say hi to Uriah
Count
Faber.
games, stupid.
They turn into children.
Uriah, how are you, sir?
Chilling, guys. I was trying to figure out what exactly was going on there.
We were, we're all over the place, but we were talking about baseball, and then someone brought it to our attention. That's Earl Weaver back in, I think, the late '70s, just losing it on an ump. Which
Him and an ump going back and forth.
Yeah.
No love lost.
Dude, that was
Yeah.
serious stuff right there. It was hilarious.
You know, yeah. Just to end that, Earl Weaver was ejected 97 times. Danny's telling me 97 times in his career.
Yeah, he was great. He was just an old man who yelled at everybody.
That's more than half a season of
Yeah.
games.
What a
in
prick.
his career.
Great.
You're in California right now, right?
Yeah, I'm in Cali right now. It's 6 o'clock here.
No, I'm sorry about that. And we made you wake up for this crap.
No, that's all good, man.
Are you just waking up to do phoners today?
What's that?
Are you waking up just to do phoners and do some press?
Yeah, doing that. I've been doing all sorts of stuff as of late, so, I'll probably go back to bed at some point here.
When you're fighting on Saturday, what is your, how many days out will you just stop doing anything? Because, this is kind of close to fight time to be getting up at, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Well, for the most part, I've stopped with the hard training, far before this. So I'm just at this point going to lose a little weight and make sure that I feel good. So I do something because I've got about 10 pounds that I still have to get off, but not really doing any sparring or anything like that. It's taking it pretty easy and being smart about the training.
How far out do you guys stop that?
Everybody's different, man. We have guys that do some pretty intense stuff right up to the fight, and for me, I'm real careful about 8, 9 days out. I start being real careful. I don't want to get any injuries. No, I just want to feel good and get ready for battle.
For anyone that doesn't know, you're fighting to get your belt back in the WEC. You're fighting Aldo, who took it from Mike Brown, who beat you for it. And I think the first time that, because, I think at the time you were 20, I want to say 21-1 at the time. And Brown, I don't think was expected to beat you. And he knocked you, did he knock you out?
It was a TKO.
Yeah, he was, and he took the belt. And the second time you guys fought, you broke your hand. I want to say it was in the first round.
Yeah.
And you broke it hitting him, or did he break it?
No, I broke it. I hit him right in the top of the head.
Oh, my God.
Put him to a knee for a second there, and I shattered the fourth and fifth metacarpal on the right.
So I broke my hand with Boomer.
Yeah, Anthony
Punched
can
him in
relate
the
to
head.
you, Uriah.
I was fighting with Boomer Esiason, and I punched him in the top of the head in elementary school and broke the ulna and radius in my arm.
Oh, yeah, it's true story. And then Boomer proceeded to beat the shit out of him, even though Ant had a broken fucking
Like I really needed,
arm.
I needed a handicap at the time for that big bruiser to beat the shit out of me. Yeah.
True story, huh?
It was a great moment in my life, yes.
Very true story.
I claimed to fame for many years until I became more famous on the radio.
Well, you broke both hands in that fight.
Well, the first round, a minute left in the first round, I broke the right, and I shattered it pretty bad, man, the fourth and fifth. But the third round, I dislocated my thumb. So that's the one that actually I can still feel. It's still a little bump there, but it's kind of a weird injury.
Can I tell you something? If I dislocated my thumb, I wouldn't even be able to do radio. This guy is continuing to fight.
And you lost on a decision. It wasn't like you fucking got knocked out of the fight or you stopped fighting. It went all the way.
Yeah, it was a close one. I was throwing some crazy elbows, and jumping at him with knees and doing what I could, man. It was a wild fight.
Is it scary for you? Because this guy, he beat you twice, and once with a TKO, and then once going the distance, and then Aldo disposed of him relatively easily. Does that play into your mind at all?
No, this is a matchup, where he and I are way different fighters. Again, especially with those hands down and the way the first fight went, I don't think I really got a chance to showcase. And there's some bad luck, and I think it would be a lot different had I had my hands and stuff like that. So I'm understanding how this thing works, and Jose Aldo and I are going to be a matchup that is way different than Brown and he was. So it's going to be good.
Are you? This is an odd question for a fighter too. How far out before a fight do you stop having sex? I mean, everybody watched Raging Bull, and Lamato wouldn't fuck for months before a fight. But how far legitimately do you not? Do you say no sex before the fight?
You know what? It varies, man. I'm not really superstitious, so well, but I haven't been focused on the whole sex thing for very much the last couple of weeks. So, but there's been plenty of times where I've it hasn't been an issue, and just I guess go with the flow. No biggie.
So it doesn't is it a myth that it will sap your killer instinct or strength if you bang 3 days before the fight?
Supposed to take your legs away from your toe,
really?
You get wobbly legs.
I think they actually did a study, and that's just a myth. But it's just it's like the placebo effect. Whatever you really believe is how it's going to work. But I don't think your legs are going to be weak. I'm probably not a good idea to get your rocks off right before you walk out in the fight, but other than that, I think you're cool.
Have you ever had to, and this is something else, have you ever had to take a dump right before a fight, or what do you do if you're in the middle of a fight and you have to shit? I think Dana said that Tim Sylvia actually shit his pants during a fight. I think it was Tim.
I saw a guy in Mexico do that. It was pretty disgusting. I got some great pictures of it.
Yeah, we got to see those.
It's never been an issue with me. I think you eat so far out. They make you report, hours before you're actually going to fight, and it's never even been an issue for me. And I'm all digested and ready to rock by the time I'm going to fight.
Have you really never eaten McDonald's?
I don't think so, man. Not that I can remember. I'd hate to. I would say throughout my life there may have been a time, but not that I can remember. It wasn't for my parents, that's for sure.
McDonald's is overrated.
I know, but to never have eaten it.
It really is. Yeah, that's true.
It's pretty amazing. And there's a huge cover story I do in Fight magazine this month, and the big fight is Saturday. On is this the first? This is not the first WEC pay-per-view, is it?
This is the first time for a pay-per-view with the WEC, and of course it's a Zuffa. Zuffa's the parent company, so
right.
The UFC has pay-per-views all the time. It's the same model. Just the first time that we've actually done it, and I think it's been 3.5 years or 4 years now. So it's going to be a big one.
You're right. We got a fan of yours on a lot of fans calling in, but we have Mike in Iowa. Mike, you're on with Uriah Faber.
Hey, Uriah, I love watching you fight, man. That's the only time I watched that show on Showtime was when you were fighting. Do you have any plans on coming to the UFC? I'd love to see you there.
Thanks for the support, man, and I'm down to do whatever, really. It's the same owners, and the biggest thing is they've been showcasing the 45-pound weight class in the WEC, and if they want me to come over there and fight in the UFC, I'll do that for sure. They really have the power to have me do, to do anything. So I could go over there and fight in UFC, maybe do a super fight at the weight above, or, it's kind of the same deal for me, though. Same bosses, same operation, and, just kind of a different name on the front of it.
Yeah, they got to figure this out. I mean, being part of one of those UFC pay-per-views would be terrific.
Well, I think honestly,
awesome.
I think they're afraid because WEC is getting bigger and bigger, and you're definitely the biggest attraction in WEC.
And what's the difference? The WEC is
It's just lighter.
It's a bunch of lighter guys.
Yeah, you're gonna fight at what, 145?
Yeah, it's 145. You know, I think the basic thing is there's so much demand for MMA out there that they're basically, you know, trying to corner the market and creating their own competition. So, you know, all of a sudden they have another TV network that they can give MMA content to. They have more live events in different cities. They have a whole other set of sponsors. So that was the biggest thing. I think it's not because of the lighter weights or anything. I think it's they just wanted to create, you know, a stronghold on MMA, which, you know, is great that they did because they're the best guys in town.
Okay, let's go to Roger in Oklahoma, another huge fan. Roger.
Hey, man. Hey, you're right. I've been following you since you've been in the ring, man. You are the baddest dude out there. I want to see you kick this dude's ass this Saturday, get your belt back, and go back and whip the shit out of Brown. Is that possible?
That's very possible, man. I look forward to it. There's going to be all sorts of big fights for me. I got to get this one done. I got to take care of Aldo so I can have those big fights, man. I know people want to see me fight Brown again. That's a fight that I want to see. I think, you know, Brown's on the same card as long as he wins. I think that we're in the line for that. If I take care of business and he takes care of business, there's also, you know, Edgar has the belt in the UFC. There's fights at 135. I want to jump around and do the fights that fans want to see. So
What's the heaviest you ever fought at? What's the heaviest?
Well, I know you're going to be back on the top of your game, Uriah. You are the man. I've watched you kick everybody's ass from the time you got in the ring. And I know you can come back and whoop everybody's ass, man. I wish you the best.
Thanks, brother. That's awesome, man.
All right, Roger.
Let's do
Thank
it.
you.
I'm sorry, I didn't know he was still on the phone. What's the heaviest you ever fought at? Like, you could fight BJ or Edgar at like what, 155?
Yeah, I could go up to do that, and I would do that for sure. You know, I want to do fights that the fans want to see. I'm all about the super fights, man, and you know, this is going to be a huge one. I think just the way Aldo's been fighting lately, he and I are two of the most exciting guys in the world, and to have us fight each other is going to be awesome. And you know, fans don't even know. They tune in, they're going to find out. It's going to be a knockdown, drag out.
That's what everyone's saying, man.
Well, poor Aldo. I mean, like, you fucking win the belt, and then your first defense has to be against this fucking animal coming back for his. I mean, I don't envy him at all. He should have fought Brown again if he was smart. Not that Brown's an easy fight, but I mean, I think he's kind of crazy just to fight you right off the bat because 14 of your, I think, 27 fights have been title fights. So you certainly know how to fight for a belt, and you certainly seem comfortable with that pressure.
And you like this Aldo guy there, Uriah?
You know what? We don't speak the same language, so I don't know what he's all about, to be honest. I mean, he seems to be nice enough, but I've also heard, you know, I've heard some things that he said to you know, mutual friends, you know, and I don't really know what to expect, you know.
Well,
he seems to be a nice enough guy.
Well, he's not. I speak his language, and he's saying some horrible things about Uriah. Really, really bad stuff. Yeah.
Well, we'll address that on Saturday, and I'm kind of thinking the same thing. I'm thinking the same thing you guys are.
Yeah.
This guy, you know, we're not going to be buddies, that's for sure. Not until after I beat him.
Are you more nervous fighting in your own hometown? I mean, you're like the hometown favorite. I think it's like your third fight headlining that. Is it more pressure or less pressure fighting in front of your own people like that?
Oh, it's just motivation. It gets crazy in there, man. This is one of the few times I get to experience this. It's thousands of people, you know, focusing all their energy on me. It's incredible, man. I love it.
Yeah.
It gets my my blood flowing and the hair standing up on my neck and all that good stuff.
Are you a stoner?
Am I a stoner?
Yeah, you smoke a little weed in between fights. Well, he's got the voice. You got kind of a stoner voice. I mean, you're well spoken. I'm not going to deny that at all. But you got kind of that California kind of, you know, stoner thing about you.
You know what? I was born in a house in Isla Vista, California. You know, right? It's the party town right next to UC Santa Barbara. You know, ran around with you know, naked by the beach for, you know, a good part of my adolescence, and I think I just have that sound to me. I don't smoke any weed. I was thinking about getting the license though, just in case some of my buddies ever have some around. it's kind of a safeguard. You know what I mean?
You never know. Yeah.
I like that. It's a good answer.
Yeah. I don't touch the stuff myself. I'll probably. I mean, I have before. I generally probably laugh, eat, fall asleep all in like 10 minutes. So it doesn't do too much for me.
Yeah, I think it would wreck your training a little bit if all of a sudden you're, fucking doing some weed.
You know, it'd be a disaster it'd be if he just came into the ring stoned out of his mind or drunk. I'd love to see a fighter just do that once.
All right, Hamilton.
I don't think that would help.
Well, we got, God, so many people want to talk to you. We got a guy from Georgia, I believe. I don't know your name, sir. You're on the line with Uriah Faber.
Hey, good morning. It's John. How's everybody?
Hey, John.
Hey, man.
Hey, Uriah, I just want to tell you are absolutely my favorite fighter. You're so dominant in your weight class, and more important, I think outside the ring, you are so classy. Whether you win or lose, you always say the right thing. You give props to the opponent. You say that there's, it was a tough fight because they had a lot of skill. You never take anything for granted, and, you're just awesome.
Thanks, man. That's awesome. Yeah, and I'm just trying to be myself, and then, to be honest, these guys that I'm fighting against deserve a lot of respect, and you can't tell when they're there trying to kill each other, but for the most part, there's a brotherhood that comes along with this sport, and some of my best friends have been guys that I've fought. A guy like Charlie Valencia. I've actually spent some holidays with that guy, Christmas and Thanksgiving on occasion, and he's a guy that I fought back in the day. So, there's a lot of mutual respect, but we're going to be trying to rip each other's heads off, and there's a sport to it also.
So casual about ripping each other's heads off. Hey, we got a guy here, Uriah. His name's Mars, and for some reason he's like, Mars goes, I can't come in studio right now. This should be his first priority. But he wrote this, Uriah, badass, good looking, extremely cool, and he has that privileged thing with the skin tone.
Because Mars is Puerto Rican, so I guess he's jealous that Uriah's white. I don't even know what that means.
What is he talking
And
about?
then Mars continues, he thinks the fight will be nothing but fireworks. Where's Mars?
I know. Why is he not here? Mars is our technical engineer. He's a big UFC guy. He always says the worst thing. And the fact that idiot sent out an email that said nothing but fireworks, I really would like to hear him say that to you and be humiliated.
Uriah, bear with us. He doesn't have all those brain cells in his head, but we got Mars now to talk to you.
All right, Mars, Uriah, how much you weigh, Mars?
185.
Oh, okay, you're heavier than I thought.
Yeah, right.
Oh, damn.
So you're on with Uriah. What are you saying about...
What's up, Uriah?
What's the skin tone comment about?
What is that? We're all white.
What does that mean?
Yeah, exactly. Privileged white people.
Oh,
all right,
yeah.
fair enough.
Sorry, inner city guy.
Oh, sorry, Uriah, what'd you say?
I think he's talking about the fact that I'm pretty dark. I'm Italian, Dutch Italian, and I think he's probably giving me a compliment on my skin color.
No, he's not. He's being jealous and creepy.
No, you're right. I was complimenting your skin tone.
That's a weird thing to compliment.
And you find him good looking, Mars?
He's a good-looking kid. No gay, no homo.
No gay. No
homo.
I'm late for that.
Hey, look at him in the magazine there. Good looking. He's cool.
He's dreamy.
Oh, is that him on the cover of Fight, right?
Yes.
Mars, he's dreamy, isn't he?
Wow, you are quite. You work out a couple of days a week, I guess, huh?
I'm imagining he does 3 sets of 20 push-ups.
Yeah, probably about that.
That's about all he needs.
Hey, I have a question
Maybe
for
a
you.
little jog around the neighborhood.
Before this whole interview gets really gay, which is going to very soon. What the article talked about you being attacked in Indonesia with like bottles. And what happened in Indonesia? Like, why were you there, and who attacked you?
Man, I was there. It was in May after my fight. It was 2005. After actually with my fight with Charlie Valencia, I went there on vacation for 18 days, and the last, I think the 16th day, I was out at the bar by myself. I had 2 buddies with me. One had to go home a day early, and the other one was trying to be sober and couldn't handle being around like the club scene or whatever. So I was ended up by myself out there and got in a fight, man, and it just got crazy. I was, at first I fought one guy, and then I got jumped by 3 guys, and then it was 12 guys, and then I ran away. I was running and fighting and running and fighting, and barely got away with my life.
What was the fight about?
The fight, the one guy started a fight with me. I tried to, avoid the situation, and he was from Indonesia, didn't speak any English. He came and like, you know, bumped me and kind of pushed me and was like trying to start the fight. I ignored him. He walked like 8 feet away and was just standing there staring at me and, you know, kind of not letting it go out of nowhere really. And I was like, you know what? Fuck this guy. And I'm like, what's your problem? He didn't speak any English. And I just started walking outside and he followed me out there. Went into an alley and, you know, it went from there. And
Did you beat the shit out of him?
I did. And he called over some buddies, and you know, the whole story. It's like a 10-minute story. If you check out Uriah Faber Bali, I tell the story like right after it happened.
Okay.
I had to actually cut my hair real short, but it basically, I hit him one time. He called over a bunch of guys from a parking lot that were from Indonesia. They asked what was going on. I said, hey, this guy started a fight with me. I'm going to fight him one-on-one. So they put us up on this monument from about, you know, a bunch of guys had been killed with a bombing. You know, it should have been a sign itself. You know, 300 people died. They had this monument right there in Indonesia.
Right.
And they put us up there and had us fight. We fought. And then shortly after that, I lost my sandals and my shirt and my hat. I was walking around trying to gather my stuff. I got hit with brass knuckles in the back of the head. Oof. And then, you know, got jumped by 3 guys, you know, one with a bottle, one with a rock, one with the brass knuckles, and I was just fighting from them. I ran from there back into the club, got jumped by a bunch of other guys, then I got to the back of it, you know, ran to the front, got out, ran down the street, got caught up again by 3 guys, got away, ran back. It was this crazy thing, man. It was wild.
So it was kind of like this American guy was just beating the shit out of these Indonesians, and everyone that saw it or got wind of it wanted a fucking piece of you for it.
Well, I basically not sure what was going on. I think, you know, it was a weird situation, but I basically ran for about 30 minutes and threw a couple punches, but it was scary, man. I thought I was going to die.
Doesn't that go to prove, though, you don't know who you're fucking with at a bar? It's like you're having an argument with a guy, and it turns out to be a cage fighter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm lucky that I'm an athlete and I knew what I was doing. I'm lucky my buddies weren't there, really, because had someone been there to help out, I would have had to help them out. The fact that I was just able to run and fight is really what saved me. You know, had I stopped during that whole process, I'd be dead right now.
What finally ended it? You finally just outran somebody, or did you jump into a cab, or did you what finally ended?
I got into a taxi cab, and
nailed it.
There was a bus, so they actually mobbed me in the taxi cab, and I thought I was going to die. They basically ripped the door open, and I was like leaning over on the driver.
You really wanted to beat him up. Jesus.
And then somebody grabbed me from the other side. I thought the taxi driver turned on me. I'm like, oh man, I'm dead for sure. But he got down to start yelling, and some people were pulling people off the cab, and we buzzed off out of there and went to the hospital. Went to 2 different hospitals. Both of them were just like, I mean, it was a third world country. So the first we went to sent me to a second hospital because they thought I fractured my skull. And you know, I got there. They had all the doctors had flip flops, and they used like some yarn, some thread to sew me up in like 7 different spots in the brass knuckles, and it was like $35.
Jesus,
$35. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a couple thousand. I'm like, oh man, I'm done, dude.
What made
then
you
I go to
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Then I go to the police station because the guy who was in charge of like kind of like touring us around there had taken my buddy home. Eventually, here's what happened. I got a hold of those guys, and they came to the hospital, took me to the police station because they wanted like some, you know, wanted me to like turn in these guys. But I don't know who it was that was fighting me. They had a lineup of guys there, and I was trying to tell, you know, the story, and they had like one guy that was trying to type the whole thing, and every single time I started telling the story, the electricity would go out, and I have to tell it over again. I was like, dude, I just want to go home, man.
Wow.
You know?
And
it was crazy.
And Keith from Niagara Falls writes, so you fought the whole town.
Yeah, basically.
Wow, that's a hell of a story.
What motivated you to go to Indonesia for 18? My manager loves. That's Jonathan's favorite fucking place in the world is Indonesia. It's like 90% Muslim. What made you want to go there for 18 days?
Pussy.
You know, it's a beautiful place. The surfing is there. The surfing there is amazing, and it's actually like a paradise. And the people are pretty nice. Aside from
Sounds it.
you know, you guys I ran into. You know, I think the economy was really hurting at the time, and I mean, you could feel a little bit of tension. Everybody's trying to get you to buy stuff, and you know, I think it was just they were just all pent up, and you know, it was just a bad time for me, bad timing for me. But it's a nice place, and it's kind of like Hawaii for the Australians, you know.
Would you go back?
Hawaii for the Australians.
Yeah, definitely, I'd go back, and I would definitely walk away or cower down or whatever, you know, even though it's not my nature next time.
Right.
And you don't want to be getting in a fight in a third world country. I learned that the hard way.
Because you couldn't look more American. He's a really blonde, handsome dude. So you could not look like they probably just saw you and all this annoyance or anger they had at America or at Westerners was probably also came out with that.
And
yeah,
the difference.
You know what I've heard?
Yeah, go ahead.
I've heard that the women there hire, like, it's common for, like, old haggard women or chicks that can't get a lot of dudes to go there and kind of, like, you know, get male prostitutes. And I was thinking, you know, I was actually hanging out with a couple of European chicks that we had met that night that, you know, weren't the you know, the hottest chicks in the world, and they maybe thought I was taking their business or something. I was just having fun,
shit!
You know, I don't know.
Wow.
But it was crazy to me, man, because the people were really nice the whole time I was there. I was not expecting that, and you know, it was pretty wild.
Up,
and yeah, they probably think Americans are all like Rambo. You know, they picked on one, and I turned out to be a pretty bad dude.
Yeah, that's a you really did us all a favor because they would have picked on me.
Yeah.
I would have really they would have just cut my man tits off and fucking I would have been dead.
I was going to say that the difference between him and us, he said that you don't want to get in a fight in a third world nation, and we don't want to get in a fight in Times Square here in Manhattan. It's a much safer
Nursery
place.
school.
Yeah,
There's a lot
exactly.
of them.
I guess
Hey,
that makes sense.
Uriah, right on, man. So Uriah Faber is fighting this Saturday on pay-per-view. This WEC thing sounds like it's going to be great. Aldo and Faber, and the rest of the card looks really solid as well. Saturday night at 10 o'clock, right?
10 o'clock your time. I think we're at 7 out here.
Yes, 10 o'clock East Coast, 7 o'clock on the West Coast.
Gotcha.
And, yeah, Reed Harris has introduced us. He's a good friend of mine. And you're a nice guy, man. I would like to have you come in studio next time you're in
New
town.
York.
Yeah, you're a really nice dude, and you're a great fighter.
Right on.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks a lot, man, and enjoy the fight. It's going to be wild, dude.
This is one I really want to see.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Thank you,
Yeah, it's
Uriah.
going to be awesome. This
All
is the first one also on pay-per-view, so we need the support.
All right.
Cool,
good,
man.
Good luck, man.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot, man.
Take care, buddy.
All right, Uriah Faber from the WEC.
Badass.
Yeah. He's a bad
Yeah,
fucking
badass.
fighter, man.
Yeah, Dana
he's great.
is
Everyone
calling-
says badass.
Dana White's calling our show Friday just to talk about this fight. He's so into this one.
I read that it was the first one. I'm like, I must have misread that. I didn't realize it was like actually the first pay-per-view. It's a huge,
WEC.
it's a huge event for them.
All right, Mars, you were terrific as always.
Why, thank you.
Mars,
One thing he
good job.
didn't say in that fight, he has it on his web page. The first guy that attacked him, he did a double leg takedown and knocked him out.
Oh,
so
yeah?
right there, that should, you know, the rest of the guys were like, man, we're going to fuck
It's like
you
an
up.
action movie.
Yeah.
He's in a foreign country, whole group of people. He's taking them on, running and gunning.
But he's knocking him out by dropping him on his
And he
head.
jumps on a cab, which proves he's white.
What do you mean?
Black people can't get cabs.
They're not black in Indonesia.
I don't care. I'm doing it here.
How do you make this racist?
I'd make everything racist. Are you
so
kidding
confused.
me? I make everything
We're having a nice
racist.
little time with Uriah
Doesn't
Faber.
matter to me. Everything I think is racist.
It's Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
Wow. Nice jugs. Those are giant
jugs. On the Opie and Anthony Show, The Virus on Sirius XM.
Travis, what is this?
This is Wake Up by Rage Against the Machine.
Sometimes they don't give you enough.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes they don't give you enough.
Oh, quit it now!
dude.
Not as much rage coming out of the machine.
Not as much
these days.
No.
Not any rage. It's probably a lot of happiness and comfy living in the machine these days.
I want to get the full story from Chris Cornell. I have a feeling he didn't dig his time with the Rage guys as much.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I get a feeling. I don't want to bother him on Twitter.
I think Mr. Cornell's probably a little too creative, to tell you the truth.
Really?
For them guys. And I know I'll catch some shit, but go fuck yourself.
I don't think he hates them or anything. I just we interviewed that what was the name of the fucking band? Hello, Rage and Chris Cornell. Audio Slave. Jesus Christ, had some great songs actually. I like the Audio Slave stuff, but I just got the feeling the few times they were in together that
they're probably too political for me. You think?
I don't know. I don't know what it was. I don't know if Chris will talk about it ever, or maybe it's just a dumb hunch that is meaningless. You know, I don't know. But didn't you get a little bit of a
definitely
feel?
got a feel that there wasn't that
then,
closeness.
Then when he came in by himself, Chris Cornell, he was very chill. He was
chill.
He was really cool.
Yeah.
And and now he's back with the Soundgarden guys. So
Soundgarden.
He could fucking sing with anyone. That guy. He's
I
one of
know.
those guys. He could just sing with
Throw
anyone.
him in anyone's band.
He don't care. Your favorite band showed up on Conan O'Brien's stage.
Let me think. My favorite band.
The Wu-Tang Clan?
Conan O'Brien, of course, doing his theater shows.
Yes.
And coming back to TV with that TBS thing.
Yes.
And George Lopez had to agree to that. And I've heard other...
Where's the Conan, by the way?
Should we get into this for 2 seconds?
We don't have to. Well, just rumors. I mean, again, there's none of it's provable. But where are the Conan fans? I have a question for the Conan fans.
That beat the shit out of Jay Leno for doing what he did.
Yeah.
It seems like what Conan is doing is a bit
pretty similar.
A bit similar.
I would like to know. Again, this is not about Conan's talent, or because but why is no Conan fans call? I know they're going to say Lopez agreed to it, but the rumor I heard, and again, just a rumor, just like people didn't seem to know the Leno Conan details, but it didn't stop them from commenting.
Mm-hmm.
What about the rumor that this was not what Lopez wanted? That it was fairly muscled, and it was painted to look a certain way, so Conan wouldn't look like the bad guy. But I heard that Lopez didn't take this; he was going to be fired. And I also heard that if Lopez's show doesn't work at 12, whatever show they put in there, Conan owns. That's what I heard. I could be totally wrong, but that is what I heard.
How's your source, Jimmy, on this one?
I don't know.
Damn.
Probably pretty good, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow, because,
it's similar crap. It really is.
Why would you want to be pushed to a less popular time slot, first of all? You wouldn't say, no, it was agreed upon without any problems. Like George Lopez is just going to go, yeah, I'm going to go to a slot that doesn't have as many viewers. And
Lopez.
Yeah, that's
unless the lead-in was the big thing, but he was the star of that network.
Yeah, no, Lopez wouldn't agree to that.
Of course, they muscled him
just on his own anyway. He obviously agreed in the end, but there was some stuff going on.
He was the star of the network.
It's the same shit. It really is. Just
they promoted the fuck out of that Lopez show before it even came on. It was like every 3 seconds they popped his face.
Massive.
Up.
Lopez called Conan and asked him to come. Lopez thinks it's going to be good for him.
Once again, I understand what was put out there. The same as But people, the same stuff that was put out there, like saying that Jay wanted to retire and was dying to hand over the reins. Well, that's kind of the same stuff. It's kind of what
believe half of what you see and none of what you hear, Jimmy.
It's what they put out. It's what they put out. But it's amazing how I also don't hear the critics writing as much about how Jay's doing pretty well back at 11:30. They don't write it. I mean, they'll print it when they have to.
Yeah.
But where's the same fervor to talk about the guy's success as they have with the failure? I fucking hate everybody, man.
Bastards.
Phones are not lit like they were at one point. It's like where's people saying, yeah, you know what? Wow, Conan's kind of doing what we accuse Jay of doing.
He kind of is.
Totally.
Is Kimmel going to do anything on that, or is he going to leave this alone?
I don't know. And again, I don't swear to that because if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong.
Now we got a guy in capital letters just saying George Lopez called Conan.
Again,
Frank West, do you know that? Are you friends with George Lopez? He told you?
Got his phone tapped? What happened?
Or are you just kind of fucking believing what the media throws at you?
Or is that so two people on the same network can work together without looking like fucking they hate each other when they really do.
Without looking like one is doing exactly what he was mad other people said that he
Without
didn't
getting
do.
into details, when we were coming back to certain markets, we had to make some phone calls. We had to make some phone calls.
Yeah.
And when we went over to the K-Rock place, we had to sit down with somebody that was working there as well. And tell this person how great it's all going to be. So it's all bullshit, man.
Yeah.
Like Jimmy said.
Man.
And I like how you added that man.
Man.
It wasn't a man.
But the fact that these dummies are really that's the story that was put out, the same that Jay was going to retire and wanted to hand over the reins. So you use your common sense. George Lopez just gets this gig.
Mm-hmm.
He's the star of that network.
Right.
And he's thrilled that Conan is taking his spot. Thrilled!
Doesn't work that way. Sorry. Lead-in could be whatever it is, but you're not going to be thrilled.
No.
You're not going to be thrilled that
To be
you're...
moved back an hour
Yeah.
out of a primetime spot.
Is he? So what? Conan's doing 11:30 or 11?
I believe 11.
So
I
and
think
Lopez
11.
started at 11:30, or did they do?
Or
it
is it a
different
half
over there?
hour? I don't know. But he's being moved back. What?
Conan's on at 11, and it'll be Lopez at 12.
What time is Lopez now?
Yeah, that's
he's
the
on
key.
at 11, I believe.
Well, no, that's what we
Is he being
think, too,
pushed back
but
an hour and a half? I watched Brendan Fraser for 2 minutes last night. I haven't really watched George's show.
No, I believe he's on at 11.
I don't mind George Lopez.
I love George Lopez as a
watched
guy.
it? Yeah, I've checked it out.
Wow.
I like him as a guy a lot.
I like all that late night TV. I check them all out. I like Craig Ferguson, and a lot of guys I know
A
don't
lot
like.
of people like Craig Ferguson.
I know a lot of people don't though for some reason.
Yeah.
So the phones aren't lit yet.
I
Maybe
like
they're
Craig Ferguson.
maybe all those fans are calling in now, but the phones aren't lit yet. I'm just wondering where they all are.
Yeah.
And I know that you're all going to say, Lopez cloned him. But use your common sense.
All right. It's just a question.
Just a question.
It seems very similar to the yelling and screaming that a lot of people were doing over the Conan.
And I'm not
thing.
knocking Conan. I don't blame Conan for going there, and it probably is better to have him there and 11 than Lopez. He's stronger, I'm sure. He's Conan.
Yeah, I would think you're not going to hear from the people that criticized Jay.
Because let's just say, for the sake of argument, that Lopez calling and fighting to get it done, why?
For the sake of argument, I'm yelling. Sorry.
was put out there so it's a smooth transition. Let's just give me that point. If that's true, then what is your reaction? Okay, now the phone calls are coming in. Good. I'm actually just curious as to what they're saying.
I don't see any.
And that's the same thing, Jimmy, as, there were people that were smoothing over the whole Jay and Conan thing, and people were saying, oh, that's bullshit. So why isn't this phone call that was made considered bullshit?
Exactly.
Oh, the phone call. He made the call. I read it somewhere on a press release from TBS.
Of course. It's face-saving for Conan and for
it
Lopez. Lopez doesn't want to look like in front of his audience he just got booted back an hour. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, so you got to kind of like, yeah, you're right. Brad, Atlanta.
Brad.
Morning, boys.
Hi, buddy.
I just wanted to point out how fucking retarded Conan is. I mean, he turns down CBS, Fox, and ABC to go to a third-rate network to go up against the fucking Daily Show in East and West Coast.
How do we know he turned down all those networks?
I don't believe he turned all those networks down.
I'd be surprised if he turned down all those networks.
CBS, dude, what was he going to do? Take Letterman's spot? Or Ferguson?
Oh, yeah, you got a point there, Jimmy. Sorry.
So he didn't turn down CBS. The Fox story, from what I've heard, it was over ownership. Conan wants full ownership like Dave has, but Fox wasn't going to give it to him. TBS did, plus $10 million a year or something.
Right.
But again, I wonder if it's just that the Fox affiliates didn't want him. No disrespect to Conan, but they make a lot with reruns. I mean, they're making a shitload of money.
Let's go to Mike in Orlando. Big Conan O'Brien fan.
Okay.
Hey, boys, I wouldn't say I'm a big Conan O'Brien fan. I personally like Jimmy Fallon, but that's neither here nor there.
Okay. Oh, it says you're a Conan fan. I'm sorry.
As a fan of Conan, I mean, I don't think he got. I don't think he's fucking. Lopez. Like Leno fucked him. I mean, he kind of got caught between a rock and a hard place and wasn't able to, do anything. And so he's taking what he could get. Fox wouldn't give it to him. TBS is probably the only place he could go. And so, he's doing what he can do. And if he got a George Lopez show, sucks dick. I've seen it 10 times. It blows. I've given it a fair shake, and it sucks.
Let me ask you a question, though. Don't you understand how biased you're being? Saying you're trying to make an excuse, and I don't have a problem with Conan going there. I think Conan's a bigger draw. No disrespect to Lopez, who I like, but Conan's Conan. But why would you paint that any differently than what it is? What are you doing?
I agree. It is what it is. I'm just saying that the whole point of me calling was to say that he's not fucking Lopez like he got fucked by Leno.
You're right. This is worse. This is worse.
I don't think so.
I know you don't, but it's worse.
I'm just amazed that they see it differently.
Because it doesn't prove that this is what.
That's why I can't argue politics with anybody, because it's just exhausting and nothing ever gets done. I'm amazed that they don't see it our way on this one.
Because it's like children kicking, and I don't mean you personally, dude, but
Yeah,
why
and
can't people just say, hey, yeah, you know what, my guy is doing what I accused the other guy of doing.
Yeah.
And now there's nothing I can say about it.
I'm amazed. I'm not saying you're wrong, Mike. I'm just really amazed that, I mean, Leno was still on the top of his game when they made him do that forced retirement shit. He never wanted to fucking step down to begin with.
That was at the pressure of Conan's people, too.
Yep.
Well, let me ask you this: do you think that Conan should then just tuck his tail and just stop doing TV altogether?
Not at all.
But what we're saying is this is the reality of the whole thing. This is what does happen all the time.
I'm not faulting Conan.
Yeah, of course Conan should take this responsibility, take this opportunity and run with it. Of
Yes.
course he should.
Do you think that he went to TBS then and said, you know, fuck, I want Lopez's spot, or do you think TBS came to him and said, I
don't know, buddy. I don't know how that works.
I think Conan's people were just shopping him around, and TBS was very interested, and that's how that's
So,
how it
yeah,
goes.
we'll put you in this slot. And Conan must have said, oh, no, I can't push him back an hour. That's a horrible thing for me to do. So I'll just continue looking.
Yeah,
Thank you.
That's bad for Lopez pushing him back.
Yeah, it's embarrassing because he just started, too.
And you know, Jay Leno getting the opportunity to get his time slot back. Yes, you go for it.
This is worse, by the way, to answer your question.
Plus, there's no fucking morality in the media to begin with. It's all that part of this whole thing's fake. No one gives a shit about anyone
But
else.
where is everybody sounding off about it?
All right, let me go to. Thank you, Mike. AJ in Midtown. AJ.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hi.
Jimmy, happy birthday.
Thank you, buddy.
Listen, I just want to ask you a question. I totally agree with you. I don't think Conan or Jay were to blame. I think it was the NBC executives when they came 5 years ago and they said, "Hey, Conan, wants a Tonight Show." NBC should have said, "No, take 12:30 or leave."
Right.
But let me ask you. Conan didn't get enough time at 11:30 because, obviously Jay had more time and he was struggling when he first came on. Don't you think Jay would have had the same problems, if not worse, if, let's say, Johnny Carson had stayed with the network?
I'll tell you the difference.
NBC really dropped the ball? I know they didn't want to lose. I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off.
That's
but
okay.
Don't you think they really dropped the ball with that they screwed I mean, if you have the same late-night talk show, and Jay's show wasn't much different at 10 o'clock than it is at 11:30. I know you guys were on board, but it wasn't much different. You took away a lot of those viewers. I don't think Conan was good at 11:30. I think his demographic wasn't good. But I just think, what if Johnny was on at 10 o'clock?
The difference was this. Johnny was a lot older than Jay, and I think Johnny had lost more at this point than Jay had at this point. And don't forget, here's who's stepping into these seats. When Jay stepped in, he had basically just guest host experience. He was like an occasional host or the permanent guest host. Conan's had 16 years. So for him to need this gigantic period of adjustment, it's like maybe he needs some period of adjustment, but Conan has been at this a long time. He was not a brand new host like Leno was when he stepped in.
Agreed.
So there is a big difference there in experience. Of all of a sudden, if you're doing a job and you're replacing, Jay is Jay, but Carson was a legend. He was replacing a guy who was, a legend. Leno is not being replaced as a legend. Leno was just a very, very successful and famous late night host, being replaced by a guy who had 16 years and who lost half the audience. And I think Conan's just better at 12:30. He's probably a quirkier guy, and that's just where he belongs. And again, he's great at what he does, but I think it's a bit of a difference.
No, I totally agree with you. I just think that moving the Tonight Show at 12 o'clock, even though it's it's just moving a half hour, I kind of agree that historically it should stay. Lopez's show has only been on for a couple of months. It's actually done well in the ratings. It's done well young demographic-wise. But
right.
I don't think he was on the verge of getting canceled. I think those are rumors. I think he's actually done very well. They said that ratings-wise he's done pretty well late night and young viewer-wise. I think he just realized in the long run, hey, it's a good idea to have Conan on board. It's a great lead-in for him.
Yeah, TBS said, wait, we could get Conan? Of course they're going to get Conan for their network. Of course.
I don't think Lopez realized that. I think Lopez was sat down and said, we like you, but here's what's going to happen. We would prefer to handle this in a friendly way where we all have jobs. You stay, Conan comes. It's very friendly. But if worse comes to worse, we'll take the initial ugliness of it and we will put Conan where you are, and you will lose your gig. That's
Agreed.
personally how I feel it happened.
Agree, but nobody should slam Leno for what happened. Honestly, if anybody was in that position, they would have taken their show back. Jay should have never been forced out of his spot.
I agree.
And I'm a huge Conan fan. I'm not a huge Jay Leno fan. You know, I like the guy. I appreciate what he's done. But I think, you know, hey, Conan's people, he wanted an 11:30 show. NBC should have said 5 years ago, hey, you know what? Good luck on another network.
Or even if they said, I understand why they.
NBC has a lot of blame in this. That
NBC is
we shouldn't
completely
ignore.
way too greedy on this. They wanted to keep
Yep.
everybody happy, and they thought they could just keep on making the money.
But I understand why they said yes back then, because, again, it's an age thing. But as time got closer, then they should have realized we made a mistake. But back then, it's like I wouldn't have wanted to lose Conan 5 years ago. I could understand why they'd go, fuck, we want this
and
guy
you
here.
assume that Jay's going to start falling off
Sure.
ratings-wise, and he just didn't.
Yeah.
Thank you, AJ.
Bye,
later, guys.
Wow, Chase in Atlanta and Droop in Baton Rouge. Holy shit. Chase writes, it's about lead-ins. Lopez doesn't have good ratings because he has fucking reruns of Tyler Perry as his lead-in. With Conan at 11, he gets a much better lead-in.
I understand lead-ins, and I understand that that's a very valid argument. But, again, what's happening here, Lopez did not say, let's not make me the star of the network so I have a better lead-in. Lopez would be screaming, get me a better lead-in, not move my show back to midnight and put a bigger star
Think
there.
of radio. Think of radio. Would we fucking go, oh, yeah, put us in middays
no.
because our lead-in would be better?
Well, you would
yeah,
be
so I'm going to say,
fucking pissed.
I want to go from mornings to middays because of a better lead-in.
Hell fucking no.
No way.
And if
out of our minds.
If lead-in is everything, why would Conan have ever wanted to move? He had the number one guy on
Yes.
television leading in for him, and I heard that Ferguson was winning, and Ferguson didn't have the lead-in that Conan did. So stop.
And then you got this guy. I mean, you know.
Is he on the phone or writing?
No,
I don't even want to take phone. I don't even care what they're writing because to me, there's no point
he's-
back and forth with them.
He's name calling you and stuff. It's
Who
like, one,
cares?
call the fucking show.
Who cares? I don't even care what he said.
Internet tough guy.
It's
Call,
just some-
call the show and
Just
and
some,
say what you have to
just
say.
some jerk off who doesn't know what he's talking about.
But he the point. He says the facts support that Conan did not do the same thing. Why
I'm
do you
sure
guys-
they do. I'm sure they do, blogger. But just trust me on this: the people that I have spoken to about this know a lot more than the fucking blog you read. You
Really?
dumb motherfucker.
Well, that's why I read it, Jimmy.
Holy shit!
That's why I read it. There you go. All right. It's, whatever. It is-
I love the dispute here with this whole thing, but I've just been watching some surveillance video from I guess it's Colorado.
Ooh.
Was this
what happened?
Yeah.
Where we at?
This is at in Denver.
Yeah.
At the Cherry Creek Mall in a pretty upper crusty area. Apparently somebody got their iPad stolen as they were walking out. And their pinky was ripped
got it
from
right here.
their hand, dude.
How do you
ripped from their hand?
How? But how?
This guy said that he didn't even know what an iPad was. He just had to buy it for business or something. And they gave him one of those heavy-duty bags,
Yeah.
and he had it wrapped around. You ever like wrap the bag
Sure.
around your
Oh,
finger?
okay, I got you.
This fucking animal who, for some reason, based on genetics or whatever, can't behave himself, decides he's just going to run, grab the fucking bag, and tear it away, and ripped this guy's pinky right off his hand. Look,
A
there you
snatch
go.
and run.
And by the way, this fucking animal was following this guy from the time he left the Apple store. Following him. And through guilt, I'm certain this white guy that got the thing stolen from him would not turn around, look, maybe wait for the guy to pass him, maybe that. It's this fear of racism that makes you a victim.
I wouldn't have known he was a black guy if we didn't see it because not one report I read
Of course
said that.
not. Why would it
let a
be?
couple of white guys
No.
steal something from a black guy and rip his fucking
and
finger
whip
off.
his finger off, and you're going to have hate crime and this and that and the other thing. This is a black guy is the thief. The white guy is the victim in a predominantly upscale mall, by the way. And if you're walking around with something as valuable as an iPad, which is, these days very popular, very valuable, and somebody is behind you and telling you the entire way, stop, let them pass, look them in the fucking face, let them know you see them. Don't be so fucking afraid of being called something.
Did you see the surveillance?
Oh, yeah. They
surveillance
show,
footage?
you see his finger, by the way, laying next to the door.
No.
There's a quick video. When you play the video,
yeah,
you could see as he rips this fucking bag away, something appears in front of the door, and it's the guy's pinky.
Yeah,
just laying there.
Where's the racial mention?
Don't be afraid.
Hold on, let's see if they mention race. We got the story right here.
All right.
Bill Jordan didn't know what the fuss was about over the new iPad. He just went to the Apple store at the Cherry Creek Mall Thursday because his company wanted him to pick one up to give someone else as a business gift.
And the iPad, I mean, it's a toy. I didn't even know what it was.
He didn't realize a couple of thugs were watching him as he left the store.
And I go down the winding stairs from Apple, and I get down to the bottom. Next thing I know, I'm spun around, and I see this kid, his rear end is almost on the ground. He's pulling this out of my hand.
But the bag's thick cords were wrapped around his fingers, and he couldn't let go.
I never heard it coming, never saw it coming. I just remember seeing this kid pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling until finally he got it off this, and it caught on this and took the flesh right off and the tendons and everything. There was nothing here but bone.
The thief rushed out of the mall, and Jordan was rushed to the hospital. The doctor had to amputate the little finger on his left hand.
Wow.
Horrible for anyone, especially a lefty like Jordan.
It didn't dawn on me that this was this new product that was in demand and that somebody would go to this length to get something like this, an electronic toy.
Wow.
Oh.
And then again,
see his finger right there?
Where's the finger at?
Look, right there at the bottom left of the screen, underneath the time signature.
Where?
Yep,
when he watch, it's not there. Watch under the 4 for the date. Look,
that's his finger.
Yeah, he ripped it right off of the skin. The skin ripped off the bone, so the whole finger came off and just fell on the floor. Wow. You could see it in these scenes. Like there's nothing there, and then he goes. The guy comes running out, rips the bag. And then look, you'll see
the finger drop.
Boink, there it is. Wow. Right by the door.
Oh, he just ripped it right out immediately.
Ripped it, just fucking ripped it, this animal.
Wow. Meanwhile, that guy was targeted because he was a middle-aged mopey-looking white guy.
Of course.
That's why he was targeted, but they'll never say that.
No, you think
it's only
that was
a crime of Apple. It's not a crime of race.
Right.
No,
you think
never.
if that was a big fucking brawny guy, they would have tried it. They look for their marks based on profiling. So these thieves... These animals they're predators. They look for prey, just like in the animal kingdom. And instead of seeing somebody strong that could fight them off, they pick a weak, older guy that's just there coming from the Apple store, looking around at fucking the kiosks instead of having your head on a swivel like you should.
Now let's see what kind of crime that guy gets charged with.
Oh, it'll be some fucking theft and assault, and they'll plead it down to something else. They'll plead it down, and he'll be out. It's fucking ludicrous how afraid of race we are. Just stop.
Well, he's not going to be able to finger the guy.
Well, that's true. He
no, excuse me. Your finger was over that button? Okay. Please. Covered his finger over the button like we weren't sure what should happen.
And then
there.
I looked around the room for approval, and Jimmy goes, nope.
Yeah.
Hit that fucking button,
Jesus
fucker.
Christ.
I was going to go with a tow truck joke, but that's the wrong fucking
tow.
Well, you know, at least wasn't a tow.
You fingered him for the crime, but it didn't hold up in court. It just astounds me. I mean, you got to watch.
Let's go local. We got a guy in Denver, Bill. It was Denver, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, all right.
Denver.
Bill, that's the beauty of a national fucking show. We go local at any moment in time. Of course. Fuck your local radio station making believe they're local with their stupid weather and traffic. They should go fuck themselves.
Yes.
Bill, what do you got?
I bought my MacBook at that very same Apple store, you know, wearing my Opie and Anthony Wow shirt.
Nice.
And I was probably the most despicable person in that entire mall. I could understand why you would feel comfortable and not expect to be mugged.
Well,
yeah.
You know what? You know what? Then you got to look around you and say, who might be a predator? You got to keep your head on a swivel and look around. And if you're being tailed the entire way from the store to the exit, you got to think there might be shenanigans.
I will say the guy who did steal him had glasses. He kind of looks like Raj from What's Happening. He's not the guy that would scare you.
He doesn't look like a thug. He's
guy
not
with a book
like
bag.
A thug.
Yeah, that's the code word for black. They didn't want to say young black teen who scares people.
Oh, they say thug.
Yeah, thug. But he didn't look like a criminal.
Thuggish. But I'll tell you something. Most grab and run crimes like that. I think you got my message. I don't know the stats, by the way. That's why I'm not saying it.
99.
I will look, and I believe it's 99. Would be suspicious. And, you know, I've been called a racist for a very long time. I don't care. I don't care about being called a racist. I think what it does is keeps me aware and alive. I would be looking around if somebody was following me.
You know what? I don't see color in.
Yeah?
Attaboy, open.
All right.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Way to be.
That's good. If that baby came out black, you'd see color.
That's a good point.
Oh, fuck. Hey, the iPad is taking over the world, so I think we should look back in time.
Yes.
You know what they were doing in 1981?
Oh, I thought you went to 1865. Okay, sorry.
They did a little story on reading the news in 1981.
Did they?
And just keep in mind, obviously, we're getting our iPads now, right? And
right, yeah.
And our Kindles.
Kindle.
Or our tablets to read the newspapers. Listen to this. Back in 1981, in our lifetime.
Imagine, if you will, sitting down to your morning coffee, turning on your home computer to read the day's newspaper. Well, it's not as far-fetched as it may seem.
What? No way! Are they saying you could read the paper on your computer?
Not as far-fetched.
Dude, you're with your coffee. You're fucking sitting there. You read your news. Boom. You got your headlines.
This is why I love Bob Kelly. He's by the way, I'll plug Bob. He's in the Cleveland this weekend. I don't know if it's the Improv or Hilarities, but if you're out there, see him. He's
very funny.
He's fucking hilarious.
Of course. He's an ass, but he's very funny.
But he's fucking out of his mind because I see him at the cellar last night, and he's like, we're talking about some sitting with the iPad because he's yelling at me for not having an iPad, and he goes. Bob likes to list things. Bob's a lister. And he goes, dude, you can use it. He goes, it's perfect for what you do. Use it on the plane, you're on your couch, you're sitting outside. I'm like, go ahead, name more places. Fuck. And he laughed because it's like Bob, to make a point, will just list more places.
Yeah.
Like he'll say, instead of just saying, dude, it's very portable.
Yeah.
He'll say, he'll list 50 places, so you go, oh, portable.
The phone booth, the bathtub, your gardening, whatever you're doing, dude.
Crazy places. You could just check your email while you're sitting in a chair while it's raining under an awning next to a red house. I got it, Bob. Just say fucking portable.
Good.
Blacks hate pinkies?
They really do.
Oh, wow, pinkies.
Right.
Yeah,
Right
that's
in North Carolina.
I didn't even
Very
realize
good.
that.
That's the joke right there.
Yes.
All right, so 1981, they talk about reading newspapers on their fucking computer. Look at us in the future now. We can enjoy the future.
It's so futuristic.
Imagine, if you will, sitting down to your morning coffee, turning on your home computer to read the day's newspaper. Well, it's not as far-fetched as it may seem.
No?
In fact, both local San Francisco papers are investing a lot of money to try and get a service just like that started. Science editor Steve Newman reports on one person already using the brand-new system.
17 stories up in his fashionable North Beach apartment, Richard Halloran is calling a local number that will connect him with a computer in Columbus, Ohio.
It's a dial phone.
A big red
Dude,
dial phone.
He had is this 1981?
Yeah.
Is that how fucking old shit was?
Oh, I thought you were going to say, is that how fucking old we are? Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, and it is the Improv, by the way, Bob Kelly.
Okay,
dude, that is
starting tomorrow.
A big red dial phone.
Oh, my God.
There's some type of stereophonic unit in front of the phone that is a combination of a CB radio and one of those old tuners in your sarcophagus television box at your house.
Those were awesome. That was like back when if electronics were going to be really cool, it had to be in like a wood grain casing.
Big casing with big dials on it.
It had to match your furniture and stuff. It had to fit in.
Switches and dials. It did have to be part of your furniture.
It had to.
Looks like fucking. That looks like the Bat phone in the original Batman series. It's big and red with a dial. He's going to dial into the internet now.
Let's find out.
With this dial phone?
Let's find out.
The North Beach apartment, Richard Halloran is calling a local number that will connect him with a computer in Columbus, Ohio. Meanwhile, across town, in this less-than-fashionable cubbyhole at the San Francisco Examiner, these editors are programming today's copy of the paper into that same Ohio computer.
Way.
Oh, wow.
When the telephone connection between these two terminals is made, the newest form of electronic journalism lights up Mr. Halloran's television with just about everything the Examiner prints in its regular edition. That is, with the exception of pictures, ads, and the comics. 8 newspapers around the country are currently in the computer network, and within the next few weeks, 3 others will join in.
This is an experiment. We're trying to figure out what it's going to mean to us as editors and reporters and what it means to the home user. And we're not in it to make money. We're probably not going to lose a lot, but we aren't going to make much either.
You're going to lose it all, motherfucker.
Yeah, you're not into making. Yeah.
And they had to go long form. They didn't have a program. They had to fucking type the whole fucking paper in there.
No, that was all just
One
kind of
letter
typed
at a
in
time.
there. And they didn't have a mouse, so you weren't clicking on links. You were just using like your arrow keys
They
and
didn't have
enter and
links
stuff.
back then.
So they showed the newspapers.
It was just text.
that were listed
Nothing.
as text on like a DOS, and then they just kind of.
Well, here's the good
click
news.
it.
How quick it would take for you to get
The
your
green
newspaper.
font. Do you remember the green font on the fucking computer?
On the monochrome monitor.
1981. This is how quick it'll take.
Both Examiner and Chronicle began service within the last 2 weeks and printed full-page ads about it. Of the estimated 2,000 to 3,000 home computer owners in the Bay Area, the Chronicle reports over 500 have responded by sending back coupons.
Wow.
Even though the electronic newspaper isn't as spiffy looking as the ads imply, people using the system are excited about its potential.
With this system, we have the option not only of seeing the newspaper on the screen, but also optionally we can copy it. So anything we're interested in, we could go back in again and copy it onto paper and save it.
No
which I think is the future of the type of interrogation an individual will give to the newspapers.
This is only the first step in newspapers by computer. Engineers now predict the day will come when we get all our newspapers and magazines by home computer, but that's a few years off. So for the moment at least, this fellow isn't worried about being out of a job. Steve Newman, News Center 4.
Well, it takes over 2 hours to receive the entire text of the newspaper over the phone, and with an hourly use charge of $5, the new telepaper won't be much competition for the 20-cent street edition.
2 hours.
Wait, no, it's $5 an hour. $5 an hour.
So $1981 and 2 hours of your time.
2 hours of your
Could
time.
you look up $10 in 1981? That's got to be
for just
I would bet that's close to $100.
And dude, that was for monochrome text.
Right.
That there were no pictures at all. The font wasn't even. It was just your basic computer.
2 hours.
2 hours
What does
to
it take
download
now?
your newspaper.
2 seconds, maybe?
Through your
it's-
acoustic modem.
Instant.
You want to time it?
Yeah, I'll go to. I'm gonna.
Ready?
I'm gonna go to CNN.
And
boom, I'm done. That was it. I'm done. That's hysterical.
Stupid humans before us. They couldn't figure out anything.
Oh, when he dialed that
Dummies.
phone up and put it in that fucking War Games modem.
Yeah.
Let me dial up.
Well, just unplug the goddamn post. Hello, Steve Servey.
I want to read those newspapers.
Wow. 2 fucking hours.
They really.
You had to get up at what, 4 in the morning to start your download so you can have the paper with your
for
morning coffee
for your morning
before you
paper.
head out for your commute.
And that's if everything went swimmingly. I'm sure, you constantly got interrupted. Your phone line was fucked.
How is it that much money, though? Was the internet connection that bad back then?
It's probably your phone connection too would cost you like 2 hours of phone. They didn't have phone deals like we got now. You paid by the minute. And if it was out of your local calling zone, you were paying fucking money. I think even in your local calling zone, it cost you money, didn't it? I have no idea. I don't remember 81 very well. I was, no, not too young. I was much too intoxicated.
Yeah, you was a good boy, though. You had a plump bottom. Even
Still do. Oh.
No, I know that, but it was always
Paul.
plump. Don't interrupt me.
Oh, Paul gets angry.
Hate that. He's always been a very belligerent boy.
Yeah, you take care of that, though.
I sure do. I get right in that crib, straighten him out.
Dial up.
Yeah, it's just amazing.
So
all right.
$1 in 1981 would be about $2.36 now.
So they said.
All right.
So it'd be what?
So let's see,
$20
$2.36 times
$20.
So about $23. $23.50.
23
and
bucks.
2 hours to get your paper.
And
in the
2
morning.
hours of time every morning, and you're cranking. Obviously, we're not in this, to make money. Now it's all about ads and links to make fucking money.
They don't make any money, though. I mean, they're losing
the
money.
The internet is losing money, sure.
Drudge Report and Huffington Post, all these places you can just go get your news.
You think we're going to have to pay for news on the internet?
It'll be so hard to...
Yeah.
It's going to be a hard one,
No,
right?
I don't think so.
You can't hold back news on the internet.
People just go underground, man.
Well,
Look what happened to Newsday. Newsday fucking went pay You have to pay to get their website, and no one goes to Newsday.com.
Can you go there right now, or you still have to pay for it?
No, you got to pay.
Fuck
Or
that.
be a Cablevision subscriber. Wow, I lost out on that when I went to Fios. Jiminy Cricket.
What, you like Fios, right?
Love it.
They said the customer service satisfaction is through the roof.
Dude, they just put out an app that is sick for Fios. I could run my DVR right from this, and I know Cablevision has a thing, but it, again, so intuitive. I click on that goddamn thing, and I am getting, look at that. I just got my schedule up there. I could click on things. I could start recording stuff. Like, oh, what do I want? Gives you the whole program guide, too, for the entire fucking whenever. There it is. Look at that. Lost and the Pacific. There's my DVR.
Oh, cool. Is there an
right
apology after Lost for the fucking for the acting and fucking extras and their shitty costumes and the weak, corny writing?
Was Lost?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, God,
Ask me how it was.
How was it, Jim?
Not quite as stinky as it's been, but way stinkier than it should have been.
So why the drop off on this show?
I don't know, but I've never seen
Seems
it happen
like it was
before.
a massive drop off.
I think it's very hard to end a story. I just think it's very hard to come up with an ending. It's great to, like, tell a story, but then you got to come up with that ending. I think that's hard.
Are the ratings good?
Yeah, they're still way
Still
up
strong?
there, yeah.
I think it's. I know I've said this every Wednesday, but I'm annoyed by it. I'm so annoyed by this. I know it is hard to keep it fresh after a while, but I love the Flash Sideways shit. I love some of what they're doing.
Fresh.
The rest is just lazy, man.
Yeah.
Very fucking lazy. You couldn't be as brilliant as they were last year and be as bad as they are this year without major changes having taken place.
Having happened, right.
Couldn't have happened because they were too good last year. The ending of last year's Lost was fucking amazing.
It's the epitome of cliffhanger.
I don't know anything about Lost.
What's going on out there?
Where?
Watch your pinkies.
What the fuck, yeah?
What? I just said watch your
Holy
pinkies.
shit.
I was looking out the glass. I guess Shade 45's got some guests waiting.
Can you find out
outside.
who's in Shade 45 today?
There were some strange odors coming out of Shade 45.
Really? What was going on?
I don't know. It smelled like a little wacky tobacco.
Oh, maybe they're taking
Yes, maybe they had Snoop Doggy Dog over there. Smoking the party stuff.
Chip is a dick. Yeah. Hide your iPads.
We got a report on a special needs prom.
Oh, no.
Special needs
Oh, my
prom.
God. Danny was playing the video of this for a little while, and I was glancing over, and wow.
Yeah?
I just have to say, wow.
Why?
This looks like a hell of a time. And if you can't get laid at a special needs prom, there's a problem. You just fucking give him a cookie. You're banging. What's going on out there? Hey, babe.
Oh, shit. You know who might be?
Tells you.
That's fucking Ray J and...
Yeah.
Oh, they got some Ray J shit going on?
No, Ray J is here today.
Ray J's here today.
And also...
For the love of
his
Ray
sister.
J.
Who's your sister, Brandy? I think Ray J and Brandy might be here.
Look at Mars just had a moment. Mars just had a moment. Get in here. Let's see what Mars
got
just said.
shut down so
what
bad.
happened,
Are
Mars?
Ray J and Brandy here today?
What happened there? What's going on? What's going on, yo? Give us the 911. I mean the 411.
Studio Shade 45 has Waka Flocka.
Okay.
Oh shit. Are we immunized for that?
When is Ray J and his sister here?
I have no idea, but I'll go ahead and find out.
Please do.
Oh God.
Waka Flocka, he's a rapper.
I don't know.
Hope so.
I
Yeah.
have no idea. Didn't we lose a rap legend overnight?
No, did we?
Rogan was talking about it on his podcast.
I said
yesterday.
no, did we?
Checked out the Rogan podcast. It was,
Ram on the
it was-
ram.
That's motherfucking Waka Flocka.
it was very good. Who did we lose? Fuck, where is it? I don't know his name.
Guru.
Guru?
Don't know who he is.
Who's Guru?
I guess he was one of the pioneers.
He was in Gangstar.
I don't even know who that is.
Gangstar.
See, I don't know anything about this guy, but I guess
I'm
I
sure.
Guess, I guess he was a big deal in the rap community.
That was him.
I'm sure Sam Roberts knows everything about him.
We almost had a show without Sam in here. Why'd you do that?
Well, we still can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What else? Oh yeah, the special needs.
Yeah, special needs prom. That's sweet. Isn't
Here,
it?
prom season is the giving season.
I can't say enough about these kids.
The teenagers at St. Charles High will be dancing with the stars. The stars just happen to be teenagers with special needs.
Stars are
the special
rotating
needs
around their
prom,
head like
now in its
idiots.
14th year.
That is fucking hilarious.
So they're having fun.
Yeah.
All right.
With special needs. The special needs prom, now in its 14th year, is put on by members of the high school's Renaissance Club.
Kids that do the right things, kids that academically perform.
It was all started by the club's sponsor at the time, who had a child with Down syndrome. She knew that the best lessons for students don't always come from a textbook.
Everybody has a place, and everybody belongs together, and everybody
Looks
takes
like
care
me.
of one another.
What?
There's
It's a girl with Down syndrome.
She looks like me. Wow.
And she's doing a dance, and there's spotlights on her, like little spotlights or mirror ball lights, and she looks like she's trying to bat the light away.
Yeah, that's what you need.
You got to really try to tell her the concept that it's impossible to hit light. Actually, you can.
Oh my God, I'm going to hell for this one.
They're not very
Yeah,
good.
that's-
They're
John-
not good dancers.
No, they're not.
John,
They dance like a bunch. Well, you know.
John T. from Virginia writes, you want to guess the prom theme song?
What was it?
Lady Gaga's Just Dunce.
Or Let's Dunce. Could be a bunch of dunce ones, right?
Exactly, yeah.
What happened?
Me and Travis are butting heads with the same joke. The obvious one is Let's Get Retarded from the Black Eyed Peas.
That's funny. How they should have just blasted that. Oh, how in trouble would someone be if they blasted Black Eyed Peas? Let's get retarded. Ha! Let's get retarded. They're just dancing and have no clue. You know what, Danny? Play the video while Let's Get Retarded is going so we can get the full impact. Yeah. Yeah, because they're all dressed up like it's their prom. Because I guess it is. What school are they going to that it's their prom?
I think it's a whole county thing.
Oh, is it a county thing? So it's not even school, right? Stop. This inclusion thing is retarded. I mean, ridiculous. It's obviously. Oh. This is good when it was retarded. And not get it, like, started. Yeah. Look at it. Oh, my God.
You're gonna be okay! You're gonna be okay!
Dude, this is classic.
It's syncing up.
You gotta get this video and put that to it.
You think YouTube would have a problem if you fucking put this up?
Oh, it's perfect. It's perfect. This is so wrong.
Oh, boy.
It's a great song.
She'd have to
I
be.
am the werewolf!
Yes, you're the werewolf. Holy shit, was that good. God, that syncs up very well.
Let's find out more.
Care of one another.
Teens in special education classes all over St. Charles County are invited.
He talked about it for weeks, ever since we got the invitation.
16-year-old Brendan Hodges can be shy at times. This wasn't one of those times.
The kids here just take him under their wings and they treat him just as an individual. And it doesn't matter that they have a disability, they treat him like with all their abilities.
Brendan not only came with his dancing shoes, he came with a date. A prom is often a highlight in a teenager's life, but kids with special needs often remain in the shadows. This night gives them the chance to shine. So I'm told you're the best dancer here, is that true?
That's true.
That's very true. The evening lasts only a few hours, but the memories last a lot longer.
It's a great feeling in the bottom of my heart. I just love doing it. It's so special.
We're all equal, and we all just want to have fun.
One group
That's
of teenagers wrapping their arms around another as if to say, we're all in this together.
I'm not as stupid as you. Isn't that sweet?
We got a DJ online. Mike in Minnesota.
Hey, I'm a DJ here at a nightclub up in Minnesota, and I also run the poker tournaments. So I had a special needs, I don't know, some kind of party come in, 20, 30 kids, and I threw my computer on random, and I ran back to run the poker tournament. When I walked back in the room like 15 minutes later, it's blasting Let's Get Retarded with these 20, 30 retarded kids dancing on the floor.
Oh, so they did do that. Hmm.
What's that?
They did do that? They played Let's Get Retarded?
I did by accident. Like,
oh, you did. Oh, you're terrible,
No,
man.
You put it on random. You don't believe?
I'm sure you didn't.
Jimmy, don't believe.
I think that you mean well, sir, but I think that you're just trying to have some fun.
Let me say hi to Andy in Cleveland. Andy, Robert Kelly's going to be up there at the Improv.
The Improv, yeah.
Starting tomorrow night. You should go see him, Andy.
Is it tomorrow through Saturday or tomorrow through Sunday?
I don't know.
But yeah, Bobby's there.
I was actually making a delivery down there the other day. I saw the billing. I have a question logistically. Does St. Charles County have enough short limos to get all the kids there?
Oh.
Do they have enough limos?
Short limo.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh.
That's nice. A prom for the
They're
retarded
just trying
kids.
to have fun,
Yeah,
just like
I got
everyone else.
I got no problem for that.
Memories that'll last minutes.
Jesus, Andy. Just a horrible human being. Just the worst. Jesus. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's never good. When we go down this
last minutes.
Someone spiked the punch with pennies. Chubby Dickweed writes. Did not know that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's great. I'm thinking real hard. For one,
well, let's go to
can't
Jimmy in Jersey. Jimmy.
Hi.
Jimmy?
Yeah.
Jersey?
What?
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hey, you.
How you doing?
Hey, good. How are you, man?
Good, good. Listen, the only reason that kid's the best dancer is because he hasn't shit his pants by the end of the song.
What the criteria is?
P-Roll from Philly writes they redefined the slow dance.
Oh, that's true. It's every dance is a slow dance. It doesn't matter what song they're playing.
It's very.
Yeah.
Is Bob Kelly in a Subway commercial?
No, why? I don't think so.
Or look alike. Like, explain yourself on instant feedback, please.
Yeah. Who was picked home dumbing queen?
Max in Dallas. Max.
Hey, guys. I was wondering if they had to redesign the prom king and queen's crown to fit over the big water head.
Giant crowns.
Two other crowns fucking taped together, opened up. It's a hubcap. Fucking. I don't even feel good about these jokes.
I know, it's always bad. It's just always bad.
Because they really are having such a nice. They're all nice, retarded kids having fun.
They're just trying to dance and eat each other's corsage. Jeez. Big bowl of pink chips.
Oh, no.
It's just never good.
That is really bad.
I know.
A bowl of paint chips with some ranch dressing next to them.
Yes, of course. Damage has already been done. They're tasty.
Over every electrical socket, there's a sign. It has a fork, like a circle, and a line through it. You know, because they do that. God bless them.
Outside, there's just a bunch of those giant tricycles parked in the parking lot. You know, the ones only they drive. Big basket with a flower on it. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Excuse me, can I check your helmets?
Oh, no. Oh, save the last dunce for me.
Ooh. Yeah. Oh, do you like the chicken, fish, beef, or plastic soldiers? Yeah, that's just bad.
That's funny.
There's just no reason for it. Sorry.
Let's say hi to Sean in North Carolina.
Yeah, let's do
Sean.
There she is, Miss Embarrassment.
Oh, stop. That's Miss America. It's nothing to do with a prom. That's good. As long as they
good for them. They're
had
having
fun.
fun, yeah.
If as long, fun is fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I say. Whew. Wow. Yeah. Okay. That's about it.
Really?
We're all
Yeah.
thinking of prom things.
I know. People, I'm just reading, from feedback and things. And wearing who's that? Cigars and scotch. Put on your cumberdum. Son of a bitch. Holy shit. Whew. Tuxedo. Tuxedo. Who? Hey, yeah. Yes, every picture was ruined. Okay. I see where you're going here. Well, again, as long as everybody's...
Bob Levy texted me a funny line. It's the new show, Dancing with the Tards.
Did Levy... I'm trying to find out if the email Levy sent me was, a drunk fucking email or what? What's up? I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow, I guess, right?
Talk, text him or something.
Yeah, he wants to be...
Oh,
he wants to
God.
be more part of the show. All right.
I don't know why we have to end on such a horrific note. Now I'll be driving home feeling horrible.
Well,
just horrible.
Do you actually feel horrible, though, on the way home?
I do.
No, you forget this as soon as you leave that door behind you.
Huh?
You forget.
Yeah?
Yeah. We all forget. Oh, yeah, let's do that. Travis is going to play Time of My Life. This is a fucking classic that goes back many fucking years.
No one puts Baby Brain in a corner.
I had the time of my life. Now I never felt this way before. Yes, I swear it's the truth, and I owe it all to you.
'Cause I've had the time of my life. I always thought of you.
I've been waiting for so long. Now I finally found this one. Stay by me.
Yeah, we're writing on the wall, and you felt the magic of fantasy.
Now I'm dancing in our eyes. It's the way we could die secretly. Now we take each other's hand, cause we really understand. Just remember us. never felt this way before.
It felt this
I
way.
swear, this is the truth. And I owe it all to you. The time of our